Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling in 2023, join our cult.
Whoa,
That's
a new year.
roll
It's
it
a
on.
new year.
It's a new year. Yes, it is. And you're here enjoying it with us, ourselves. Fantastic and wonderful. Very excited to see and hear and talk wrestling and other bollocks with you for several hours. The Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. That does tons of Maffew. Joined as always by the amazing Jack.
Thank you. Hello.
With a new Adidas suit, it looks
This
like.
belonged to Cultaholic's own Jack Atkins. And then he said, I don't really wear this anymore. Would you like it? And I went, yes, please. I tried to pay him for it. He wasn't having any of it. I know. And now I was always saying to Fraser, I'm worried because Jack Atkins is a very fashionable man.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's got rid of this makes me think, am I out of style?
You're out of fashion now. Well, no, maybe it's now come into fashion because
It's been so
Cycling,
long.
cycling,
Yeah.
yeah, he's quite hipstery. He's got,
Yes.
he's ahead of all the trends.
Maybe.
So now he's like, I'm going to help Jack out. You're in fashion now. You're in trends.
Fraser's here as well.
Hi, everyone.
And Fraser,
Hey.
who's, speaking of in trend and fashionable, Fraser Porter, who's replacing Ross, who's sadly off with a bit of the ill. But don't worry, you can stay in
He's
touch
done
with him.
He's done the notes though. He's done
Yes.
the mailbag and that.
He certainly has. Don't worry, we are not keeping it together like a. Couldn't think of an analogy. Whatever. You know, I started something being around the mic. No. I'm going to stay on my path. YouTube.com/hold and give. You can hold Ross close to your heart and give him your love.
There we go. That was good. Well done. Well, then you practiced that one before.
No,
it was good
that's what I was
though.
ready for. And then Jack was like, "No, we're good." I'm like,
No, that was I enjoyed it. That was-
Maffew ad lib. No.
How's your new year been, Matthew?
Oh, it was lovely.
It was good.
Christmas, New Year period, just nothing but positivity.
Lovely. Good.
Seeing friends and family, seeing friends I hadn't seen for so long. I had to go on Facebook Messenger and see the last time I talked to them, and it was 2015 for some
Oh,
of them.
wow.
So it was
a long
amazing
time.
to see them back. It's like they just come out the cave,
That is.
rubbing
It
their
doesn't.
eyes.
It doesn't feel like it should be that long ago, but it is.
It is.
Oh,
quite scary, isn't
I
it?
like that, yeah.
The Raw roster is 90% the
2015.
same.
That was just
Just
the
a
other
couple of
year.
days,
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was lovely. Me and my brother decided to make Christmas meal for the family for the first time.
That's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, and I think we're out the will, but the meal was delicious.
Oh, good.
A lot of fun putting it all together with the timers. If you put that out and take that out, put the roasts in there. A lot of effort. We'll do it once a year, but not every weekend.
What was the meat you
Bloody hell.
had? What meat?
Pork.
You got pork this year?
My dad insisted on making turkey,
Pork.
or he would have killed us. He made turkey the way that every person from that area of the world, Whitney Bay, likes it, which is dry as arseholes.
yeah.
So
dunked in the North Sea.
I
Whitney
wish.
Bay, all right, okay.
It's so dry. You put gravy in it, and it just absorbs in. Like, where's the gravy gone? So that was nice, and they rewarded us, the lovely family, with a lovely meal by putting on "It's a Wonderful Life."
Of course.
I saw
Of
your
course.
thing about this.
Not with the intention of watching it, going, "God, I love this film, son. Let's
You
watch
love
it
this-
together."
you love that film.
I do, but I made the mistake of telling them last Christmas, like we watched it, and I had my head over like this, like just not. Oh, that's a good film. Like, it's gonna go outside, because it's very emotional. It gets me every time. But they didn't notice I was crying. So what do you do when you get away with something? You give it a time, and then you tell them because you feel good about yourself. Like, yeah, so good. They didn't
But
even notice I
Christmas
was
comes around
crying.
again. Christmas will always
Yeah.
be
It turns
there.
out Christmas is cyclical, like Jack Atkins' fashion choices. So I made the mistake of telling them. So they put that on. And I thought, as I was thinking, did they remember that I told them about this? And before I could finish that thought, my dad looked at me and went, "Are you crying, son?"
I'm just picturing that meme. Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. With cigarette and his cowboy hat, yeah. And annoying as hell, I was about there. I'm like, bastard. So, that was that's how we spent Christmas and New Year's. Christmas.
Okay.
New Year's was spent in bed because after 6 or so days of drinking and eating nothing but good old-fashioned meat and crap, my body was tapping out. Absolutely.
Fair enough.
So, what
Sounds
about
good, though.
yourself, Fraser?
So Christmas was a fairly quiet one, That's just sitting back, eating lots of food. My dad was on cooking duty this year for we had what do we have? Turkey. I was gutted. My brother's vegan, right? So there was no goose fat roast potatoes, no duck fat roast potatoes. So it was a bit disappointing in that
What
regard.
was it instead, like olive oil? Or?
It was olive oil. Yeah, it was still nice. It was good. It was really good. But yeah, it was just a really nice Christmas. My gran came round for Christmas dinner. I had lots of family come round after on Boxing Day, and I had all my cousins who have, in my head, they're still like 10 and 7, but in reality they're 20 and 17. So it was like, God,
That is crazy.
it's been a while.
Are you feeling old?
I am feeling
Wow,
old.
okay, fair
Yeah,
enough.
it's strange when like they're all talking about like school and uni, and I'm like, well, I've got work, and they're like, oh, I've got my high school stuff, and I'm like, oh God, I'm old now. But it was good. What did I do for New Year? Sat about.
The Scots
go out.
love it though.
Yeah, we do love
Hogmanay,
it.
though,
I
innit?
didn't go out for New
Fair
Year.
enough.
Sat about on the sofa with the dog and Rachel, and we watched what did we watch? American Horror Story.
Oh,
Yeah, we watched
fair
that.
enough.
Apart from that, just drank a lot of wine. A lot
Whoa.
of wine, a lot of
Lovely.
chocolate, and spend far too much money on Chinese.
So I didn't. I had a similar Christmas, quite a quiet Christmas day, but I didn't drink at all because
Really?
because I'd eaten too much, and I thought it's gonna make me feel crap. And then a lot of that between like get off work and then that I've spent a lot of that time genuinely watching lots of films because everyone was eating.
Oh, this has been-
everyone was eating so much that like people would fall asleep at like 10 p.m. and I'd be like, might as well stick on a film
Yeah.
then and just watch that. So I'm well caught up now. I'm a film man.
You are.
Half
Cinema
man, half
Jack.
film.
Yeah,
Old
yeah.
Jack.
I've been watching loads of films. Some from this year, a few old ones as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well versed now.
Now I know everything about the films. Yeah.
It's a new year, so you're going to keep this film
When
trend up.
Maffew was talking about the bit in It's a Wonderful Life that gets him every time, one film that I had seen before this recent film kick, one of my favorite films I'd say from like when I first saw it is Rocky 1.
Right.
Oh,
Great
yes.
I don't like this idea that people say Rocky 4 is the best one when it's just the silliest one.
It's
And
two different styles of films at that point.
the best written film. The most meaningful one is Rocky 1.
Yeah.
And when I was a kid, I don't know what it is, but I didn't cry at films when I was a kid. But the bit now that gets me in Rocky 1 every time is when she's running to the ring and he's all, oh my God, which at the time is a meme. It's like, oh, Rocky shouts, Adria, that's the thing. But
Mankind did it when he won the title.
but it's because he didn't win, but he you know,
Went the
he went the
distance.
distance, and that's all he wanted to do. There's also a scene that's aged very badly, which is where he tries to seduce her in his flat, and he like blocks the exit. It's a bit weird.
Oh, yeah. that's-
Yeah.
The 70s. Oh, we had this. There's that Sky Digital channel that shows nothing but black and white films and really old ones, and it comes up with like moving pictures or something like that. And it comes up with a disclaimer at the start, I think, of every film it shows. Like, just let you know, this film was made in the 50s. It reflects the thoughts and ideologies of that time. And my stepmom went, what's that about? I'm like, no, look. We know what that means. We know that you haven't moved on since then. But like, but some people are like, it needs to be said, look, heads up, guys.
I think that's always the worry when you get home for Christmas is there's going to be some controversial discussion at the Christmas dinner table. Like, who's going to say something this year?
Yeah.
Thankfully, there wasn't. Well, there was one small discussion between my brother, who's very communist, and my cousin, who's very capitalist.
Wow.
And wants to go down a path of economics
Have
and
you
business.
seen Triangle of Sadness?
No.
Okay.
But it was
Never mind.
it was a very big. Both of them just shouting different ideologies at each other.
Right.
Well, like, over the Christmas.
No, this was so it'll be on the 27th. We went out for a walk with the dog, and it was the whole family, and the whole time they were just back and forth.
Means of production.
Yeah, pretty much. And then it was like they were on the other side of the living room before we went out, and then my cousin Hamish is discussing his.
So Scotland.
I know Hamish and Duncan. Well,
Oh my God.
Yes, I love your family.
I think Rachel had forgotten their names, and she was like, "Your cousins Hamish or Duncan," and I was like, "That's them," and she was like, "I just pulled the most Scottish names out of that." But
Is
yeah,
Fraser a Scottish name? It must be.
it is. Yeah,
okay, right.
No one can spell it. No one can spell it though.
Because they think,
No, it's-
Fraser, because of...
It's I've got the Scottish spelling, but elsewhere it's spelled differently. So, but yeah, like they had this big argument, not directly talking to each other in the living room to different groups, but they were getting louder and louder. And it was like, oh great, here we go. It's gonna kick off.
Fair enough.
But it was fine. They were civil enough.
Oh, wow. What a Christmas.
Yeah, the train strikes got brought up once or twice,
Yep.
but it was one of these things where the person said like, well, it's a bit unfair for them to strike and affect normal people, but then also answered their own thing and goes, but it is also the best way of making an impression and getting people noticing. And they went back to drinking. I went, well, I'm glad that was settled.
Wrestling news, I guess.
No, it was nothing actually.
No.
So what do you think of
Don't
True
hear it.
Romance?
No,
All right,
no.
here we go.
So
So
yeah, go on.
there's lots.
Are we starting with the one that broke just before we
Probably
started.
should.
Well, you know, we'll get the the biggest news, and obviously, this podcast is ha 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 he he he, but we have to.
Oh, it is.
We have to get this out of the way. The passing of Don West.
Oh, right. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we should do that one first.
Oh,
Yeah.
what were you thinking?
The UK show. Have you missed
If
this?
you don't know this one.
Right, we'll save
Don
that.
West.
Don
Yeah,
West. Yeah,
Don
that,
West,
You know
absolute
what?
legend.
There's several deaths in wrestling every year, and it's always sad. But this one, I was like, oh man, like it really was. Like I was like, I think it's just because he was so enthusiastic.
He was, he was the voice of TNA.
Yeah.
And like for a while, I didn't have like Sky Sports or anything, so I wouldn't really watch the WWE. So TNA was the one I watched. And
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
his voice that I remember booming out over the the speakers
Oh man.
during such like Abyss versus Raven and stuff like that. And it's his voice.
He wasn't even really before he got into it. He didn't know much about wrestling, did he? So he was just a
Yeah,
natural. Just
he's
a
really
natural.
good.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very sad.
I know.
I passed away at 59.
Oh.
Dom, Bank Tenay was the person to break the news.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a guy who'd gone from doing pitching, I think it's a proper term for it, being sales pitching from
Okay.
something like QVC. I'm not
He was a
sure. but
salesman
there's-
online.
Yeah, there's loads of clips of him online just going, look at the baseball cards, you know, and he's just full of enthusiasm and passion. I remember like being like too cool for school when he first started, and I started hearing him every week or whatever, finding TNA clips online. And be like, oh, look at this guy. Because he's like, oh my God, Mike, he hit him with his fist. And you're like, all right, calm down, mate. But, you know, you don't realize when you start enjoying something until like he got replaced. And I was just like, oh,
Yeah.
I want him back.
Yeah. and
Where's the crazy guy?
And you think,
there's-
like in
go
the
on.
late 90s and to early 2000s, wrestling becomes so like wink, wink, cynical. Like we know what's going on.
Yeah.
Maybe it was a breath of fresh air that he was just really enthusiastic and just was what it needed.
It's very impressive. He brought the same level of energy every single time. Like there was not, in my mind anyway, there's not a show that he wasn't as loud as he was, and like
Oh yeah,
into the show.
his rundowns in the penultimate before the last match.
Yeah.
when he was run down
Kill
what
the
was on-
tapes and stuff.
Like
Yep.
he made like I know we know Excalibur's really good at it because he's got so much to say and what. But Don West sold it. Like every
Yeah.
show, he was like, "Wow, this is
Got
a
massive.
must see." Yeah, he's
Yeah.
brilliant.
Yeah. And Jared said many times on his podcast about how much effort he put in the house shows as well, getting
Right.
those was it brown paper bag deals where it's like 3 random items, like you gotta get this. This is the important thing in your life. And even like all the amazing memories in TNA you associate with him, the belly kick, that was him.
Yeah.
And just watching for the 4 millionth time, Elix Skipper walk in the cage. I don't know if you ever heard this obscure moment in TNA, but yeah, and just Don West, you gotta be kidding me. It's like if that's as iconic for TNA is like Jim Ross saying, you know, as God's my witness, he's broken in half.
There's a lad I know. Well, I met him in person before Twitter. It was like the backwards of how you meet people in wrestling usually. But it was the lad on the Vegas blogs who just walks past the camera and goes like, "Oh, hello, Cultaholic." And then I said like, "What match are you looking forward to?" And immediately realized he was very charismatic. He's like, "Well, Cody Dustin should be fantastic." And he's just straight into it.
Yeah.
And he's called Jordan. He does now he's like he does ring announcing and commentary and stuff over in the America.
States.
And he's really good at it. Like he's getting work in various different promotions because he's the Tom Campbell of America. And he uploaded a clip recently where he did he slipped a Don West tribute into his the latest show he was commentating on because there was a big spot and he shouted that what he shouts when Elix Skipper jumps off the lead.
I haven't seen that.
Yeah, it's really good.
That's lovely. And sorry, Bio.
When MJF called out this very podcast or this very channel,
this channel.
he was the one I tagged saying, "Come and get your boy," because MJF hates him because people say they look similar, and MJF thinks he looks like a snapping turtle.
Do they look similar?
They do look
They do
similar.
look similar.
They look very. He could be his younger brother.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
MJF's is going to tweet us that now.
He doesn't really.
Are you watching?
Yeah.
I'm scared.
I dare you to
Yeah.
tweet this.
Come
I'm
on,
scared
man.
of him. He's
Come
mean.
on.
He's mean. He says mean things.
MGF.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Billy.
But yeah, so I've taken it way off topic. But Don West, great.
Yeah, and nice for Michael Cole
yes, yeah.
and Excalibur to pay tribute.
For them to be able to, well, especially for Cole to be able to. Do
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy to think like about a year ago, under that other guy's regime, that probably wouldn't have happened. But yeah, it's a nice little shout out on SmackDown. So, what was the thing you were talking about then?
So
Because
today-
again, I
so
woke up watching
about an hour
AEW.
ago.
Oh my word!
About an hour ago.
hour
okay,
ago.
breaking
The
news.
Daily Star
Yeah.
has revealed
go.
we're doing it
Yeah,
again,
okay.
that Money in the Bank will take place in London.
This year,
This
on
year.
July 1st.
Oh, so
Why
we
are
must
you
have
not
missed
excited?
must have missed loads of because we haven't got any money in our banks over here.
Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, they've-
No, it's been announced today. They're going to
hell.
do Money in the Bank in so apparently it was on the back of the success of Clash at the Castle, And they went, right, we should do another one.
Tickets going to be so hard to get.
Was it you mentioned the capacity of the venue?
So Clash of the
it's
Castle
the O2 in London.
Yeah, Clash of the Castle in Principality was 62,000
yeah,
people.
Yeah, the O2's big, but it's not as big.
20,000.
Yeah, I've been there.
I've seen...
Is that where Progress did their Wembley show? No,
that was
Wembley.
That was Wembley.
Remember 20,000 people showed up to see Tyler Bate.
Actually, hang on. Whoa, that would have been mad.
Yeah, now the O2's where they run their usual London Raws.
Yeah,
SmackDown.
right. So it's a big arena, but it's not. It's not a stadium.
massive.
Yeah.
It's just it's going to be really hard to get tickets. I've seen people try and pre-register, and I think it's with the WWE Championship package or whatever they're calling it, where you get I think you get an autograph or a meet and greet. It's 10 grand for 2 tickets.
What are you on about?
Oh, and the 20 grand one, you get to kiss their ass on the scrum after.
This is ringside, but 10 grand for 2 tickets.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
I mean, that'll be the very top bracket, but still.
it will be, but. Yeah, if they need to keep them cheaper than Clash of the Castle,
I
'cause
think
that
that-
was the
Right,
problem.
so only
right.
Pachiti's going. Right, we made that clear.
I think demand's going to be so high.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's going to sell out.
So that's the big news anyway. Money in the Bank, yeah.
And Craven Cottage, whenever AEW comes over, I feel it's going to be around about the same time.
Yeah, we've got to assume he's going to do it at Craven Cottage.
I mean, Aiden was talking about it. If it's outside, it's going to be before the football restarts the
in the
grass.
summer,
can
yeah.
grow.
Oh.
But after the season's ended,
I'm not going to sit here and take this.
he's not going to. No. What, the
Wow.
same weekend?
What a
Go
summer
on,
it could
Tony.
be.
Go on.
Yeah. As soon as I know the
Save us money.
as soon as I know the dates, I'll be messaging my friend who I'll call not Taz on Twitter and saying, "Hey, buddy."
I thought you were going to be a little bit clever about it.
No, that could be anybody.
It could be, yeah.
Other news: Chris Jericho told the locker room he would ensure CM Punk does not return to AEW.
He's the hero we need. So this has been really interesting because Dax Harwood's podcast sparked. Was that in?
I was going to say
okay,
it's all
right.
it's all related. FDR, loads of FDR news to be honest with you. With them,
Yeah.
having them podcast. Did you have a chance to listen to it?
No, but Ross was filling me in. So basically,
That's nice,
it was so Dax has said he defended CM Punk and said that the best thing would be for everyone to shake hands and because he's rightly saying it would surely lead to a surge of interest.
Yeah.
Like, these lads are all working together. Wow.
Yeah, it is for AEW's benefit. He's
CM
absolutely right.
Punk seemed to reply on Instagram saying like, "Duh," like
Yeah, that was it. One word reply. Duh.
But apparently there was one of those vague Meltzer and Alvarez. They couldn't obviously reveal their sources, but they were both saying like, yeah, we've heard from separate people in AEW that it caused a bit of a stir.
Both Chris and Jericho.
And that made me think like, wow, what's he said on the podcast? Which is when Ross was like, no, he was very like measured in his tone. Like he wasn't saying anything inflammatory. So strange one. I mean, seems like it's a bit divided in AEW, doesn't it still?
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like someone with initial CJ is definitely taking the Meltzer because then there was one report that said like lots of people are unhappy about this, and then some report later on that said, nah, a few people are
a few people, yeah.
couldn't give a toss.
So I think it was Jericho. Some figures, including Jericho, said they wouldn't let CM Punk. But obviously, the fact that Jericho's the only one named makes it sound like he's the one in the front. Like, don't worry, guys.
Got to be, surely. And he's like, I'm not letting CM Punk back in this locker room. I wonder who said that.
Everyone else is on their phones on Nintendo Switches going, what? What about? FTR also dropped their AAA World Tag Team titles to Dragon Lee and Dralikisto. I'm hopefully getting that right. At the big AAA show in December 28th. Then Dragon Lee immediately left AAA to sign for WWE. Ha ha ha! Take that, Tony Khan, I guess.
Someone's saying he's going to be the highest paid guy in NXT.
Yeah, now that Mandy's gone, he'll be the highest contract.
That's not saying much though, is it? There's used to be legendary how cheap those
I think
contracts
it's
were.
quite a bit more from what I understand.
Dragon Lee's someone who, a few years ago, I was like, he's amazing. And then he dropped off my radar a little bit. I don't know if it's because I stopped doing Wrestlers of the Week maybe, but he was less in New Japan, or New Japan were less prominent anyway.
Yeah.
Wrestle Kingdom was the other day.
Oh, I did hear about that. I was hoping to hear your hot takes on that because I didn't watch it.
It was good.
Yeah, it's good. Did you have it on?
Yeah, we had it
upstairs?
upstairs. Yeah.
Me and Owen streamed our reactions. Thanks to everybody who got involved and watched along with us.
Is that not going to be in the wrestling? this
We
week?
can say,
we can-
we'll talk
yeah,
about it in the
I
rest
think
of
we
the
have to,
day.
don't
Fair
we?
enough.
For the three people that pretend to be New Japan fans. I'm joking.
Here we are.
Yeah, hi.
No, Matthew doesn't pretend. No.
Also, crazy Japanese news. No, not New Japan. Nakamura defeats the Great Muta.
Oh, no, don't mention this story.
I didn't watch this because I'm not a Noah fan.
Yeah.
either,
Tubman was
but
there.
He was.
I know, yeah.
And he was at Wrestle Kingdom.
He said quite a week.
Wow.
And he was dressed up as Liger at New Year's Day.
No, he wasn't. That's not
Sure it's not him?
It might
Sure
be
it's not him.
Liger. Think of all the stars that he's seen, as in Melter stars, in 1 week.
Oh my God. Yeah, he's just Leo DiCaprio with a throwing them.
Although Meltzer is,
I thought it was Salt Bay.
Star.
I was
Yeah,
doing
like
Salt
Salt
Bay.
Bay just showed up and grabbed the IWGP title.
That was really awkward when Salt Bay did
Yeah.
that. What a sentence. That was so awkward when Salt Bay grabbed the World Cup.
Yeah.
Called Salt Bay.
Yeah. From the players, just whatever. But yeah, obviously Muta's on his retirement tour, and then everyone was saying great stuff about it and saying, "Hey, Maffew, you should probably go out your way and watching this and all this." And Nakamura was interviewed. "Hey, we asked to be part of New Japan," and he said, Nakamura laughs, "No," which I thought was nice. And then Muta backstage, because of the spot where he went, "Ha, I'm gonna miss you," and Nakamura went, "No, you're not," and kissed him and took the green mist away from him, which is a hell of a counter. I remember when Fujinami did that to Inoki in '78, and and Muta gave his thoughts afterwards.
No, oh god, it was very. Oh, someone's dad's kicking on. It was so like bad.
I was really hoping it was a translation issue.
I don't think it was.
No.
No, because he said the same thing in like 3 different ways, so it really was.
Just to make sure, in case you haven't heard it the first way, here it is in some other variants.
Yeah.
It was that one. Say, then Muta then started talking about what he thought about the unions and the train strikes. Yeah. Cheers.
It was,
Yeah. Unrelated, but kind of, I guess. AJ Styles out of action with a broken ankle. The 45-year-old announced he suffered a broken ankle at a recent WWE house show, but he will not require surgery.
He's going to miss the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he says it's the most time he's going to have to spend off in his entire wrestling career.
Oh, really?
That's wild.
He's not had that many times off in his...
He's been going for
career.
what,
Guess
like
so.
20 odd years?
That's crazy.
Considering the level of wrestling he's been at, that's amazing.
All I could think when you said that was the thing when he falls from the Ultimate X and goes like... I was like, oh, he takes some big bumps.
takes bumps.
Yeah. Well, at least he used to. He still does.
No.
Still
Weak
bumps
now.
it, man. Yeah.
Working
Can't
smart,
wrestle,
not
yeah.
harder. And yeah, there's some more FTR. I've already covered that. Already covered that. More FTR. The Acclaimed were initially told not to scissor anyone. Obviously, yeah,
That's 8 times down.
that went
Fraser's
very well for them.
favourite
It's
tag
that.
team.
boys.
Are they still?
Oh, yeah.
move
Oh,
that.
yeah. Of course.
Speaking of
Always.
AAA and AEW wrestlers with their titles, Sammy Guevara and Tay Mello no longer have theirs. Conan revealed why they've stripped them of the titles. He said Tony can't pull type because some girl, I don't know who, had COVID. I'm not sure why Sammy was pulled because he didn't even appear on the Bleeding show. The first time they missed their flight. The second go, this girl's Brazilian, Tay Mello. Well, now I realize this was typed up verbatim. Sorry, he's rambling.
This
Conan.
is literally what Conan
said. What I don't understand is why they didn't send Sammy if she couldn't appear. Sammy didn't do poo on the show that he was already booked on for AEW, so he could have made our one.
Okay.
Conan making friends.
Yeah. Playing nice with AEW there.
Yeah, so basically they weren't able to make their AAA show, so they went, well, we'll take the titles off you then.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
feel like they were going to lose the titles anyway because they seem to be getting the belts off of. They got it off FTR.
Well, FTR have been losing all their belts, though.
They have, yeah, but you know,
They did that thing at Wrestle Kingdom where they kissed
What
the
did they
belts
do?
goodbye,
Yeah.
really blatantly. They started then blowing kisses over the belt into the crowd. I was like, lads, can you just not make it so obvious?
We're losing!
Because they did. I remember them doing it with Hawkins and Ryder on the
I
Wrestle
mean, you
Kingdom
said
show.
that was a good show.
Oh, but then since then, every time a wrestler kisses their belt before a title match, I'm like, guys,
He's gonna
and
lose.
it never. It like.
he's been poisoned.
Oh, shut up, man! The poisoning was real.
He's poisoned him.
I thought.
He hit a
thought
poison
Kip
Rana.
Sabian had poisoned
Hey.
Pac, okay? And yeah, anyway.
Poison.
Mandy Rose made $1 million
1 million. Yeah.
in December 2022. Not 2022, December
Right,
yeah.
2022. So thanks, WWE.
That's too
mean,
much
yeah.
money.
I like that the very cynical person who writes these up, Aidan Gibbons, has put the former NXT Women's Champion had been a part of the WWE since 2015. If Rose will sign another promotion after her WWE non-compete expires in the coming months is unknown. But Tommy Dreamer has invited her to reach out to Impact Wrestling.
Right.
Well,
Yep.
I mean, if I was Mandy, I wouldn't be jumping at the chance, I don't think.
I want to go to NWA. If that's where you want to
Yeah,
be.
yeah.
that's
Real
the money.
wrestling. Yeah. They don't like their women's division anyway, so.
No, they don't like women.
Oh,
Come on.
yeah, right, okay.
Arn Anderson forms a new faction on AEW Dark.
Another faction.
Another faction. We were just talking the other day, weren't we, that AEW needs more factions and groups to keep control of all the people they've got on roster. Brock Anderson and Brian Pillman Jr. have teamed up together. And Arn Anderson said that if he was around, if he had his way, Tessa Blanchard would also be part of this not horseman.
Who would be the Flair then? Charlotte. I don't know.
Yeah. Is there anyone? Griff Garrison.
Griff Garrison.
I've got the same hair, right?
I like
that 80s flare hair.
I like Griff. I think he's a good lad. Yeah, I used to enjoy the Varsity Blondes.
I thought they
What
were
are they
alright.
now? Varsity Jocks? Is that them?
Varsity Athletes.
Athletes, yeah.
That's they
No, they
stole
lost
their
it.
name. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
They
I liked,
lost their name.
I liked Griff. And
They're going to be Harlem Heat 2000.
Huh.
Charlotte Flair and Ronda Rousey.
My
Obviously, yeah.
goodness.
Your update is that Charlotte Flair returned
Yeah, she's back.
and she's a face now,
Yeah.
apparently, because that's what you do to be a face. Is to, well, whatever. We'll get more on that later on. The saying so well is Ronda Rousey's 1 year contract up, and apparently, yes, it will be coming on responsible position.
Really?
No, that loss was not designed to take her off TV.
Oh,
but she
right.
hasn't signed or anything like
not
that.
signed any deal.
I phrased that badly. I apologize.
It's been a weird little title reign she's had. It feels weird.
When would she was
Derailed Liv's momentum.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
And
it
then
did.
didn't have a really interesting title
I
reign
thought
at
they were
all.
going to
Yeah,
have her versus Shayna down the line,
Yeah.
but no.
Yeah, she was really, really over for a while because I had her just kick ass and not say much.
Which
and
you
be
should have
horrible.
done.
Yep.
Yeah.
But then she just turned 1 week, it's like, I'm heel now.
Dick.
And Liv Morgan's a spooky hardcore person.
Yeah.
So everything sucks.
I don't mind Liv as the spooky hardcore person.
But compared to what she was really over for that period for who she was. And
Who,
she changed
Rhonda?
what she was. No, Liv.
Oh, Liv. Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess so, yeah.
Anyway, well, we're going back and forth for that. Looking at the different news. We've already covered
got lots
it.
of
So
news this
I'm
week.
just scrolling. God, there's so much news. No, that was supposed to be all the
That's
big
all it
stuff.
is.
So Owen, for a lot of our stream of Wrestle Kingdom, Owen was rightly frustrated that they weren't building any matches for night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom, which happens like later on this month. And he was like, what's happening on night 2? And even when like at the end, the winner of the main event was giving their speech, Owen was like, set up a match for night 2. And it's been revealed that that's going to be like Noah versus New Japan.
In
So-
singles
Again.
matches. Singles
But this
matches,
time
I
in
said.
singles matches, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the last time I was
'Cause
paying attention to
midway-
New Japan when they were giving the thoughts on that. And Okada obviously said that was translated. So I was like, I don't watch Noah.
Yeah.
Why would the professional athletes worry about the college athletes?
So,
It was brutal.
So when in the middle of like I think like the junior heavyweight title match, commentary just went like, "There's been a fight backstage," which is really unlike New Japan. Like,
Yeah.
that's really not like New Japan. They were like some lads from Noah, like Keno and Nakajima, have confronted Lij, and then but before he revealed who it was, he went like, "Some lads have. There's been a fight backstage," and one of the other commentators went, "What's Kenny done now?" I was like, "Whoa!" Banter, the wrestler. Anyway,
Good lads.
Do you think Muta will be on the New Japan Noah show? I know they said the last match and
maybe it would work. Wouldn't
like
it, I
feels
suppose?
that's
But
joint card.
I was just surprised that
You think
Muta-
we would have announced it by
I
now?
was just
Muta
surprised
versus
that-
Muto.
Oh yes, I was just surprised that
Oh.
his last match ever didn't come in New Japan, where he was a legend.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, he's got
He's
great
been a
moves.
legend
Bye-bye.
everywhere, though.
I
hasn't he?
guess so. Yeah. Is Sasha? Are we going to talk about her?
I feel
on
like that's-
Mercedes? Is that big? We
that's
talk
big
about that in the
news.
news.
Yeah, I thought we was going to have the big New Japan section later on.
Right,
to be
go on
honest
then,
with
yeah,
you.
we'll
But
talk
Sasha
about-
Banks
Mercedes Monet.
is that is a new name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
She's
Or
in
as-
New Japan.
I think it was V1. Someone on Twitter said coming out to Crisscross because the theme was like.
To me, it was Grand Theft Auto San Andreas music. It was just
Yeah, it was a little bit. So that Kyrie didn't know how to take the move,
Yeah.
but that's okay. She's going to challenge for the women's IWGP title in San Jose, a battle in the
Yeah.
Valley in
February
Yeah,
20,
February.
February 18th.
The Valley.
in San Jose.
Coming to Wales.
No, San
Yeah.
Jose. And I mean, she looked amazing. The look, like the hair and
Yeah.
all that was cool. People have been crapping on her a lot for the promo.
It was. I think it's
But
just
I
it's very
think-
WWE, isn't it?
Well, I thought that whenever like non-Japanese speaking people cut promos, it's always weird hearing them because they kind of just keep it quite simple for
Yeah.
translation, I suppose. So it just felt a bit disjointed, but I didn't really mind that. I think it'll be good still.
It was a bit flat because the Japanese audience just sort of clapped.
It was early in the show.
It was very early. Didn't build up a lot.
I don't
of
think
hype.
New Japan cared that much, is what the feeling I got. Whereas the audience, the Western audience at least, did.
Yeah, it's. Well, I mean, it's the fact that she's going to be wrestling on the American show.
Maybe it's
It's
that.
like, right,
Yeah.
cool, we'll get her here so that the Japanese audience is familiar with her.
I was messaging Tubman during
You'll
the
see
show.
me in another country in a few
Yeah,
months. Yeah,
yeah.
fair enough.
I was messaging Tubman during the show for his thoughts, and he agreed that it did feel weirdly flat when she came out, considering it was the thing everyone was talking about before the show.
I think was it maybe the drastic change in hair and appearance in terms of attire.
No, because
Maybe
on the video
people
she
didn't
did that,
recognise?
and it was her
Oh, she
face.
did do that.
Yeah, I think it
There was
was.
a decent pop at that bit as well, though.
Yeah.
It was just once she entered the arena and then came down to the ring, and it was she left the gaps where normally she'd be booed or cheered, and it was just a
Here we go.
Can you boo and cheer?
They can now, yeah.
Oh, but this didn't.
They didn't,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
I said to Richard, did it seem a bit quiet for Sasha? And he put, he's over, brother. Oh, we were talking about Yoshihashi before that. Yoshihashi's really over. I was like, Yoshihashi got a bigger pop than Sasha Banks. And he did. And Richard went, he's over, brother. And he went, it was a bit quiet. I don't think people knew what was going on at first. They aren't reading the rag sheets, brother. So
yeah, that's a fair enough thing, isn't it? Yeah, they're like, oh, okay, she's here.
Guess
Like Logan Paul showing up in WWE.
Remember Chris Charlton?
I know her.
Chris Charlton went like, oh, it's the worst kept secret. So I don't know. That was on English commentary though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool to see her there.
It was cool to see her there. It's cool to see her doing what she wants to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I like the nickname CEO, Mercedes Moné, but I've seen a lot of people being like, oh, it's very TNA Impact. What's she doing?
No, it's not.
And I'm like, it's not, but it's like just
not.
a play on the ball.
Sissy Bunk's the legit bus, as we've established, is her Impact now.
Yeah.
So Soraya's got a mystery. No, she doesn't. We'll
Not
get to that. We'll
anymore.
get to that. Yeah, right, okay.
Oh, is it Muda?
Yeah.
Imagine that. Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker are like, go on then, bring out your mystery partner. It's Muda. Staggering out.
Ow, ow, ow. Let me tell you about... No, Muda, no time, no. Next segment. Tubman in Japan. Richard had the best Christmas out of anyone working for Cultaholic Wrestling in any capacity, and that's despite the fact he's all by himself on the other side of the world. After having a KFC Christmas dinner, as is tradition.
That's what they do in Japan.
Is that right?
Yeah, they have KFC.
Okay. Dick Tubbs spent New Year's in Tokyo, went to the Bleeding Noah show at the Nippon Budokan, and then went to WK17. He even opened his mouth and cheered. At a wrestling show in Japan? Prick. That's what it says here. So here's some shots that we'll have to get off the screen quickly, or we'll get DMCA'd.
No, because there is own photos,
There's own
Matthew.
photos,
You
yeah.
It's
can't
not tell that to the judge.
I know, yeah.
Yeah. So that is definitely some wrestling. Tobin had a lovely time there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ooh, good
Very
angle
jealous.
there.
Lovely.
Looks like Fire Pro. Good angle, bro.
It really does. Wow.
God,
Yeah, it sounded like you had a really good time.
KFC is tradition.
He said the
Yeah.
KFC was bad.
Oh, really?
Do you want me to find the...
That's a shame because it is a big thing out there. You have
I was
KFC.
surprised because when we went,
Christmas.
no food was bad. It was the best place I've ever been for food.
Maybe they half-ass it at Christmas.
They got mass
we've
produced
so
it.
much to
Oh,
put
the
out.
queue's massive. It's just about survival at that point, isn't it?
I've said...
Just a whole roast chicken. Battered.
I did indeed get swept into the KFC Japan marketing ploy. It was one of the worst KFCs I've ever had. Maybe UK KFCs are just built different, but this one was just bland and overly moist to the point you could call it wet.
Oh. We need Tubman food reviews. Again.
Tubman in the kitchen. Thank you, Tubman in Japan.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
Time for everyone's favourite segment, the Hall of Fame, which is our time to stew. So I've already forgotten what they are. In condescending order, which is last place, the Traitors,
Oh.
8%.
Oh. Okay.
I'm guessing that was your
That
pick,
was my
'cause obviously
pick.
I was off last time.
Yeah,
What's the Traitors?
it was the BBC show that everyone's been watching, but clearly
Oh,
only
okay.
8% of our audience has been watching. It's very, very good. I still recommend it.
I hope it is it just says the Traitors.
The
So
Traitors.
it could refer to anybody.
Could be anyone.
It could be.
Could be anyone.
Top dollar versus top rope, 36%. Guess you had to be there. Felt his ass. But the winner, by far,
Well, congrats.
Ali Ahmed Aslam, inventor of the chicken tikka masala.
Who's
56%.
that?
That was Ross.
Ross's
Ross,
pick.
okay.
Absolutely. Well done, Ross.
Well done.
See, we didn't even know your deed. Fantastic,
good-
pal. It's like Vincent van Gogh.
It's a good curry.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
Invented in Glasgow.
That's right.
That's where we found out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember this discussion.
It's England's national dish.
apparently
we
so.
twacked it.
Yeah.
It's not my favourite choice of curry, but it's one that I'll certainly have if it's there.
What do you
All right,
go
calm
for?
it down. Calm it
It
down.
depends whether I'm feeling spicy or not. If I'm feeling spicy, I'll go for a jalfrezi.
Oh, good
If not,
shout.
I like a baldy.
Oh, good shout.
A chicken baldy, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
Curry enjoyment noises. And you are Ross.
Am
the
I
week.
right? I feel because I actually have a pick in there, so surely Jack goes first.
I can go first if you want.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We'll go with we'll go with Jack's
We're
first.
trying to
'cause-
get every position,
yeah.
so to speak.
So, obviously, watched a lot of films over the Christmas break.
Oh, here we go.
But
the bit I was waiting
comfortably
for.
the worst one that I was made to watch
Oh, go
was
on.
Grease 2. which is the less popular. Have you seen it?
Yeah, I also saw a tweet the other day going like unpopular opinion, but Grease 2 is better than the first one.
Well, my girlfriend agrees. She loves Grease 2, and I think it's because it's like a family favorite. Like her and her sister like it, but
It's terrible.
I don't like it. I think I got to the bottom of it. I was like, how can you watch them and objectively decide that Grease 2 is better than Grease 1 because it's just not? And she was like, we overwatched Grease 1, so I'm just sick of it now. And I was like, okay, I understand that, but having watched Grease 2 now for the first time, it's far worse.
Yeah.
What makes it bad? Because I've never seen it.
So the songs in Grease 1 are better. There's only one decent song in Grease 2, which is Cool Rider. It's like Grease 1, but the roles are reversed. So the girl's the cool one, and the boy's the sad virgin. And they've got she wants a cool rider. She wants a lad on a motorbike. She wants a cool rider. And then he's a shy British lad called Michael who comes over to Rydell High, and he's like, "Oh my God, Michelle Pfeiffer, you're so hot. I wish I could be with you." And she's like, "Oh, well, I want a cool rider." So, and then he like rides into a party on his bike, and they're like, "Who's that?" But he doesn't take his helmet off, and then it's like Spider-Man 1. Like they go on a date, but she never sees his face because he's got the helmet on the whole time.
She goes on a date with him. He's got his helmet on.
And she doesn't. Well, they ride round on the bike.
How does
they
he eat?
even do that thing that Kim Kardashian? They even do that thing that Kim Kardashian and Kanye West did on the video for Bound 2, where she climbs on the front of the bike. I was like, no, this can't be serious.
There's a reason no one knows any of the songs from Grease 2.
There's songs about. There's a song in science class called Reproduction. It's it's just a bunch of. Well, I say teenagers. They're clearly like 30 in Grease 2.
Yeah.
Singing about reproduction. There's a scene where one of the T-Birds tries to seduce his girlfriend into like doing it with him because they're in an air shelter, and it's called "Let's Do It for Our Country," and it's all like Cold War illusions. It's really bad.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, it's so bad. One of the T-Birds is played by the bloke who plays Shooter from Happy
Shooter
Gilmore. No, Shooter McGavin from Happy Gilmore.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Anyway, so that all happens, but the worst scene for me was when the cool rider saves the day and she finally realizes it's him when he takes his arm off. She's like, "It was you all along."
Oh my God.
But it's sort of spoilers for Grease 2. And he leaps on his motorbike over a swimming pool at like a gala they're having or something, like a party, to drive off the Scorpions who are back for Grease 2.
There's some scorpions?
No.
Oh my God.
He's got a net and he scoops them out of the pool.
All these scorpions like, whoa, this guy just jumped his bike off the pool.
And
Let's
they
leg it,
think,
lads.
they think the cool rider has died because previously he drove his bike like off a hill and they never saw him again. But then as he flies over the pool, which Michelle Pfeiffer's character is in, she looks up and goes, "He's alive." And I swear down, you know the song Drinking in LA by Bran, is it 3,000 or 5,000? Drinking in LA. Do you not know the song? Yeah. I woke up an hour early with the sun in my eyes. And
That plays.
Very 90s. No, at the start of the song, I swear it samples her going, "He's alive." I swear that's from the song.
Okay.
So my nomination is the song Drinking in LA. But also, I'm just putting it out there so that if anyone
Scorpions,
listening could please listen, if anyone's familiar with Grease 2, could you please listen to the intro of the song Drinking in LA and just get back to us and let us know if that, leave a comment, is that what is sampled? Because I swear, when you hear like the bit from Blades of Glory where it's like, we're going to skate to one song, and you're expecting like balls, so yeah. It's like that. And I was like, I got a little like, oh. So Drinking in LA, not Grease 2, Drinking in LA.
Glad you didn't nominate Grease 2. I thought that's where it was going.
Yeah, that was a great story.
Yeah.
That sounds like your nomination for that sounds like a better story than Grease 2.
What did
the
you give
journey
it
you took us
on
on?
Letterboxd?
Half a star.
Half a star. What was your review? Can we?
It was that. It was. Can anyone clarify?
Right, okay.
But no one's replied yet. So
You thought I'd go to a bigger platform.
I realized. I recently learned that Dan Heppel gave Everything Everywhere half a star. He
Yeah.
hated it.
Why?
I give it 5. I
right?
thought it was amazing. film,
Why
yeah.
what was the reasons for disliking
I think he
that?
thought it was overly sentimental or whatever. I don't know.
Oh, because you have to have a heart to watch these films, right?
I liked it because it was The Last from Tomorrow Never Died. No, I know she's more famous than that.
no, that's who she is.
And
to me
Short
as well.
Round from Temple of Doom,
Yeah.
who apparently hasn't
He's
acted
come
that
back
much
to
since.
acting, yeah.
Wait.
That's
what?
Short Round.
Waymond.
This is really.
I did not know that.
Yeah,
Is it
yeah,
really?
yeah. Look,
What's he done from then?
Nothing. He stopped acting. He retired.
Whoa.
That's
was his
short.
first
That's Short Round.
lads.
We've blown his mind.
Can you give us a minute? I didn't know that. Like,
Makes it even better, doesn't it?
Yeah. He's had
Wow.
quite a year. He's been in a few things, actually.
Has he?
Yeah, I can't remember the
Oh.
other ones he's been in, but he's like...
Temple of Doom.
He's had like a comeback. Yeah, Temple of Doom. Yeah,
Got the block on his leg to press the accelerator.
yeah. That's
That's
Wayman.
short round.
Yeah.
Cover your heart, Indy.
Yeah. No Time for Love, Dr.
No
Jones.
Time for Love, yeah.
And that's the theme of that film almost as well.
Yeah.
He's been typecast. Oh. Wow. Okay.
I know.
Sorry, I'm reading from that.
I know. It's amazing.
I've been hit by Butterbean.
His character's a lovely lad as well.
Yeah,
Poor
yeah.
guy. Yeah.
Oh,
Love
that's awesome.
Waymond. It's the montage where she looks back over all the times he's in a good mood and he's like, I found the remote. I'm like, oh, Waymond.
He's a good guy.
I know.
He's cool. I like his jumper. His top, green top.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Dan said there was one good bit in it. I went, what's that?
Oh,
And he
don't
said,
say it. Don't say
it's
it.
in the universe where she's a film star and
okay.
Waymond's like smoking his cigarette and being all like, I would have given up all of this.
Yeah.
For, and I was like, okay, well, that's an emotional
Yeah.
center point of but it's all good.
I feel like it's one that Dan should like.
Yeah, you should do. Joel, you're a film man. What did you think?
I liked it.
You liked it? Okay.
I didn't like it because he thought it was too quirky and random.
Too quirky and random.
I get that. I get that if he's not into surreal stuff because it's stuff that I wouldn't normally like, but it's a good film.
It was a really good film, yeah.
Yeah. I bet he watched it like this with phone on the entire time. Check
No,
it.
Dan's a film man.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Have you seen the videos yet? It's
No,
cinematography.
I used to, but now I don't. No, it's fine. Yeah, by the way, it needs to be said, like, because last time we were doing this, you started doing your thing, which, again, you said something that was funny to me, Mr. Cynical, my cynical friends, and we all laughed at horrible
No,
stuff.
it was quite justified.
When you said, I'm going to get into film.
No, it was
because I
justified.
watched one this year. That is something that we would laugh our asses off.
I was
but-
kind of knowingly saying that. Like,
Yeah, but then I was reading the comments and people are like, "Wow, Maffew's a bit of a
No,
gatekeeping
no, I
prick
don't
here."
think-
And
I
it's
don't
like,
think you were.
"Oh no,
No,
now you don't take it
no.
seriously." It's like, "Oh,
I
absolutely. Oh, okay."
don't
I mean,
worry
in,
about
in
it,
this
no.
last 4 minutes,
I've
you've
said it to
discussed
wind up-
2 different films with a review of each.
Grease 2 and everything.
And
everywhere
everything
all at once.
Yeah, you've worked
Two
yourself into a
items.
shoot here, Jack. I'm very happy. A film shoot.
I've been enjoying some of the films, which is the way it goes.
Wow,
I
yeah, that's
suppose.
how it
Yeah,
goes.
you have to watch the bad ones to
Green does
appreciate
the
how
way,
good
yeah.
the good ones are.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, for everything everywhere at once sets up how great Kangaroo Jack is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you next in the Hall of Fame?
Yeah.
Nah, you can be if you want.
Sure?
You ain't,
You're
You
next.
ain't beating this.
Jesus.
It shows good.
Right,
Whoa.
I'm going to pander a little bit
He's doing a
because
pandering
I'm
one.
pandering, yeah. But it is something that I have been watching all of the Christmas break, and me and Rachel have been loving. It's Kay's Cooking, who is a feature on Adam Streams on a
She has
Tuesday night.
definitely been. Sam's a big fan, so he may have
He
nominated.
may have nominated. Well,
I feel like
specifically
Okay.
now, if she's been nominated before, I don't think she's in the Hall of Fame.
no, she didn't win.
Right, well, I'm going to nominate Kay's Cooking then.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah, she's going to win it.
Who is Kay's Cooking?
So
Fraser?
she is one of the world's greatest chefs. Now, Joel, it's last minute, but do you mind getting just Kay's Cooking YouTube channel up so we can see some of the thumbnails? She does cooking tutorials, and she's a big feature of Adam Streams on a Tuesday night, but I've been watching them religiously, and I keep threatening to my family that I'm going to follow one of her recipes.
No.
It's just, she can't cook. The
Oh.
things that it turns out.
Oh, God.
And it's just, she's like, hi people, back cooking
She's
again.
from, I think, Yorkshire somewhere. Sheffield,
I think
maybe?
Sheffield, yeah. But it's just horrendous food, but it's so captivating. I can't stop watching. And there's specifically, if you don't mind searching Kay's Cooking Jelly, she made jelly. Me and Rachel watched this one last night. And it's her face about, I want to say, 2 minutes in. We'll see if we can get to that bit. It's her taste test.
The video's only 2 minutes.
It's taste test.
Oh, no.
She's testing jelly that came out of a packet, right? Incredible. Watch her reactions. Oh, eyes.
Oh.
Oh my God, it tastes like jelly.
Okay.
It's just- Oh my God, it tastes just like jelly.
That's what I'd want from a review of jelly. What does it taste like? Jelly. Right, get in. I'll
Kind
have
of like
3.
So you know the Dungeons and Dragons alignment charts where there's the grid of 9 and it's like chaotic,
Yes,
good,
yeah.
and awful. So obviously, rate my takeaway is probably chaotic good.
Yeah,
She's like chaotic evil.
yeah.
Oh, God, just the
Like
pictures
some
of
of the
these.
things that she creates, it's hideous.
Potato meal.
Like potato meal. She went, one of them, she went, today people, I'm cooking, think it's broth. And it was just horrendous. It was just,
She's creating that one.
yeah. Like, when I showed it to my family, they thought it was parody, but it's really not. Like, no one can be this bad, but also not self-aware. Like, she's not self-aware.
Oh, I like her, though.
Don't.
I like her Iron Maiden shirt.
But yeah, so if Adam will regularly play her on Tuesday night, so tune in for his stream to watch her cooking. It's something else. I've watched too many of these videos. We had at home. We've got 2 living rooms and one an extension back. In the front living room, we've got a projector. Put it on the big wall, so we're watching her on like an 80-inch screen on the wall,
as it's meant,
as it's meant to be seen.
yeah.
Cinema.
Yeah.
And I think my parents walked in and were watching this on screen, and she's just cooking this horrendous meal. It was brilliant. That was my Christmas. Really, it was Kay's cooking. So Maffew, what have you got to?
Oh, you know what? I should have gone first. For the guy in 8 Mile who tries to follow Eminem. Oh, God. Never mind.
Matthew's Pick's parents have a real good marriage.
So, England, New Year's. Not a lot going on.
Nah.
Bloody train strikes, boo. The Tories, boo, whatever. The only thing we've had to keep us going with the electricity and gas price, energy stuff is the little news about the little animal that crept up on the shores of Scarborough this New Year's. Thor the Walrus.
What?
Thor the Walrus.
Thor.
Can you please cut the picture of Thor the Walrus? There he is.
Hey.
A walrus. Attracted huge crowds in Scarborough and saw the town's New Year fireworks cancelled. Because they went, we want to keep this animal in peace. No sense sending off loads of bloody fireworks.
Yeah.
They already annoy dogs, annoy people who work early shifts. So we definitely don't disturb our special guest this evening, Mr. Thor the Walrus. I don't know who named him. There's nothing Thor about him.
Well, he's Scandinavian.
I see. Maybe one body part. As we won't show it on this stream, but as people brought this up,
no.
Thor was so delighted by the fact that crowd showed up, going, fireworks been cancelled. Why is that? Hey, a walrus! All right, EC Dub, and Thor the Walrus was so enamored.
Wait, what?
So,
is there a wrestler called the
Scarborough,
Walrus?
yeah.
Yeah.
They were so happy to see a walrus in Scarborough because this is not a common sight.
I'm well in favour of just chanting EC Dub.
Dub about a walrus.
Did you say something that's not supposed to happen? All right, a walrus in Scarborough, EC Dub.
I like that. That's really.
Well, they definitely. You should have heard what they chanted when they saw
no.
Thor. He was very enamoured by the response, so he had a quick tug.
Did he? I thought you were just gonna
and
say
the
he
crowd
was
went
I
wild.
thought you were just going to say he was like packing heat.
The crowd cheered him on.
The video I saw.
Go on, son.
Go on, lad. They popped loud in Scarborough for Thor the Walrus than the New Japan crowd did for Sasha Banks. So he's obviously been in touch with one of these marketing people who deal with people on YouTube to go viral, because then he showed up in Blythe
What?
a few days ago. So he showed up because
he's not that far away.
Round.
Yeah, he went, all right, cheers, bye, and then that's him post coital.
They didn't
so
take
then he
him
went
on tour. He actually
he
swam
went, all right,
round.
bye, and then went, bye, Thor, and then he's like, you know what, that was great. I think I'll do the same, and he went to Blythe.
Is it definitely the same one?
Hopefully.
We so coincidence it was a second walrus.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's true.
He was quite happy there, doesn't he?
Quite a long
He's
way
going
in.
viral on
How quickly do they
on
swim?
walrus Twitter, so some other walruses are making their appearances.
Do you think people are like, oh, I'm over Thor. You need to be getting like not these mainstream walruses. Yeah.
Oh my God, Loki.
Yeah.
The thinner, not as cool looking version of whatever.
I can't think of any
so
more
that is
Scandinavian Nordic
out
superhero.
of that.
Boulder.
Oh,
That's
there you
another
go.
one, Boulder.
There you go, yeah.
Odin.
Odin, yeah.
Apparently Wednesday is
Atreus.
named after
Frigga.
Odin.
There we go.
Frigga.
I've played God of War. Frig.
I think that was.
Yeah, the Scar, Scar, get up, you frigga. But yeah, the British Divers Marine Life Rescue, or Blunuma, which is also a Nordic name, said it'd been monitoring the walrus and the animal, which chiefly feeds on cockles, clams, and mussels on the sea floor, appeared fit and healthy. But we headed in the right direction, and they were very impressed by the fact that people were like, oh, you know what? Yeah, they won't want to scare the animal with the fireworks. That's a nice gesture, because it would have been like, come to our shores, will you? You get at least the fireworks, as Paul Walrus having to go, all right.
I wonder how much money that cost them to cancel the fireworks.
Worth every penny.
Yeah, watch a walrus have a tug.
Fireworks every year, mate.
There was definitely fireworks.
Oh dear. What a mixture.
So, a bag of revels this week for the Hall of Fame picks. We have Jack's pick of
Drinking in LA
by
From Grease 2.
Bran Van. I can never remember the name of the band. I'm gonna Google it now. No, not from Grease 2, but just to find out if Drinking in LA. Bran Van 3000.
So are you nominating it as a question?
No, I'm just nominating the song, but but it was just a reason to then broadcast my question to the podcast.
It would be good if we put a question.
It's a class song as well,
the
though.
thing.
Yeah.
I remember once driving back from a wrestling show, like late on the motorway, and just like everyone's falling asleep in the back of the minivan, and then that song came on. I remember both Ross and Sam both going like, "Class song," and I remember being like, "It is a class song." And when you're half asleep, the song really fits that as well because it's all woozy and like, yeah, great song.
Good song.
Lovely. Fraser's pick of
Case cooking.
Kay's Cooking.
Kay's
Fashionable YouTube channel.
Icon.
Iconic.
Yeah.
Fashionable channel. And Thor, the Tugging Walrus. Your three magnificent,
Just on the-
prestigious.
Just on the strength of the titles alone.
He had a bit of a tusk.
Hey.
Yeah, I know that sounded bad. Please place your votes on this hard-earned contest at patreon.com/Cultaholic.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling.
Now-
Also, go on.
All the puns this week. Well, Fraser told me that last week all the puns were Jack should go to an Italian restaurant
Yeah.
with his laptop. So.
Yeah.
But this week,
I forgot about that.
all the puns.
Just a reminder, you need to do that still, by the way.
Yeah. All the puns are based on a key or critically well received film of 2022.
Ooh.
Because I've now watched a lot of 2022's most notable films. I've still not watched The Batman or the Northman or
You've
Barbarian.
not watched any
Oh,
mainstream ones, have you?
Yes, I have. Everything. Does that count as a mainstream one? I've not
yeah.
watched any.
Yeah,
I've
I
not
would
watched
say
any.
that,
I've not
yeah.
watched any superhero.
Although it's
films.
A24, so is it as mainstream as...
I've not watched The Whale, but I think that's only out in cinemas still.
Yeah, I don't think you can see that yet. It's
I've
gonna
not
be
watched Women Talking. I've not watched.
sexist.
No, it's not. I don't know if it's out yet. I will be watching it hopefully in time, so I've got an opinion for the Oscars. Even though everyone's been telling me the Oscars don't
Don't
matter.
matter.
Okay, fair enough.
I mean, they
did you
did...
see the ones last year?
Yeah,
I was looking through
slap.
going.
Well, apparently
Yeah,
the-
that was the,
apparently the
that
Power
talking
Dog
point.
should
They
have
should have
won,
paid him more money for doing that because it wasn't for that. It'd be like I was looking at the results, going, "Who? What the hell are these?"
Fair enough. Anyway, all the puns are based on a
I'm excited to hear them.
yeah.
Also, yeah, I've got to mention. Steven Scott sent me this one-piece shirt.
Oh,
'Cause
no!
you get, no, he
That's
did.
very
He
nice.
did.
No.
He really did.
Fair enough. It's a very
Honest.
nice shirt. Well, good for Stephen.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
You've got a present from
Oh,
someone.
it's upstairs, isn't it?
upstairs. All right, after
Oh,
this
have I?
segment, I'll go in before the
Oh, so
mailbag.
that, I don't know, wait.
Before the mailbag, I got sent a baseball
Go,
cap
Jack,
as well.
run.
Oh, we'll get onto it.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, no, yeah.
But sorry, you mentioned the Stephen shirt. Yeah. Sorry, I've cut you off there.
No, it's all right. Yeah. So
Sorry.
thank you, Steven Scudders, for
That's nice.
One Piece.
And you like One Piece as well.
I do. I'm 1,054 episodes. I'm caught up with it.
Are you? I've watched like 2. I tried to start it from the beginning, and then I was like, ugh.
You're asking a lot.
It was good. I could tell it was cool. I was
Yeah.
like, look at his mad hat. What's he like?
Yeah. It's still not over. I'm ready for it to be over
What's
now.
he
like,
doing jumping about on this ship?
yeah. Yeah. But yeah.
I don't understand the geography of this world. What? So you can't go outside the lines or something on this?
Well, it's just because of the rough terrain. Whatever.
Okay,
sorry. People throwing their phones against the wall, going enough of this. And also another shout out before I forget. Katie in the lovely Discord, people always listen to this. Hello.
Hello.
See, I'm paying
Hello.
attention to you. Said the other day, like, oh, Maffew, Jack was on the news for Cultaholic, and he said that you do a good Brian Alvarez impression, and I was like, was that the news?
Me and Ross.
Sasha Banks debuts for New Japan, and Maffew does a good Brian
It
Alvarez.
was when we were.
Here.
It was when we were reading the. Me and Ross we were reading an excerpt from the Wrestling Observer Radio, and he took the Meltzer role, and he was like, "Do your best, Brian Alvarez." And I went, well, "It's not as good as Matthews, but."
Right.
Oh, Dax Harwood has said it's like no. Yours
I
is
was
better.
pretty
That's all
good.
right, actually.
Matthews
That's
is
great.
Matthews is great. Matthews is really good.
Mine's just the same as that, but well, okay. So anyway, shout out to Katie. But it's just the way they said it. It's just like that was on the news. That was the thumbnail. Maffew does good impression for once in life. This week in
No,
wrestling,
your Bret Hart's good as well, and you're Regal.
Bret Hart's book, man. Sorry. Anyway,
How far have you finished it?
I
Again,
don't know.
I know you've read it before.
I don't know
but-
if I'm going to be able to get through it because the amount of stuff Bret Hart says on Twitch that I have to go. I know you can see it on screen. I'm going to skip that bit.
Yeah.
And then Dynamite Kid said to this man.
Oh no.
Anyway, SmackDown. Everything, every flair, all at once.
Everything, every flair, all at once.
Get that
Bray,
one, that's good.
That's good. Bray Wyatt opens the show, boo, and apologizes for attacking a cameraman last week. He's like Noel Gallagher. LA Knight interrupts and doesn't believe Bray's apology. He says he's going to take him out at the Royal Rumble. Uncle Howdy arrives and attacks Bray. You gonna say it?
What are you doing
Oh,
here?
sorry.
You reacted like that. So
Well,
wow, he's
obviously
getting
I
ready.
missed last week, but I haven't watched last week's SmackDown. I've watched this SmackDown, but I've not watched the one prior.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Is this the first time we've seen Uncle Howdy in the
No,
flesh?
so
Oh,
he
you
came
see
and
that
stood
one?
at the
Yeah.
top of the ramp and go, ha, 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 and it went on for far too long.
So
Yeah,
Ellen-
he's a rich Texan now. It's like,
okay.
Yeah, it was
Fair enough.
out of sync, and he also had his face prosthetic thing. That is this Uncle Howdy? I know they said it was, but the mask was completely different.
Well, he battered
yeah,
Bray Wyatt.
yeah. No one said anything different about that, did they? LA Knight is very confused that they're different people. Whoa.
So he was blaming Bray Wyatt still, but now he's like, oh,
Yeah,
Uncle Howdy's just attacked Bray Wyatt. So
I don't know, but one thing I do know is that when Bray Wyatt showed up, crowds were like, "Yeah, he's back." Since this Uncle Howdy stuff's come on, LA Knight was getting cheers, and there were some slight boos for Bray because he's done bugger all.
I wondered if this might have been the turning point for you, because now they're doing something, maybe. Okay, fair enough then.
Ladies and gentlemen, I
Answer
present to you something. There was someone took a really very nice picture. I'm not sure if it was on WWE.com or not, but it was a photo that went around on the Facebooks of, I think, with a flash on of Uncle Howdy, and be like, "Yeah, that's Bo Dallas. It's
got to be,
got his
yeah.
same eyes."
Okay.
Which
He's
I
got
thought
a
was an
beard as
amazing
well.
way of
Got a
doing it.
beard. He's got
Ah,
the same Bo
Bo
Dallas
Dallas
beard.
has got a beard. That's right.
Yeah. I'm glad they've changed the mask. If they have changed it completely, because the old one looked crap. Yeah,
Yeah. Lights out match. Sorry, no, that's not right, is it? It's a
pitch black match, right?
Yeah, which
Presented by Mountain Dew. That's genuinely what it is.
Nice.
It's presented by Mountain Dew.
Oh, okay. It's not going to look, because the light. I was watching this while Bethany was there, and she looked over, and when he hit that move there, you couldn't see anything. The lights were off, and I was like, "Yep." I didn't know how to defend it. I was like, "It's right."
Yeah,
Yes.
that's-
So I don't know.
Match is going to be in darkness.
yeah, like
Like
most
Sin Cara.
modern films now. They got the candlelight going.
Okay.
Sami Zayn and Paul Heyman meet backstage. I won't discuss wrestling on the show.
Yeah.
Heyman tells Sami that his popularity with the crowd is a bad look for Roman Reigns. Oh. It's all right
good.
because they'll win tonight. So,
And then slightly later on, although I don't know if I mentioned it in the notes, they had another Bloodline segment backstage where Roman's kind of a bit about Sami. They're building to Sami being betrayed.
No, they're not.
Definitely not.
Oh, you.
That's not going to happen. He's part of the family.
But when him and Heyman had a big hug, and then Heyman's face afterwards was like,
Oh, looking evil.
it was quite
Without
Zoomed in.
He's doing the Uncle Howdy at the top of the ring.
Solo Sikoa beat Sheamus in a singles match. The Usos and Solo beat him down afterwards, but Drew McIntyre makes the save. Yeah, I see Solo still getting a big old push, even though the what they call the Bloodline helped them.
So Drew and Sheamus at the minute on Raw as well are now in the role of like Phil and Grant Mitchell. They're just the local hard lads running around. Yeah. So saving good at heart, I think. I don't know if Phil and Grant ever turned heel on EastEnders. Probably did, yeah.
The Cockney geezers.
Yeah,
so
why?
a little bit weird.
Yeah.
Uh,
I remember they saved their mum once because she was getting threatened by like some thug, and they got out the car and went, "Hello, mum." I was like, "Oh,
Good
this
lads.
lad's in trouble." Yeah.
With a little help from Shayna Baszler, Ronda Rousey beats Raquel Rodriguez to retain the SmackDown Women's title. And I thought it was a pretty good match. And I thought, okay, well, that's the big match. I thought we were going to do a Rumble. What's happening now? After the match, Charlotte Flair makes her return and challenges Ronda for the belt. Ronda accepts and loses via roll-up very quickly.
So she kicked out of the big boot because I was worried it was just going to be that. She kicked out of that. Then Charlotte hit the spear, but then Ronda rolled it into an armbar, but then Charlotte pinned her while the armbar was on.
Yeah. So, Ronda, bad person. In the ring, I mean.
End of segment.
Yeah. Challenging Raquel Rodriguez, very bravely challenging, despite a bad arm, and still beats her. So, Charlotte Flair is the good returning person, challenging someone who's just had a match.
Yep.
And then beating her very quickly with a kind of cowardice move. She's not a good person. She's Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 9.
Yeah.
And then she celebrated in the crowd with kids. Like,
weird.
yay!
She's a baby face now.
She's a
course.
bad face.
No, she's a
She
baby.
has a bad face.
She's a baby face. She's a good face.
It'll take her, a week,
People
and then she'll be
cheered for her
booed?
now. Yeah. Were they just happy to see her come back?
I think so, yeah.
It's like, hey, I know you.
It's like, oh, yeah, you've got the belt off
I
Ronda.
remember
Cool, now
she
we'll
hit
boo
a
you.
move- She hit a move at one point and then went like, yeah. And the crowd all went,
Yeah.
what? Yeah.
But she's right next to someone. It's hard to go, nah, you're all right.
Yeah, okay, I guess so.
Yeah, I think
After-
she'll be booed
Well,
within
it's
a
when
week
she.
and a half, 2 weeks.
I can't see Charlotte Flair cutting a gracious promo about how glad she is to be champion again. She's going to be like, I'm the best one. And everyone's going to go, oh.
I saw she's held a championship every single year since her debut.
Oh, they wanted to beat her dad's record.
Like, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's crazy. She's never had a year where she's not had the belt.
She's good.
Yeah,
You
she's
know, I'm
great.
not doubting that she's good.
But,
Yeah, but
You know,
wow, what a great story. Reminds me of Grease 2.
He's alive.
The locker room all laugh at Top Dollar for his botch of the week.
This segment was-
Ha, ha, ha.
This segment was people going, can you jump over this low broomstick?
And he went, no.
Well, he was trying to be like, he was like, okay.
Yeah, clearly inside, like, I hate you guys.
Yeah.
Ricochet says it's not as easy as he makes it look. Top Dollar shoves him in the elbow.
So everyone's been saying, someone called him Flop Dollar. I thought that was going to be the one that made him snap. But he's like, oh, okay, Flop Dollar. Then Ricochet goes, not as easy as he goes, right.
He's on his
Not
side.
enough of you. Yeah, it's like,
I'm not going to take it from the guy who can't talk.
Go for
No.
Ricochet.
Not Brick Tanland himself. Absolutely not.
Ricochet's not the brick Tom.
You're right. He's the Andrew Tate.
Oh.
No, some people think it's like evil Ricochet is what
He
we call
looks a
him.
little
bit like him, but
Not really. God,
Ricochet
sorry.
is more handsome, I'd say.
But is he the Brick Tamlin?
He's just standing with a grenade. Where did you,
Where did you
Ricochet,
get
that?
Where did you get those clothes?
Yeah,
The
there were
toilet
horses.
store?
The pizza
There were
place.
horses and a man on fire, and I stabbed a guy with a trident.
I did a
a
flip.
film,
That's
actually.
right. You did Ricochet.
Ricochet's not the brick Tom. That's
There's a
really
party
funny.
in my pants.
Will you come to the pants party?
Right, yeah, great segment. Braun Strowman interrupts an Imperium promo and wants to face Gunther, der Ring General. Imperium try to beat him down, but he runs wild until Gunther sends him through the barricade. He puts on an arm lock and officials try unsuccessfully to get him to stop. Eventually, Ricochet runs out with a grenade and saves the day.
Ricochet did save the day with a
Yeah.
chair.
Yeah.
With a chair.
That poor one bit of the barricade, that one part of the arena. You think it would have enforced that by now or something?
Yeah, it was a cool bit though. I remember not expecting Braun to lose the segment when he was fighting them all off, and then he did. Well, then Ricochet.
He's a loser.
I'm worried. I'm scared he's going to beat Gunther.
No, I don't think. I
don't think he is?
No, I think it's safe that Gunther's going to keep the title going into
fair.
WrestleMania. But I don't know who he faces at
Maybe he'll be a
WrestleMania.
big multi-man. They like a big multi-man for the IC
They do,
belt.
don't they?
Yeah.
Big ladder match.
He's too big.
Yeah, but imagine him doing the big dive off though,
Oh yeah,
or a power bomb.
something like that. Yeah.
I can see them saying like, yeah, we have our own ladder and it's way better built and superior to all the ladders.
Yeah.
They
Much
press the
more-
button and it just goes up automatically like itself. In the main event, Kevin Owens teams up with John Cena
What are you?
What are you doing here?
to beat Roman and Sammy. And this, unsurprisingly, was a huge boost to SmackDown's numbers.
Yes.
The best numbers on SmackDown since 2019.
Wow.
So, good old John.
Yeah.
Good old John.
Apparently he's balding now, as those photos showed us.
Well, I think the issue is, if it was that length all over, it'd be fine. But it's because the front has been like.
He's got hair plugs in all
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But if it was all just buzzed down like the back, then I think he'd look fine. But he's got to have it for films, hasn't he?
Yeah.
So it probably looks better in the films, but not in the
Because
rest.
they can hide.
Yeah.
But to be fair, he's a 45-year-old man.
He still
like,
he still looked insane,
Yeah.
and he's still good.
Yeah, still
He's
looks like the Liver King.
Yeah.
Sorry.
yeah.
He can still wrestle.
Yeah.
So yeah, good for him.
It's good to see him back.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's good at doing the serious. It's time to make a tag face. Like
Yeah.
he does that.
Midway
one.
through the ropes, even though that's not supposed to
Although
be how it
you
works.
could, it was a very loud match for calling spots.
I was
Wasn't
about
it?
to say, God, I've missed that.
It was like them what going.
Shinsuke, no,
Yeah.
no, Shinsuke, no.
It's like slow, tag me now, and it was just like, oh, come on, John,
Come on, John.
come on, John.
Ready to hit a spot
Yeah,
where
but
I was like,
when
yeah, I
you-
know.
When you've got either good or bad crowd reactions for that long in your career, when you've got those loud reactions, maybe he's not used to silence at all. He thinks he can get
Yeah.
away with shouting.
God,
at
I
any
said
point.
that like I think it was Men Express used to get such loud reactions that there's yell spots at that point. No one can hear us. Leapfrog. AEW Rampage. The Sabians.
Like the Fablemans.
Fablemans. Okay, that's
Sorry,
That's
that one's,
that's a bit of a reach.
the worst one's next. The worst one's the Raw one. But yeah,
What was the film? The
Fablemans.
I have
What was that?
Spielberg. It's
a
like kind of it's
autobiography.
kind of autobiographical, but they're called he's called Sammy Fableman instead of Steven Spielberg. It's about this kid who grows up in a Jewish family and wants to be a film director. So it's very
Wow, where does he get his
autobiographical.
ideas from?
Yeah.
But it's really,
Stephen King's new
But
book is
I-
about an author who lives in Maine.
I saw a really good review of it, which is like it's quite a flex from Steven Spielberg to be making a film about what a naturally talented filmmaker is, but then backing it up by demonstrating in the film that he is like you can't.
He's that good.
Yeah, so fair play to him. Also, the director David Lynch makes an acting cameo, and I didn't know he was an
What?
actor. Yeah, is he not?
He
Oh,
does,
he
no,
is,
no, he
yeah.
does
Yeah,
act
he's
now
in
and
it.
again
He's
in
in it,
odd,
yeah.
odd places.
Yeah, he's in it.
Just
He's in
for
it
the crack.
He's in it very briefly.
What does he do?
It's right.
Wow,
near,
you're a great actor.
It's right near the
A
end.
director.
I'll give it a little spoiler warning if nobody wants. Skip forward like 20 seconds. He plays John Ford, the director. So,
Okay.
Oh,
like,
wow,
A
okay.
young Spielberg meets, or
I
a
guess
young,
it kinda
a
looks
young
a
Sammy
bit like-
Fableman meets him, and he's just sat there puffing a cigar, going like,
Yeah.
"Make sure the horizon's at the top or the bottom. It's just boring in the middle." It's just really good.
Of all the actors to play John Ford, I would have gone to David
Lynch.
But you know what? I like that idea. Yeah.
Spoiler over. There we go.
I can't believe you said that, Jack. Orange Cassidy retains the All-Atlantic title against Trent Beretta, thanks to a distraction from Penelope Ford.
They're friends, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kip Sabian laughs
Best
on
friends.
commentary. How does he laugh?
I don't know. Is that what you asking for?
Yeah, have you put tied a damsel to some spring truck?
I've poisoned the well. Yeah.
Only
I
Skippy,
always try
only
and-
Skippy, the bush kangaroo, can stop me now.
I always imagine Kip Sabian making his escape on a horse-drawn carriage. Yeah.
A horse-drawn. I always picture a hot air balloon. And he's
Yeah,
twice
yeah,
like-
yeah.
twice like
Oh,
this.
Yeah.
On my
You'll never catch
Zeppelin,
me.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Zeppelin glove.
Trent Seven driving it. Kip laughed on commentary about the tension between
Trent
Cassidy and
Seven's
Trent.
like his heavy, isn't he? But he's like an old-timey strong man. Like,
It's an old singlet with the stars. on it.
yeah.
Yeah, this was a nice match because they are good friends. Some would say best friends. And they wrestled slowly to begin with, you know. But then obviously, this is escalating a bit. So they got a bit more and more. And then, yeah, Kip declared this a victory because it's like, haha, they're doing exactly what I want them to do. For getting a fight with Bugs Bunny. So, yeah, I actually liked how this built up and the crowd reacting wildly for it.
I did as well, but I thought the feud was over between Kip and Orange.
I feel like it should be.
But now it's carrying on.
It's keep on going.
You know, Kip asked Tony Khan, can I lose a few more matches on TV?
I think he might win the belt
You think?
because it's the All Atlantic, and he might come to the UK and defend it in promotions. And
Is he
might
not going
and
to
then there's leave him
DDT?
here.
I think there was an announcement that he's in DDT.
Well, Kip Sabian's going DDT.
For a bit.
Then he's definitely winning the belt.
You think he's
Surely,
gonna
but-
take it for every tour?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, if they're getting rid of belts on AEW. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I always
yeah,
thought
right.
that was the purpose of this one, was like a traveling.
It should be.
Well,
I think
Yeah.
it was for a bit, but you know, best laid plans and everything. So they also planned on having the AAA titles appear in AAA. So well. Kip later beats a local wrestler with the orange punch to no reaction. Weird setup there. I don't know why they did this immediately afterwards.
Because he left it, because he left his elbow pad in the ring and he went, oh, yeah. So, the guy was,
Crowd were like, yeah,
so,
right,
so
here we go.
evil, yeah.
the guy was a Colorado-based wrestler. I can't remember his name, but it was really close to Antifa. Kip Sabian defeats Antifa. Like, oh God!
Crowd still boos him. Darby Allin is excited to face Samoa Joe in his home of Seattle. Is that idea? No,
Excited might be the
I was
wrong
gonna say,
word for
wait.
Darby.
Yeah.
Just Darby comes out, high-fiving all the kids.
Dad, but he doesn't know if anybody believes in him, including his dad, Sting. Sting gives Darby a big speech to fire him up and goes, what do you want me to say? No or yes? Whatever you're going to do, you have to believe in yourself and all this. And yeah, it's going to be crazy if your dad's Sting.
If your dad's Sting.
Yeah. Dad, I'm stuck on this. Well, I was stuck with the NWO. I had to wait a year to get my revenge, son. So man up. An interview, Preston Vance reveals his new ring name, Perro Peligroso.
So does that mean?
It means-
I think
I don't know if he was
dangerous dog.
Dangerous dog or something. Yeah.
I couldn't tell if he was supposed to be a joke and he's just like, ha ha ha.
So is it not his real ring name?
I don't know. I have to
I
wait
mean,
and
have they
see
not
what happens with
advertised
this.
them for this week's Rampage
I thought
under that name?
But they just changed his name.
yeah,
He
yeah.
literally just changed
I
it.
thought it's because he's in with like Roosh and Jose, and they want to give him like a Lucha Libre name.
It's a terrible name.
But
Yes, it is. Yeah.
But yeah,
Okay,
it feels
so is
very
that-
fitting in with that stable, doesn't it?
Right, but he's had 3 name changes, and I did like that last bit of this, but he went, all right, hey, who am I wrestling next week? Haha, exactly.
Doesn't
I don't
matter,
know.
yeah.
I don't know, probably don't have a match. But he did have one good bit where he said as well, was it like, oh, if all I knew it took over to get with these fans so much was attacking a kid, I would have done it years ago, which I thought was nice. But at the same time, I think I had enough of these AEW wrestlers or wrestlers in general who were like, my gimmick is I complain about my push on TV.
Yeah.
A lot of them, aren't they? And I'm like, okay, and they all come together. And it's even worse when he has a point. 'Cause, have this big old turn and angle making kids cry, brah. And then has done sod all since.
Yeah.
Don't get it.
Yeah, waste.
But John Moxley challenges Hangman Page to rematch in LA on January 11th. Reminds him to keep his hands up this time.
Oh.
God, these lads doing promos have been
Yeah,
lovely.
yeah.
Been all out with this
There was
madness.
a great one on Dynamite later on as well.
Yeah. Jade Cargill beats Kira Hogan to retain the TBS title, but Red Velvet doesn't seem too happy.
So, Red Velvet's already had a story where you're not... Like, she was against the group first, then she joined them. I don't know where this has come from.
It's rubbish.
I don't want to say that because Jade Cargill's one of the only people they've consistently built up and not dropped.
It is rubbish.
Yeah,
though.
but they've given her nothing. I'm
Yeah.
surprised she's as big as she is. The lack of food they've been giving her this past year. It's just like there's a storyline there with very... You probably put all the bits in one of those Twitter videos, the entire feud over the last 4 months in 2 minutes. And they were doing the teasers like, oh, maybe this will be it. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then it didn't happen. I'm like, all right, no worries.
It's just it's a bit of a forgettable feud. Like, I forgot that segment happened. Like, just, yeah.
Exactly. So, but it's a year. Then she won the title.
Oh, so it is, yeah. She said it a year.
The whole calendar year. So if there was ever a time to do it, it would have been there. But I think we said this several times, and it's just...
Who are they going to... Yeah.
I have no idea. But in the main event, Swerve Strickland cheats to beat Wheeler Yuta in a non-title match. And the pre-match promo, Wheeler Yuta says, oh, come on, Swerve, I like you. Kill Shot was my favorite Lucha Underground gimmick. That was nice. And I forgot how funny it is to watch Swerve Strickland like this, when he's basically being a dick and smacking his opponent and look at the crowd going, ha, ha, ha. I was like, oh, you're a good bad guy.
Yeah.
He comes off as like a top star as well.
He really
like
does.
that. I liked his stuff with Keith Lee, but this feels just like a right fit for him being, as you said, dick and just having fun with it. He should be, for me, it's jumping ahead a wee bit, but I think he should be in the TNT title picture.
Yes.
After
I would agree.
after the result of the Dynamite match.
I think that's a very good shout.
Yeah.
Good shout. Just a good shout as the tagline for Raw. Elv Bliss.
I thought you were going to go with RRR and just go with that.
No.
RRR.
Raw.
Yeah. No, Elf Bliss.
That's...
Yeah. Which is actually more of a Colonel Tom Parker biopic more than an Elvis. I didn't
it was
like
Tom
it.
Hanks in it.
Yeah, I didn't like it very much.
Well,
Yeah.
good effort.
Thank you. Well, I think I'm from Elvis. Good career.
Good
decent.
career.
Yeah,
Like, did
Decent.
all right.
Yeah.
There's a bit with Little Richard that I liked. That scene was good.
What happened to Little Richard?
She sings 2 3. I'm like, what a tune. That's about it. And Elvis just then goes like, he's awesome, man.
Oh, yeah.
Uh-huh. So
All I've ever seen is
it's
that was
basically,
that was a good Elvis.
basically showing that Elvis respected the black musicians that he
ripped off.
Ripped off.
Hey, at least he thanked them as he took it from them.
we know that it was Marty McFly who invented rock and roll.
He did,
That's
yeah.
Not that new sound you've been like,
The only thing of the Elvis film I've seen is the bit where he goes, he's white, and zooms in time, he's white. And the other bit where Elvis has got the microphone, thank you very much, and puts it in his mouth.
I think he
for some
did that
reason.
once when he was.
Yeah, and people went, why was that in the film? And then people showed the clip of actual Elvis doing it. It's like, oh,
He did it. Yeah.
Yeah, the story of Elvis is interesting, but I didn't enjoy. It was I don't know much about directors, but it was Baz Luhrmann, who apparently is the most like over the top. Like, look at the camera spinning and there's graphics and stuff, and I didn't need that. Just give him a quick review of every film apparently that I.
no, I love this. Yeah. Proper film Jack.
You need a jingle every single time you talk about a film.
Jack on film.
It sounded like the start of Regal. Jack on, like the evil Regal start of his theme.
Jack on film. Yeah, okay. The Bloodline opened the show by taking hour. Kevin Owens arrives to confront them, but Adam Pearce tries to stop him. It doesn't work, and Owens is joined by other members of the Raw locker room who clear the ring. Pearce tells the Bloodline they'll be in matches tonight.
Yeah, it was like a Nexus-esque, like. Well, they didn't actually beat up any commentary or anything.
More like Retribution. The
It
real,
was more like Retribution.
Shut it
Yeah.
down, shut it down.
Yeah, they
Put the
didn't
camera
like
this.
they didn't like tear up the ring or anything like
Cause a
that.
bit of chaos. Come
Yeah.
around inside, ooh, I'm going to do something. Adam
They-
Pearce comes
they
out going,
beat up
no,
security.
not allowed to. Yeah.
Kevin
Starts
Owens.
putting the pens and the pencils.
Security guards go one at a time in at the ring, take them down.
Well, yeah, that's true.
No, I like them going, we're taking over. No, you did this last time. We're all united.
Smart.
Yeah.
I like
Like
Adam Pearce in
RMT.
this role. He's great.
Alexa Bliss faces Bianca Belair for the Raw Women's title. But gets distracted by a masked figure at ringside.
Several masked figures in the crowd.
They cause her to snap and attack the referee before DDTing Belair on the ring steps.
Did you
Before
see their
sodding off.
homage to Scream? Yeah.
I didn't notice at the time, but then
There's been little comparisons on Twitter.
I forget the person's name. We put them online. I was like, oh, that's great.
It's the ring.
Yeah.
It was
They've
brilliant.
clearly done it on purpose as well because it's move for move.
Oh, it's move for move. Yeah.
Someone
Bah, bah, bah.
supposedly tweeted it before the show, like earlier in the day, going, "Oh, they need to do this on Raw tonight,"
right.
and then they did it, and they're like, "Have they seen this tweeter?" Like, I would hope that they've seen it. And
The
gone,
only
"We
other
need to-"
example I can remember is when Punk and Bryan
Oh, that's
did
right.
Chael Sonnen and Anderson Silver 2 with this missed back
Yeah,
fist
yeah.
and he falls over. Yeah, that was good.
Like days after it happened.
Yeah.
And there's that time when FTR and CM Punk reenacted entire Bret Hart
Entire
matches.
Bret Hart match.
Yeah, well, yeah, as well.
They
Yeah.
got salty. I think it was Promo Joe put those video things together, and he's
they?
great. But yeah,
Promo Joe was good, yeah.
I think it
Promo
was
Joe.
Dax. I think Dax said something like, "What we're trying to do is we're not trying to like just do Bret Hart matches," and it's like, I don't know, like there's a lot of evidence piling up here.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal from the best. And I like this match until the ending. I thought it was crowd were on fire for it. Bianca Belair's just so big and strong. She's like, go away. It was working really well because then Alexa's having to cheat a bit more. So, maybe a bit more heelish. And then obviously, ooga booga booga. Masks come up.
Yes.
I don't know where they go with this. I really don't want Bliss back with Wyatt. I feel like that's a step back for her. She needs to be going back to a different character. It just doesn't work.
They love spooky things, don't they?
They do.
They really do. I mean, they do get good numbers.
Okay.
Anyway, it's the
Yeah.
reason I assume they're doing them. But if it means that a match has to end like the result as due to spooky bollocks,
Yeah.
no one. It's like, all right, cool.
But the spookiness is just the logo flashing up on screen, really, isn't it? So, yeah.
It's a trailer for Scary Movie 3. Solo Sikoa beats Elias in a street fight. It's not though, is it? Was it the
The musical match.
Yeah, the
Nashville Street
the
Fight.
Sound of Music street fight?
the bump that I never envy is the one that I'm the one that I'm always like, ooh, is the one through the drum kit because I'm like, how do you control that? Like, there's so many, like the drum kit's so many different shapes. It must hurt to go in.
We should do it. We should practice it.
No.
See how. Let's test different drums.
Yeah.
Which
See if
drum?
you can,
Snare.
Yeah, see if you can beat the drum.
Hey.
Sorry. And it was such a weird. Yeah, that's the noise it made.
No, that was what was.
Wah, wah, wah. It's so weird because, like, you wonder what the tone was supposed to be here because backstage, Elias is like, ooh, that's Solo. He gets my gills. I want to match with him because he hurt me. It's like, all right, cool. And it'll be a street fight in Music City. Crowd like, yeah. And then they started doing the spots and stuff and they probably hurt a lot, but they were comical.
Yeah.
Because you go through it, yeah, crowd, funny music instrument. So I felt really bad for them. And then I'm like, oh, but don't worry, it'll get better because something will happen. And then something happened. Hardy.
Yeah,
They managed to find a new metal dude in 2023
Yeah.
who's going to be singing a song at the Rumble.
So I listened to it. Have you listened to it?
No.
Nah.
So it starts off really country and western. I was like, oh, and then the chorus sounds like an old school wrestling, like hard rock
Oh.
pay-per-view song, and I was like, oh, so it could be good.
It's not going to be Astronaut in the Ocean, though.
It's not as good as Astronaut in the Ocean.
Imagine Dragons.
It's better than like Save Your Tears by The Weeknd, which was an odd choice I
Yeah.
found for a wrestling.
Yeah.
I like the idea, though, for this match that, Solo Sikoa wasn't meant to be at that Raw, right? They were invading. But then there was no booked Music City street fight.
Yeah.
But WWE is just lying backstage. They've got a
Of course they do.
piano.
Yeah,
they've
yeah,
But
got-
they're in Music City.
Yeah.
It's like when they
We've
go
got
to
drums
when they go
and-
to England, there's those red pillar boxes
Right, yeah.
and beef eaters just wandering the streets looking for work.
It's like, oh, we've got all these instruments backstage. Let's put them ringside.
Yeah.
Picture of the Queen, yeah, get them on the street.
I like that Solo Sikoa won anyway,
Yeah.
and he no-sold the guitar.
This match put over Hardy really well, and then that final bump though on the piano
Yeah, that was great.
that looked and
Was that
sounded
after
very
the-
impressive.
After the spy.
Yeah.
And then he-
After,
yeah,
after
right.
Elias got the little thread of the guitar and went, "Don't worry, guys, I've got him." It's got a thumb to throw, and then boom, and it's like, oh, okay. So a weird match.
Big pop for Hardy when he got in the ring as well. People went,
Everyone was going, oh my God.
Yeah, it's the only thing they really reacted for.
I think I saw him in Stay Gold. He looked like Stay Gold, didn't he?
Should have stayed there. Sami Zayn and the Usos beat Kevin Owens and the Street Profits after interference from Solo. The Bloodline tried to do a beatdown afterwards, but Drew and Sheamus, the lads, chased them off.
They
Go
did.
get my pub.
They did, yeah.
Aye. What do you think about this match, Fraser?
Yeah, it was good. I'm just happy that Drew's my boy and he's getting some time with Sheamus. As mentioned,
Drew's your boy.
he's my boy.
Still, yeah, he's always your boy.
Yeah, he's Scottish, isn't he?
Aye, fair enough.
He comes out from Ayr, definitely from Ayr, Scotland.
Yeah.
No, it was good. I'm enjoying it. Good Raw so far.
I think it was, it was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's actually like there's nothing. But I mean, I didn't like the spooky bollocks so far.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, but I still like the match.
Yeah,
wrestling
match
stuff
is
like
great.
that,
I found like for a lot of the programs this week, I've written like less numbers, which means that the segments, there's less different segments. The matches were longer, basically. I felt there was a lot of wrestling on these ones.
a lot of time given.
Yeah.
Dexter Lumis beats Chad Gable with the cradle because he is the superior wrestler.
If there's any way, I don't mind Chad Gable getting overpowered or beaten up, but don't beat him by being better at wrestling. That's silly.
It was weird as well because Dexter Lumis, Brenda Gargano, beat up The Miz. He's a spooky killer dude. No one cares.
No, he's a bit.
Crowd are just not popping, which I'm like, even I'm liking him more than the crowd.
It's a shame he was good in NXT. I really enjoyed his stuff in NXT, and I think he's got a really unique character. But yeah, I think is it the problem he's not talking and that
think
he's
the
not
issue
connecting
is-
with the crowd?
As well, Triple H or whoever is doing the charge, it is Triple H, is I think assuming that there's that big crossover that there used to be between people who go, oh my God, the NXT dude that we all love.
Yeah.
There's a big difference now.
Yeah, there is.
Like, are people going, oh, it's a new guy, and I don't know anything about him.
But in NXT, it was also the same crowd every week, so they've got used to that one person, and it's just like it's kind of that. But also the fact they didn't need him on the mic every week in NXT because he was there for 2 years and he did complete character development. This is him
Yeah.
at the end of his development,
Yeah.
and his character arc is done. So it's like, oh, we're just
That's a good point.
Very
It's like,
good
oh, it's that guy
analysis.
who doesn't like The Miz.
doesn't like the Miz, but he's been married and he's quite funny.
Yeah. And now it's too complete a package.
Yeah.
There's too much has gone into it now. So now he's a spooky guy, but also like he's mates with Gargano. Like a new viewer's gonna be like, what?
Why is he mates with
right,
Gargano?
yeah, yeah.
Like that development is done. We
Makes
can't
sense.
do that story again.
Why is he his son-in-law? That's not. Yeah.
Yeah, bless him. Right now, the only way you can draw a crowd on Raw is with a pen and paper.
Oh,
Bailey brags about beating Becky Lynch,
I didn't mean for that to be quite as tongue twistery as it was.
who interrupts and accuses Bailey of always being in someone else's shadows
Oh.
of her
Who
lives.
could that have been though?
but no one, definitely not someone who's
Sasha Banks.
debuting later.
Whose
I
shadow
don't know
have
who
you
you
been
mean.
in?
Who didn't fly over the New Japan to see how they were doing. Yeah.
Nice
She says,
Rasmus reference there.
Thank you.
All right.
She says it's only a matter of time before Damage Katal turn on each other.
Mm.
Bailey says Dakota and Io will face Becky right now. If she can find a partner. How likely is that?
Never.
I've not got my phone on me right now. So fair enough.
But Becky's happy to wrestle them 2-on-1, and we're way through the match. Maya Yim, or Mitchum, I think
Yeah,
Mitchum's still
Mitchum,
just a
yeah.
nickname.
Is it? Because they kept
dunno.
on really, they're like
Hammering it, yeah.
Is it Meechin? Or is it Mitchin they've been saying?
Well, something like
It's
that.
Mitchum Maya Yim. It's like she said on the promo backstage, it's a
It's a nickname.
Yeah.
But like that'd
So
be
the
like
first
going,
they
oh,
cha-
Freaking is out when it's Seth Rollins. That's
But
weird.
Mitchum Maya Yim.
Yeah.
First
Okay.
they changed her whole name on
Yeah.
the website, but then that seemed to be a mistake because she had to then clarify it's just a nickname. But now it's like it's not anymore.
That's all they've
I
been
don't
calling
know,
her on
but
commentary
yeah,
throughout that
yeah.
match.
Her name's going to be Mud.
Yeah.
She joins in on Becky's side. They end up losing the match anyway. Yeah, cheers. She's actually doing really well until Maya Yim shows up. Becky Lynch, really good in the promo.
Yeah.
Breaking news here, like, but
You can cut one hell of a promo. She's got good mic skills.
She's got promise her.
Yeah.
That kid.
The future of the business.
oh,
Yeah.
she'd be making the most underrated list on on the new culties. Thank God, though, like, just obviously show behind the curtain. We're like, okay, we'll pre-tape these lovely culties so we can all be away, drinking and having a good time, and crying at all Christmas films. And so we do the beforehand, and as we're doing it, we get told, oh, by the way, one of the wrestlers we've nominated for the rest of the year started a podcast. We're like, oh, no, here we go. Just don't say anything controversial until we get this out of the way. And thank you, Dax.
Oh,
for at
all
least
right.
keeping it.
Yeah. Cheers, Dax.
Now you can say whatever you like now. It's all right. But, we get an interview with, here we go. Highlight Raw. Prison Dom Mysterio.
It's
Who talks about
amazing.
how he's changed inside.
And he's got a teardrop tattoo on his face.
Amazing.
Just prison Mike in the
So
clink.
good.
Prison changes a man.
So
I spent hard time.
Rhea bailed him out then.
Yeah, Mammy, yeah.
Yeah. It's so good. I'm really enjoying Dom. I just think it's really
Yeah.
good.
It's crazy that because what was it? Every time he was kind of needed developmental, right?
Yeah.
And everyone was like, it's Dominic Mysterio. Now,
Everyone loves Dom. Well,
Best
everyone hates
segment on the
Dom,
show.
but Yeah.
Yeah, working to his strengths now.
yeah.
I love
He's
that.
not that great of a wrestler, but he's a great dick, and he loves Rhea Ripley.
And I love
Yeah.
that he tried to beat up he tried to invade the family home twice, but the second time it didn't work because they were ready for it. Like, that's so genius.
And he said, complaining, I can't believe you're doing this. Shocking.
Spent how many days in prison?
Like
6.
3 or something. Yeah.
Spent hard time, and he's
To be fair,
prison
I wouldn't-
changes him.
I wouldn't do well if I spent 6 days. I'd be like, whoa, I would come out like Dom.
Yeah.
I'd be talking about my
Jack
time.
could come out 3 days later,
Teardrop
buff as
on-
hell.
Inexplicably good at table tennis
Behind
now.
you in all the films.
I've seen things, man. I've seen things. In the main event, Austin Theory beats Seth Rollins after Seth injures his knee. And I was really pleasantly surprised at this because Austin Theory... Get away from me.
I thought you were
But-
going to hate it because Austin Theory beat Seth
No,
Rollins.
but it was a really well done match.
Good match,
Yes,
right?
So the US title, Austin Theories. Yes, he has got it. Yeah, and I'm surprised as you are. But yeah, he has got it. Seth tweaked his knee. And you can tell it was work, because bless someone here at Cultaholic thought it may be real, maybe fake, which is
Yep.
great. But you knew it was a fake one because he did one move, tweaked it, and kept on going to the knee.
Yeah.
Because that's how Seth does these things to show, oh, I'm hurt. Better keep on doing knee moves. So he kept on doing that, and then Austin Theory's just gradually getting the advantage
Yeah.
of that and working it, and the ref bump and all this. The crowd was really into this.
Yeah,
They loved
it was
Seth.
well structured, wasn't it?
Yeah, Seth is the greatest heel facey face right now. But again, the crowd love him. But Theory just, took him apart and outsmarted him and did everything that Seth would have done in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a very well put together match.
He did a
Fair
chop
play.
block towards the end, didn't he?
Yeah.
And Seth hit the pedigree and hurt his knee more because he did the pedigree. Yeah, it was
Oh,
all
my knee
right.
hurts, but I landed on my knee.
It did feel like a pay-per-view style match that,
Yep.
and it felt
Real,
big.
real main event.
It really was. Which it's strange thinking Austin Theory because I thought once the regime change happened, Austin Theory would go right down the card, especially when he lost the Money in the Bank briefcase.
Yeah, it turns out it's like, no, I'll keep him. I just don't want him money in the bank.
It's a
Fair
cheap
enough.
win, yeah. Give him, maybe actually build him up properly.
That's fair enough.
But no, I really
Yeah, it
enjoyed
was
the
a good
main
roll.
event. Yeah,
Yeah.
really good.
Roll.
Roll.
Oh, yeah, really solid. NXT. Tarzik Attraction.
Toxic attraction.
Toxic Attraction.
Tar.
Like Tar the
Yeah,
film.
Tar the film.
There's a film called Tar.
Yeah.
What is that, Jack?
It's
film
a film about a fictional composer called Lydia Tarr, played by Kate Blanchett, who's been getting rave reviews for her performance in Tar as Tar. And it's a story of how it's basically a story about this great like composer and everything, but how greatness, like how do we take that when it's a bad person compared to the artist and what's that sort of thing.
How do you separate the art from the artist?
How do you separate the art from the artist? Because she's great, but she's a bad person. Or it's implied that she may have done bad things.
Right.
But you never really see that. There's no scene where you see her doing the terrible things she's been accused of. So you're not quite sure how bad it, but you're like, but it's all through subtext and stuff. You're like, she's a bit of a dick, isn't she? So then you gradually learn and it's slow paced, but it's a rewarding watch, if I do say so myself.
How many stars on Letterboxd?
4.5 stars out of 5.
Have you got a full review up?
Yes.
Go on, Jack.
Full time, please, while I find it.
Jack on film.
Jack on film.
So wait, we're doing. Is that Duran Girls on Film?
Yeah.
Is it them who do that? I think.
Yeah.
Where's my Tar review?
Jack on film.
I'll tell you what, right? A little
God,
peek behind the
Philip.
curtain. I only gave it 4 stars at first, but then I
You
couldn't
were
stop. I
back.
thought about it for days after, and I was like, and the fact that I couldn't stop thinking about it, I was like, no, this is better than that, isn't it? This is better.
You could teach a film course, like
Like I did, like, is that the montage of Jack, like, in the shower thinking, I should have given it 4.5.
Yeah.
Oh.
Joel, are you looking up yours? I thought you were
Tossed and turned in his bed going 4.5.
I feel like you
4.5.
reviewing and rating a film is like
The top-
Charlie from
the
Always Sunny,
top-
where he's got the map of
The
everything on the
top
wall.
review on this, it's not mine, is because it's got 5,000 likes. It's got to separate the tar from the TARDIS, which is really good.
Oh,
My review is
Jackie, okay? You've barely touched your Scottish broth. I'm all right. I've just got a lot on my mind.
I think it's broth.
so my review is, look, I've edited this review like 3 times because I'm not sure of anything in the final third anymore. Kate Blanchett does really good stuff.
Oh, that's nice, short, concise.
Yeah. So you get the likes on Letterboxd. You can't do... Bit of a controversy in the Letterboxd community because the short, snappy meme reviews get all the likes. There's people on... apparently like
actual
veterans of
reviewers
Letterboxd.
like
yeah,
yourself,
they get
yeah.
across, yeah. Any social media platform becomes that. So.
Yeah.
NXT.
Yeah.
Nowhere near as interesting to this conversation.
Toxic
This is his
attraction.
deepest tar.
Yeah. Have you heard? Have you seen the film Amadeus?
No.
Oh,
Mozart probably gets mentioned in Tar. J.S. Bach does. Lots of composers, lots of classical lads do.
I don't know. I thought about that. Anyway, I'll move on then. Carmelo beats Apollo Crews in the opening match of the night. Now, I think this must have been the second set of tapings or whatever, because the crowd was not asked about a lot of stuff that was happening tonight compared to what they usually are. So I hope it was the second taping, because Apollo Crews came out
I think
to nothing.
But
Like, I'm like, oh no.
actually, you're right. Yeah, especially for an NXT crowd, they're
Yeah.
always hyped.
We're all hungover. That's
Good
what-
match.
Or maybe they're all hanging.
Good match though. Carmelo, we've said it all before. He's really, really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Breaking news here: Becky Lynch got on the mic. Kamala Hayes rather good in the ring.
Yeah.
But
When's he
he
going to
won.
the main roster, do you think?
It's got to be like
Rumble?
soon, right? Rumble,
I hope
yeah,
so.
yeah.
I hope he'll at least be in the Rumble. Yeah. He doesn't need to be on NXT anymore, I don't think.
No.
There's no
Nothing
developing
else.
needed
No,
to be
he's
done.
not going to win the world
No.
title. World NXT title.
No, probably not. No, probably not.
Yeah, obviously he needed Trick Willie's help though. That's a thing. Trick Willie still
Trick
doesn't
Willie,
believe in
yeah.
him. He's like, "I'll help you out."
Maybe that'll
afterward.
be his last feud.
I think that would make sense.
It'd be a nice
yeah.
way to put Trick over.
Yeah.
Yeah. Obviously, then he can do that. Then Trick Willie takes ownership of the barbershop, and then that's it.
Yeah.
Right? Axiom attacks both Hayes and Trick Williams afterwards before winning a match against Trick. Oh no! Hayes and Williams try to beat Axiom down afterwards, but Apollo makes the save. Yeah.
Yes.
Nice, simple.
Now, I
segments.
didn't feel... I felt bad for the heels because Axiom attacked them and then Apollo went, well, you're not allowed to attack him back.
That's not what he said.
No, he didn't. Well, I would be...
He yelled, "Apollo!" Thank you for helping me.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Pretty Deadly. You're trying to complete New Day's checklist.
I feel like
to
I missed
earn a
something
rematch.
important last week. There was like some scavenger hunt they were on.
No,
or
no, they've
something.
been doing this for a few weeks now.
Yes,
Go
there's a
on.
few weeks. They were like, oh, if you get a rematch, you've got to go and get us all of these items, and it was
Right.
like historical WWE things. What was it like? One of them was the honky tonk man, and they were like, you can't kidnap a person.
It's like Ahmed Johnson, Road Warriors, shoulders.
Okay.
Yeah, the shoulder
maybe,
pads.
I don't know, the Mounties, zip stick.
Yeah, and they didn't get all of them, so they were like, oh, you've not completed it, so next week you'll have to do this.
So do more, right?
And they were like, oh, why can't we just get that thing for you next week? And I'm like, no, it changes. So trying to earn it.
And he went, well, is there any other ways? And they said, yeah, you could do the Pledge of Allegiance. And they went, oh. Drop my notes.
Oh no, and my iron brew.
Sorry.
Was it
Oh,
closed?
no.
Oh, it was
Yeah,
all
it
right.
was,
That would
Just
have
it
been a
said-
horrible way of breaking the system there. Sorry.
It's like when someone steps on the American flag and everyone goes, oh.
it is. God, I've got the last step to go.
Pretty Deadly are trying to compete this. Meanwhile, the Schism argue with the New Day, setting up a singles match between Kofi Kingston and Joe Gacy.
Yeah, because the New Day, the reason for that match, I've not elaborated very well, was that the New Day went, look at you all, look at you with your weird sidekicks, you. And Joe Gacy went, none of us are the leader, no more than Kofi's the leader of the New Day, but they still go to you for advice, don't they? And Kofi took offense for some reason. He was like, right, that's enough.
I'm not good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Say, I'm not going to get a promo by Gacy.
It's so weird seeing him on NXT.
Almost
Kofi,
as
right? Yeah.
almost as weird as a handcuffed Stax
But he's been kidnapped.
tells Dijak to be a man and settle things in the ring rather than kidnapping him and handcuffing him and making him talk about things. Because last time we checked on these lads, Dijak was working for Stax and the crew.
Yeah,
But something's happened.
Yeah, well, there was just a one-time deal, I suppose, between Tony and
Yeah.
and
Yeah, I think the
Dijak.
deal's off.
Well, he went last week to his door to tell him not to get involved, didn't he?
Yes.
We didn't see him again.
Yeah.
There's got to be a kidnapping angle because it's the mob, so there has to be a. I don't know.
NXT is so weird.
Yes, yeah.
He's
They've gotta
been,
have
a
a
man has been
code, that's right.
kidnapped.
No, but we're
and
just
he's-
kind of brushing it off like it's kidnapping.
and he
angle.
leaves a key, and it's out of reach.
Yeah, but I think he's implying like if you escape if you can, survive if I let. No.
He's leaving a man to die if he can't get the key.
Oh, he got out.
Comes back a day
He got
later.
out,
He went,
yeah.
"Oh, sorry, pal. Yeah, I should
No,
have
it's
fed
like
you."
something that would happen in a mobster film. That. Oh, there's the key. I'm off.
It's such a wacky place to work, NXT.
Yes.
Imagine if like you locked me in a studio, just handcuffed,
Don't give him ideas.
and just be like, "Oh, yeah, you get out." I wouldn't be like, "What? It's not a
Well,
safe
yeah,
workplace."
It's obviously it's a wackier. It's a wackier universe than many wrestling
It is,
promotions.
yeah.
Yes, it
Even
is. yeah.
DDT's got nothing on this.
Oh, come on now.
I like the idea.
Former
Of,
DDT champion.
2 times.
I like the idea of like Jack doing his own Saw films of you. You going hello and looking
Because he'll have seen them by
wave the TV's going to appear on and it's him going, "Hey, it's me, Jack the Jobber."
hardest man in Jarrow. Just go,
Oh,
Hey, Fraser, yeah, hardest man, Gerald. Top 10 ways
don't-
you're going to
What?
die, Fraser. Do-do. Number 10,
Jarrow's
use your
hardest man.
balls.
can the hardest man in Jarrow tag not stick, please? 'Cause
no. Jarrow's hardest man, people's fastest boy.
people's fastest. Jack Atkins has been giving us nicknames.
That would be adorable. Jackson complete control of the situation. He's there. Hardest man, Gerald. No, I shouldn't say that. I look bad. He's the only person who's going to see this tape. And I still am self-editing.
Oh God. NXT.
NXT. So yeah, this happened. Dijak agrees and beats him in a short match.
Yes.
Tony D saves Stacks and challenges Dijak for next week. Yeah, again, NXT, like Raw, has a spooky quota to fill, which is why
Yeah.
Joe Gacy appears with his spooky crew, and then Dijak appears. And his entrance is in black and white.
Yes.
Because the last time
he
he...
letterboxed as
Yeah.
well, isn't it? Yeah.
Because that was what films looked like the last time he was over.
Oh.
Wasn't
know
a
that
great
reference
one
now?
there.
Yeah, I know that reference.
It's
now.
not a wonderful life for Dijak, am I right?
God.
Yeah, it's like, okay, cool. I was like, that dye thing here, that looks
It
so
looks
bad.
so
on him.
bad, doesn't it? But he's got to be all in black, so.
Yeah.
But yeah, it does look bad.
He used to be so cool.
I
He
saw nothing
was.
wrong with his previous gimmick of
T-bar?
large man of Croatian ancestry. That's fine. No, not
T-bar.
T-bar. No, not T-bar. No. Took
Bring
a while for
back
that to sink
T-bar.
in what you just said. I was like, no.
Andre Chase argues with Drew Gulak for training his students without permission.
Yeah, you can't just get them in the ring without permission.
That's fair enough, isn't it? Same with
Outside
match
safety
play, though.
forms, you've got all of this, like.
Exactly. Yeah.
He looks after his students.
It certainly does.
No, I think
Oh.
Drew would be better for their development, but I don't want to say. I'll take advantage of a week when Ross isn't here because he's a big defender of Andre Chase.
I'm a big defender of him.
Sorry,
He's
right.
it's my favourite part of NXT.
Oh God, yeah,
Chase you
yeah.
and Duke Hudson.
Okay, yeah, no. Duke
Were
Hudson,
you in?
yeah.
You weren't here for the last segment with Duke Hudson, where they were giving him Secret Santa.
Oh,
So they were, well, not Secret Santa. They were giving all gifts to Andre Chase, and they're all lining up. And someone gets him a Chase U jumper, and he's like, "Oh, just what I wanted," sort of thing. And Duke Hudson's in the line, and he taps the guy on the shoulder in front of him, and he's like, "People want to see you in the office."
good Duke Hudson.
and he
good.
takes the present and gives it to
Oh,
Andre Chase.
fantastic.
But it was even funny because I think he went like, "What's happening?" He goes, "It's Christmas." He's like, "What's that?" He said, "I have no concept of the idea of Christmas." So
Who
Duke Hudson.
delightful Hudson.
doesn't have a
He's like, "I don't know what Christmas is."
what?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Christmas? We don't have
Well,
that
nobody heard of it.
overseas.
Okay,
And then the
call it-
Dean wanted to see him, so I just pictured Dean Pelton.
okay, yeah. What's Dean got to do?
Lean.
I love Dean.
Want a
Pelton,
peanut
he's so
bar?
good. Joel's buzzing for the Dean Pelton.
Yeah, we can hear Joel, the editor, laughing.
Have you seen Community?
Time to Tina Turner.
Yeah, the
clock's
Dean's the
back.
best.
Oh,
character.
that Dean. Oh, I know what you mean there.
Yeah.
Right. I didn't know his surname.
Dean. Oh, amazing.
You know what? Dean sounds a lot like Big Body
Do
Javi,
you know
who interrupts.
Do you know who Dean is as well, the actor? He is the man who tells Rachel in the last episode of Friends that he freaks out on the plane because of the left phalange. That's Dean Pelton.
He's also an Oscar-winning film writer.
The Oscars don't matter.
What's he written?
The Descendants.
What?
Yeah, he's the only Oscar winner in Community.
Yeah, stick it, Chevy Chase.
But he wasn't You Can Call Me Al.
No, it wasn't, no.
That's it.
The Descendant.
I came, I saw,
He
I
wrote-
conquered the idea of a free salad bar. It's just like
The Descendant.
That's just a
Add to
weird
what-
sentence. The guy from Community who plays the Dean wrote that.
Craig, what's the name again? Craig.
David.
George Clooney.
No, the right, Dean
George
Pelton.
Clooney.
What?
He's in the Descendants.
Thank you for your help.
What's he called?
I can't look at the writers.
Go
of
back
The
to pretending to
Descendants.
work.
Screenplay by Alexander Payne, Nat Faxon, and Jim Rash.
Jim Rash, that's him.
Jim Rash.
Yeah, Jim Rash.
Oh, yeah, there he is.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's so weird.
Looks like Moby.
Yes.
He won the Academy Award for Best Adapted Screenplay.
Yeah.
and received a Golden Globe nomination as well for it. Wow.
It's
There
like
you
the
go.
guy who does. What would you know him from? Have you seen The Princess Bride?
Yeah.
The guy who does
Is that that?
No, that's Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, damn it.
It's the one with Andre the Giant.
Yeah, right.
You're already ahead on points on the
No,
film.
I've
thing,
not
don't worry
seen.
about it.
No, I've not seen either. I've not seen
Pan's
either.
Labyrinth?
I've not seen Pan's
I
Labyrinth.
worked at the cinema actually when that film came out. We had to turn away families going,
It's not
no,
for you.
do not bring your kids.
Oh.
Oh, come on. It's like, no. Now, you know what? My point was boring, so we'll move on. Big Body Javi. Actually, my point
Oh, it's
wasn't that
Princess
boring.
Bride. You killed my father.
Yes.
I know references from it, but
Yeah.
I've never seen it. Okay.
Anyway, the guy who does the poison bit, he's like, he's doing a lot for like environmentalism. That's not a word.
Environmentalism?
Yeah. So he's like a big
Environmentalism?
campaigner and stuff like that.
It could be.
Yeah.
I'm not sure though. Should we
know.
Google Joel?
Yeah. To make this segment even more long and
We'll
tedious.
get on with
Sorry.
NXT.
Big Body Javi interrupts an Ora Mencha interview to plug his Feliz Havidad. Oh, that's good.
Feliz Havidad,
Feliz
yeah,
Havidad
yeah.
Christmas album. Mencha calls him cringe.
Yes. It sets up a match later on.
Oh, goody.
I like the line where it was like, Christmas has just been. And he's like, well, anyone can release an album at Christmas. Like, Javi can do it anytime.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know what to
Javi
make
can
of,
leave anytime.
I don't know what to make of Big Body Javi because I want him to do well, but I feel like the character they've given him is wackier than he actually is. He seems to be within
He's very
himself when
normal.
He's doing the Austin Theory thing. He's playing cringe. He's not really cringe.
right.
He's not like Kay's cooking.
She's not cringe. She's
Yeah, exactly.
But what's
Amazing.
Dora Mensa's character like? Cool. He's cool. This is
He's
cool.
cool.
versus cringe.
He's one of the Cowie girls. He likes
Oh,
dancing.
he's one of the cowboy girls. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Likes drugs.
Straight to the point.
In character.
He likes
sorry.
music.
The character likes drugs.
Yeah, wrestling's a lot like music, I think he said last time.
Okay.
And it's the rhythm and the beat.
Cool.
So yeah, that's him.
Baby Driver.
Yeah.
Toxic Attraction call out Roxanne Perez, but are interrupted by Indy Hartwell instead, who says it's time for new blood at the top of the division.
Oh, no.
And then Vampiro and Jeff Jarrett and Shane Douglas. Sorry. Indy is interrupted by Cora Jade, who's interrupted by, well done for actually putting all these down, by Nikita Lyons, who's interrupted by Zoe Stark, who's interrupted by Wendy Chu, who's interrupted by Thea Hale, who shouts, "Girl fight!" And they all, girl fight.
All of them fight.
The rest of the women's locker room join in, with Alba Fire and Isla Dawn having their own separate brawl. Roxanne Perez arrives to announce a number one contender battle royal next week. Ha ha ha.
I like a number one contender battle royal. I'm always in
Yeah.
favour of that. Yeah, I like them.
I just find it funny though, as soon as she announces a battle royal, they're all fighting to throw each other over the top rope in the ring, and they're like, "What? Hey,
No,
I'm in
next
the
week,
ring."
next
this
week,
had
I'm
been-
sorry, I should have made it more clear.
If this had been next week, that would have been an elimination.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's like, oh, you've stopped fighting each other and just throwing each other out the ring now.
Yeah.
Show your dominance.
I guess, yeah.
Should have just gone, and it's happening right now.
Yeah.
They're in the ring.
Psych, I don't have any authority.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
She did a bit of a weird giggle, Roxanne Perez, when she announced it. She went, number one contenders, man. Oh, sorry.
That's just your Elvis again. Yeah, I think they did this just to get people obviously hyped for next week and also to wake the crowd up because there is something about everyone ganging up in a big old party. Yay! And yeah,
It's a good brawl.
yeah. And then, all right, settle down because Albert and Isla are brawling backstage.
Sorry, the idea that like Cora Jade and Nikita Lyons and all that are just sat at the top of the round, each corner,
Waiting,
because there's no
yeah.
way to get up to the top of those.
Yeah.
They were all waiting to interrupt.
Aye, they're just
Yeah.
sitting like
That's
waiting
a
for the
good point,
bit.
actually, yeah.
Yep. Because there's no you walk up the stairs to get to your seat.
It was very like each of them,
Like-
like sauntered on as if it was like a theatrical production. Like, well, I think
yeah.
that I've got something to say.
I've been
about
in
this.
this executive box over
Yeah,
here,
like Wendy Chu's just sitting full onesie, just watching. going,
Yeah.
"Oh, there's my
eating
spot,
prawn
there's my spot."
sandwiches,
Yeah.
watching the wrestling. Then they stick around for this match, which is the Extreme Resolution match.
Okay. The extreme. Oh yeah, the extreme.
So
version.
extreme, it killed off the TV. Oh, it's back, great. Because it's NXT, it's got to have a wacky gimmick and have the exact same setups and weapons shots that we have in every NXT brawl. Sorry, it's true. Alba wins. It was all right. And they tried to do the stuff with like Isla being, are you ready for this? This novel concept in WWE and NXT. This wacky, evil, dark character who pulls funny faces. They found a gap in the market, Fraser.
Oh
There's just
my
not
God.
enough of them on TV right now. So, yeah, it's put on the table, and then sucks, but She goes to put her on the table, and she sees her. She's like, "Haha, do it then, coward," whatever. And she's like, "Oh wow!" And the commentator's like, "Wow, can you believe it? Just letting her do this. Wow!" And she tries to put it on the table, and she doesn't hit, so she has to go through it again. But yeah, so the idea was like, I was like, "Haha, hit me."
It's a good laugh. It's like your Elvis again.
So
That was a good Elvis.
So feud over then, I suppose, between the two of
We
them.
can only hope.
Because so
is
they've
it?
introduced Isla Dawn with them. Well, they've won one each, I guess.
Yeah.
But this was a more
I
comprehensive
think
win.
we'll see it in New Year's.
The last one, Isla Dawn only won the last one because she made the referee be sick.
She is quite
She made
magical.
him, he did a little sickie in the ring, and yeah,
We
Ooh,
sicky,
little sickie.
sicky.
And then
We vom.
yeah, oh yeah, this was an all Scotland derby.
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Wow, yeah,
It's
freedom.
absolutely
Oh, God, you're
chaos.
right.
Right, Scotland, aye.
Scotland and spookiness. Katie Ray is Katie Ray a spooky character in NXT? She's
She
a
just
bit
likes
more
fire.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
It's
fair enough.
pyrotechnic.
No smoke without fire. Her run-in's
Yeah.
my least favorite run-in of anyone's because there's smoke comes up.
Yep.
And then she dashes through it and like, oh, there's no.
There's the fire. There's the fire.
And the rest is like, "Who is it? It could be anybody." Cough, cough. Here we go. Big Body Javi attacks Oro Mensah during his entrance, but still loses the match. Womp, womp.
Yes, he does.
Oh,
Poor guy.
cringe, lose. Backstage, JB and BJ talk about how Fallon Henley will win the Battle Royal next week. Cara James arrives and congratulates Fallon for beating her fair and square, thus getting ownership of the bar.
Oh.
Ah, God bless us, everyone. She tells BJ to text her later.
Oh, and then
shucks.
JB and Fallon went, like, when did that happen?
Doop, doop, doom, doop, doop, doop.
Their eyeballs both went, But I know that Kiana James has probably got sinister intentions and she's going to break up
Yeah.
the team. But
No, she said last time, I'm not just a businesswoman, I'm a woman too.
Okay, fair enough.
Like-
That's good a line of dialogue.
Or something.
Put on a shirt, Fraser.
but I know that we're meant to know that Fallon's in the right for being suspicious still. But I
Yeah.
just found Fallon a really bad winner in this segment because Kiana comes on and goes, "Well done, you beat me fair and square." And Fallon's like, "Damn right I did. I battered you, mate." I'm like, "Oh,
Neither wonder, that she's keeping going after the bar. And a bit
Yeah,
of a
but
dick.
now she's left it. She left the bar too. She got there. You go.
Yeah.
And Ross was saying that apparently, actually, she saved the bar because it turns out Fallon's parents were misspending it.
Yeah,
Right.
they can't afford to keep the bar open.
So Kiana's actually saved the bar.
she bought the debt
And
off
yeah,
the bar
just gave
from
it
the
back
bank
to-
and then give it, yeah.
Kiana's the biggest babyface in all
Yeah.
of NXT. What?
I also feel like the stipulation was that if what she won, she'd get the bar, and if she lost, obviously give it back. But like, she probably would have hired her to keep the bar going. She's not going to be pulling pints, is she?
Oh yeah, Fallon's still going to be like the landlady, isn't she? Yeah.
I like that the story's so badly done that we're all pro-capitalist in the situation.
I thought that was this what the discussion was about over your Christmas?
Like, yeah, I was trying to say, I need to get my brother involved.
Fallon
in
was
this one.
right.
No.
So I thought that originally she was going to buy Chase U because it was on expensive land, but then they abandoned that storyline.
They did. Well, no, she wanted the bar because of that, right?
The bar's not in Chase. It's not the SU. That was a joke that
We'll
we
need to get-
made. I don't think that's real.
It should be the student union.
But that's the only thing we could think of is that the bar was in college grounds.
Live acts going up.
But you can't drink in America until you're over 21. Yeah.
Yeah, but students still drink, though, don't
You
they?
can't have a bar on
Yeah, a
campus
bar.
though.
You know, you do sometimes.
In
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to drink till you're 21.
Yeah, but the rest of
But
us
some
do, so sorry.
you
Makes
might go
up
to
for it.
college later. They might be older at college.
There's going to be like 3 students in the bar.
No, we
One
saw...
of my mates did a foreign exchange, and granted, she was 19.
In fact, yeah, because
she was caught drinking on campus. It was and like,
Oh.
but she was hiding in this student union bar. So there
So
was
there's a
one,
bar.
but like they actually properly go around like Simon Pegg and Hot Fuzz going, "What's your age?"
Oh, really? Oh,
Like,
okay. Every year.
yeah,
But no, Jack should be
Get
okay because we saw Greece and we saw that most people who are at high school are in their 40s.
In Greece one, there's one of them who looks really old. It's one of the T-Birds. I think it's Sonny. The short one.
Yeah.
Who's always
Looks like
smoking
Joe
tab.
Pesci.
He fancies the teacher and it's meant to be really inappropriate, but I'm like, no.
Tell me more. I'm 16 years old. What we got? Mystery Stalker watches the Cowie Girls from afar.
Oh, who is it?
DDP.
Yeah. I love that reveal still, though.
The reveal's amazing,
Yeah,
and then
I
everything
know.
else after that's like...
I know, it's all downhill.
But the reveal is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's this
who's the
NXT
stalker
Anonymous,
then?
isn't it?
Who's this going to be? I love a mystery, though.
Gold Dust. It's GTV again, isn't it?
They need to bring Benoit Blanc in to solve this mystery, guys.
Oh,
Yeah, I thought you were going to
okay.
stop there.
yeah, thank you for carrying on with your discussion.
Maybe not on a wrestling podcast.
But yeah, bring in Benoit Blanc.
Loved by
From
critics,
nice,
both film and wrestling. It's Benoit Blanc.
Yeah.
Tell you who this story needs.
How great would Benoit be if he talked like Benoit Blanc? Wow, I do declare, I surely am the best technical wrestler in all of the WWE.
It's confounded me.
I say.
Compels me.
You want me, Kurt Angle? I'm going to have a compelling conversation. Oh, whatever. Stop it, Matthew. It is fun doing that wacky accent.
It's so good,
I've
right?
seen a lot of Americans who are mad going, what is with these bloody Brits coming there and doing these ridiculous over-the-top accents? Everyone thinking they're great. And we're like, haha, that's amazing.
It's such a good film. I really like
Oh,
it.
3 out of 5 for me on that for that
I
one.
give
For
it
Glass Onion.
4, but I
okay.
prefer the first one.
I prefer the first. I don't know.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh, it's so
I
love the
saw the
first one.
first one when it was out, but I haven't seen
It's
it
just the
since.
scale of it
Yes.
detracts from the film a bit.
Yes.
But it's still good.
Yes.
Worth watching. It's on Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix.
Yes,
They're both
as
on
we found
Netflix.
out, it's, everyone's gone, maybe you should have put this in the
Cinema.
cinemas.
Yeah,
It's
we
a
would have watched
mystery.
it.
Yeah, right.
It's a mystery that Benoit Blanc himself couldn't figure out. So yeah, lots of NXT discussion this week. In the upset of the century, Drew Gulak beats Andre Chase via submission.
Right, Andre
and
Chase
keeps
is
it locked in
beaten-
after the bell. It was a funky one as
Oh,
well.
why?
down low.
It was the Gulak.
That's
Yeah.
right.
But Andre
I
Chase
forgot you
is
had a finisher. God.
Andre Chase is Andre Chase has beaten Carmelo Hayes. He's beaten all kinds of people, and then he loses to Drew Gulak. I was like,
Drew
what?
Gulak's better than all them.
Well, it does because Drew Gulak took Daniel Bryan to the limit.
Yeah, exactly.
The sliding scale, the pecking order's all over the place because of Andre Chase.
Yes,
But
yeah,
it's like Prime All Japan, which Ross would know about if he was here, about people trading victories and stuff like that. So they got that hot show, the Karukan Hall, next week. He celebrates with Hank, the security guard, who's the one member of Drew Gulak's submission squad.
Yeah.
No, wait, hang on, that was something else.
No, but Hank's there, and Hank's not as villainous as Drew though, because Drew's celebrating and like, yeah, and he like shoves Hank, and Hank's like, all right, let's calm down. He looks so much like
He's
Seth
new to
Rogen
this.
as well.
Yeah.
Who's in
Also-
the Fablemans?
Ah.
Yeah.
And later, Charlie Dempsey, who's shown watching it backstage with his fake arm, because then he's like, oh, and then in the commentary, like, what? He moved his arm. He said that was injured and he couldn't wrestle tonight. Why? He confronts Drew and Hank backstage ahead of his match with Hank next week.
Yes.
Because Charlie Dempsey did that really good promo. He goes like, no, I'm like Billy Robinson, me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like this. Frank Gotch, me, like.
What heel.
Lutez, that's Pachi's favorite wrestler ever. Like, it's like, not these security guard lads.
I wish that we'd give Pachi and Bray.
It's best wrestler of all time.
So we had to do those top 10s for the at What Culture for the magazine, which was going to be like the poll of the
remember
best
that
wrestlers
magazine,
ever.
yeah.
And we all had to write down our 10 favorite wrestlers, but Pachi thought it was the 10 most
Best of all,
influential. So it just looks like his like 4th favorite wrestler is Luther. Really funny.
You should keep that going. It's like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's me. A bit of Thezzy.
Who would he put above Lou Thez?
Well, I think he put like
Crash Holly.
no, like because I think it was when we
Buddy
booked Angle,
Rogers.
so Angle did well on all of these.
Oh yeah, don't want to upset him.
Yeah, Pacini likes Mankind. I think that's his favorite
Mankind's
wrestler of all
good.
time.
Right,
But
yeah.
I don't know who his best one is. Don't know.
Kay's cooking.
Yes, Case Cooking.
No, we don't know who exactly would have put it. Michael Billy Barrymore would have been number one. Wes Lee is interviewed backstage and wants himself a front row seat to the Demolition Derby
That's the way he
between
said
Tony
it.
D and Dijak.
I think I want myself a front row seat to this Demolition Derby.
He
High
says,
five, Mackenzie.
The lines on NXT.
Well, Wesley's an annoyingly written
He is,
man,
isn't he?
Yeah.
the best lines are the ones that writers are doing. He says the winner gets a shot at the North American title before high-fiving Mackenzie.
And then kind of moonwalk. See you later. Like, oh God.
He's a fun lad, him.
I
Like
love watching him in the ring. He's amazing, but I wish he. I don't know if it's his fault or the writing.
NXT's Ricochet.
I was about to say it is, isn't it?
A little bit, yeah.
He's not that great on a mic.
No, he's
No,
all
no,
right,
he's
natural
all
talking.
right.
It's just they give him these lines.
That's
that
what
are
I mean,
just
yeah,
like,
like,
why
it's
they
not
hyped
his
him up? I
character.
don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah. Kofi Kingston wins his match against Joe Gacy, thank God. Later, Pretty Deadly tell New Day that they're willing to have a gauntlet match against 3 other teams next week in order to get a rematch.
They are.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they'll win it. I suppose.
Yeah.
It feels like when the New Day beat them for the belt, I thought, well, the only way this will work is if they beat them back for it, if it makes them look strong in the long run, which I think it might.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although I could see Pretty Deadly going to the main roster in the next year.
Yes, boy.
Yeah.
Side paycheck.
They're really good.
I love Pretty Deadly.
Yeah. I only have one little note I've put here is Booker T is like Taz without the irony.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, Taz at least goes, I'm a grizzled veteran and I do all this, but it goes, I'm just that old-fashioned Taz, whatever. Booker T doesn't have that sense of irony about him.
No. Who would win in a real fight?
Taz.
Well,
I'd pay to see
Booker T beat Batista in a fight, remember?
Nah, I mean,
Taz,
people have, Wrestling Bios did a good thing about that, going back
Okay.
and forth between like who won that and who got some shots in. It seemed to be it's a very one-sided perspective, almost as if someone went to the Observer immediately afterwards and gave their
Yeah.
opinion on what happened.
Batista seems like quite a nice lad as well.
He's in Glass Onion.
He is. I was watching a video today actually where he was describing the meaning behind all his tattoos. And he's got one on his leg that's like gentleman hooligan, and he found this photo of a hooligan. He was like, I feel like I'm a gentleman hooligan. I'm a really nice, well-spoken person who tries to respect everyone, but I'm also raised in the streets. I'm a bit of a hooligan.
Oh.
And the photo, it's just Cillian Murphy on his leg.
Right.
But he told his tattoo artist not to make it look like Cillian Murphy, and it's just blatantly him.
Could you find that, please, if it's possible? Sorry to put you on the spot.
It was on Reddit this morning, but it's like, it looks just like him. And if
Right.
he ever's in a film with him, he's just got Cillian Murphy's face on his
it's
leg.
amazing.
Batista leg tattoo, I think if you just hooligan,
Or
I think you'll probably
Cillian
find
Murphy.
it, or Cillian Murphy.
Tommy Shelby tattoo.
There it is. that's
It's him as Tommy Shelby.
It's
as
him
well.
as Tommy, yeah.
Oh no. Oh,
Like that's
okay.
blatantly
Yeah.
Cillian Murphy.
No,
So he's just got
40.
that on his leg.
He's got a British strong style tattoo.
What's that, a pen on a chain?
Um,
It's a shaving thing. Oh, right,
yeah.
right,
The
right.
razor.
Razor,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
It's the
It's
Peaky
the,
Blinders.
Around his.
So I think he's probably given a Cillian Murphy photo as a reference and said,
Yeah.
"Don't make it look like him." But that is him.
That's very Peaky Blinders. That.
It was a good video though, him describing all his tattoos. It was
Oh.
cool.
Have you seen Cillian Murphy? Oof.
Oh,
yeah.
oof.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oof. But I like the fact that Batista said for many years, like, he's not. You said he's not. Obviously, people are bringing it up now to throw shade at The Rock because obviously Black Adam's not done very well. But
Yeah.
he's always said, like, no, I don't want to do just action. I
Yeah.
want to be in good fit. He was in Blade Runner.
He was in Blade 2049, yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good actor.
He was the best thing about.
Spectre.
He was in Spectre. He was good in
That was
Dune.
it.
He was in Dune.
Yeah.
He's,
Didn't do much in the first one, but, it's Dune. A lot
Yeah.
of stuff going on.
He's got a big
Yeah.
role in the second if it follows the book.
Exactly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nerds. Sorry.
Batista bombs a worm.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Booker T during this match, because obviously he's been very adamant that he has the most tag team title reigns in all of WWE, and we counted and no, he doesn't.
No,
but he did his own
counted,
research,
like,
which is not what you want to hear someone say.
Houston Booker T
on
wrestling
Facebook.
or something.
Yeah.
Like, he counted like indie ones. And,
Yeah. So obviously Xavier was prodding him.
Yeah.
Hey, how you doing, Booker? And you just have none of it. Because he's not like playing a role, he's just being Booker.
Yeah.
Why does he hate the New Day so much?
Because they dare say that they're better at him at something.
Some things they are
No,
better than him.
yeah,
at,
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Booker T was
no.
great. Booker T was a great wrestler.
Harlem
obviously,
who?
but-
You know,
Oh,
like-
come on now. Let's not. I'm worried that we're going to now start throwing shade on Booker T. He was very talented.
No,
very
it's funny
talented.
because
Oh, he's
there's
very
commentary now, and
talented.
it's like,
know.
hey, prove the people. No, I'm better than them.
I'm better than all of the people in the ring that I'm trying to put over.
Yeah, we have won more titles. No, you can barely hear him because he's yelling over them. It's amazing. Braun Breaker is the guest on the Grayson Waller effect, and Grayson keeps trying unsuccessfully to get under his skin. This was nice.
Yeah.
It's like at the end of Some Like It Hot, he's just trying to say like, you suck. Yeah, I did suck that night. But you lost. Yeah, but I won some others.
But then he said, "You've stolen your dad's gimmick," which he hasn't. Like, he's just similar to his
He's
dad because
similar,
it's his
yeah.
dad. But he's
Yeah.
not the dog-faced gremlin. He doesn't wear the amateur
He
wrestling.
doesn't bark.
He doesn't bark.
He's taking some other gear and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It was close enough to get issues with. So Braun beats him up. He hits a big dive with Grayson's phone in hand to close the
Right,
show.
Logan
Everyone's
Paul
doing
needs
that
to be
now.
having words with these lads. Yeah.
Come on, man.
But I liked it because when Grayson did it, it was very elegant and light. And then Braun just went, like he just splattered on the floor.
Also, there was when he went, all right, so Grayson, remember those great moments you had? And he went, yeah. And he went, remember when you dove off the cage at War Games? Yeah. Remember when you splattered on the concrete off that ladder? Which is just, I still don't know if there's a story behind that or whatever. Like, no one
Oh,
caught them
because
all.
a part of the match then after that was that everyone reacted with horror. Like,
Yeah.
you saw Carmelo Hayes going, oh.
Like, it was
And his
like-
arm was
that-
like,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
like, is he okay? Like,
Yeah.
and all this other stuff, all these great moments he did. And I thought he was going to follow up with, yeah, but like, you haven't won those matches. Those are moments. But he
Yeah.
didn't say that. He just went, yeah, they were good. I went, right? That was it. Yeah, no, you are good, mate. It's like,
Yeah.
okay.
no, he should have been, but you haven't yet won.
you haven't
You
won.
haven't won the big one. Yeah.
Who's winning this next week, do you think?
Braun?
You think Ron?
No,
I want Grayson. I think
I
Grayson.
think
will
now's the
win
time.
it.
But I
Because-
think Grayson's never been better.
And around the Rumble as well. Braun
Yeah.
can make a big impression. Yeah,
Get him in WrestleMania.
fair enough.
Yeah, because I thought Grayson for a while was just like, all right, whatever, he's being a fanny, but he's really done a very good job of getting himself over in this role as lead
Yeah,
fanny.
he's come a long way since being Spud's sidekick. He was very briefly, I think, Spud's
Was he?
sidekick. Drake Maverick. Yeah, I think so.
I don't
Really-
even remember that.
Maybe really briefly.
He's done well considering
I'm
he
now gonna
debuted as a
check
face
that.
coming out just being
Hey,
all
guys.
happy like I'm an Australian.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's had like thing in the corner. It's like,
Yeah.
so yeah,
Grayson Waller effect's fun.
Yeah, and it was annoying for a bit because we had like variations on the same type of gimmick with Austin Theory and Logan Paul himself.
Yeah.
And so it's like, well, what do we need you for? Like, what do you? The Aldi version, the cheaper equivalent.
He
But now they're
stands
not
out.
around anymore, and Austin Theory's changed his gimmick. It's
Yeah.
like, no, Grayson Waller stands out now. So,
Yeah. He's also just really easy to hate and like boo. He's just smarmy.
Oh, no, I don't know if he was. I might have been wrong there.
To be fair, he debuted after, right? Spud was released, maybe. But either way, they make a good team.
Maybe that's what I'm thinking. I don't know. Anyway,
Are you getting him mixed up for
maybe I'm getting him mixed up with someone.
Demo?
Yeah. There's two similar men.
EC3.
Yeah. Yes. One of whom I've met, but no.
Easy to mix up.
To tell you, EC3 messaged me on Twitter, and it was
God.
he was replying like, "Yeah, you got this about something." I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And he didn't reply back. And I think he messaged me. He tried to do it under his burner. I forgot to switch accounts.
Oh, he's got a burner.
But I don't know who. I'm trying to
Wrestlers-
figure out who do I talk to on Twitter in the DMs. Who is it?
Which is the
Wrestlers
burner.
Who is EC3? Is it?
Oh.
Not controlling his narrative
Do
by
what
using the burner.
Colleen Rooney did to Rebecca Vardy and just tell different people the same story with one
Yeah.
detail different and see who. Yeah.
They did it on Game of Thrones, didn't they?
They did it on Game of Thrones, yeah. Which was stupid. Because everyone went, oh, Varys was a clever character. He wouldn't have fallen for
No, he
it.
wouldn't have.
Anyway, yeah.
Oh, and that was good. A long time ago. So this would be the time we'd mention New Japan. Did you have any results?
Oh, we're not
'Cause I
talking
have
about
some.
Dynamite.
Hmm?
We're not doing
Well,
Dynamite.
it was
Well,
before.
chronologically.
Sorry, yes.
Yeah.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it all.
Cool.
Very
I'll
good.
go through. Shall I just read out the results and then you can give us your hard-hitting opinions?
go on.
All right.
Ray Oiwa, is that right?
Didn't watch that.
Didn't
Oh, you didn't
watch
watch that. That was the
It was
proper
3
amateur
minute
match,
time
right?
limit. Yeah.
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 3 minutes is a long time.
Yeah.
Oh, 2.5 is a long time. I called the commentators and they laughed about sex.
Also missed most of the Rumble.
Why is it called the New Japan Rambo?
Just a word for Rumble. It's always
Oh.
called that. Yeah.
Oh,
It's like pure.
I read.
I think it's like how Pure Wrestle's pro wrestling in a sort of Japanese English mashup way. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, fair enough then. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll skip that.
Oh, because Stallone was in it. No, I don't.
The old man match.
Yeah. I watched the old
Maccabee,
man match.
Kojima,
yeah.
Nagata defeated Tiger Mask, Fujinami, and Suzuki. We had a good time trying to look at and see who was the oldest and youngest in that match.
Maccabee's got to be the youngest, maybe. I don't know.
Pat McAfee was in it.
Maccabee. Yeah. It wasn't that good a match, but it was nice to see.
I didn't see that one.
Oh,
I was in it. It was
ended
before
really
I woke up.
It ended really abruptly when Maccabee fell on
Oh, I
Tiger
saw
Mask.
that.
Yeah,
Someone showed me that.
but it was nice to see. It's just bizarre that Suzuki's still really, for his age, really mobile compared to a lot of them.
Yeah.
Like really good, yeah.
Francesco Akira and TJP. And no, I can't tell which Akiras are which on the indie scene. There's about 3 or 4 of them. Defeated Yo and Leo Rush.
So everyone hated that TJP won.
Yeah, it was a theme on Twitter.
It was a big like the story heading up to it was like Leo Rush and Yo, their friendships, their bond, they've become friends and now they're gonna kind of go all the way, and then they lost and it was a bit of a weird decision, I think, because it was like the opening match of the main card as well, so it was weird. Good match.
People hate
Leo
TJP
Rush got-
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Leo
Yeah.
Rush got busted open hard way on the ramp, which was designed to bust people open. Jagged diamonds sticking out of the ramp.
Right.
You can see Ospreay put out a picture of him after his match. One of his cuts is in the shape of the ramp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Looked really sort
It
of.
was,
Although
yeah.
it does also look like a boot print.
Yeah. I think it was the ramp.
I think it was the ramp, yeah.
Because the ramp, it's like LED lights all down it.
Okay.
It looked,
Ooh. Kyrie defeated Tam
Team
Nakano.
Nakano. Should
Wow,
be all
it's a
of
bunch
them. It was too short.
Yeah,
It wasn't given
5
enough
minutes.
time. Yeah, it should have been given way more.
It was only 5 minutes?
Yeah.
New Japan don't care.
It was a really short matches on the show.
That's
They were
probably
like-
part of why the Sasha thing wasn't presented as well as it could have been. Because they don't care as much.
What was the crowd reaction?
For Sasha?
No, for the Kyrie.
Not
For the
Can't
match?
remember.
It was a bit dead, wasn't it?
Oh, wow, okay.
It was early in the show. Like the fact that it was this soon on the card made me think, oh no, they don't care about it as much.
Oh.
It's like their Stardom exhibition match.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Which is weird-
Yoshihashi. Go on, sorry. Go
Well,
on.
it's a bit weird, especially considering they've made a new belt for it as well.
Right.
And who they've got debuting after the match.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah.
Yoshihashi and Goto defeated FTR for the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championships.
This was another one that could have gone longer, but I didn't mind it because it felt like a sprint. This one.
Okay.
Yeah, it was good. I expected FTR to lose as soon as you pointed out.
Oh
Kissing the belt.
no!
Thankfully, you were on stream, but
I
I was
wasn't
watching
upstairs,
upstairs, and it was like, oh, they've kissed the belts. Goodbye.
loads of
Right?
times,
yeah,
yeah.
that's it.
Good match though.
Again, only went. I think I would looked at the time zone Wikipedia after, and it was like 10 minutes 10.
For
Everything.
an FTR match, it was short.
That was really short. Yeah.
I'm all right with these matches being short. I'm like, wow, okay. I'm like,
It was
I
a
mean,
quick
I'll
wrestling
watch it in
match.
Japan
often
again.
does go too long.
Yeah,
Yeah. But it was a good match still. Cash
Yeah.
Wheeler did a dive. went,
what?
ooh.
No wonder he lost.
Yeah.
You think
Every
we've
single
learned,
time. Yeah.
Zaxa Jr. with new horrible blonde hair defeats
Aw.
Ren. I don't like it on him. Defeated Ren
He sounded like
Narita.
his gran. I don't like that.
All his bloody hair dies.
How was this? Because I know Zack Sabre Jr. has also joined up with TMDK.
The mighty,
Mighty.
don't kneel.
Yeah.
It was a good match. I thought Ren was going to win because he's the young boy coming up and everything. But he didn't. And then I was complaining about that. And then the Twitch chat reminded me that Zack has never won a New Japan belt in all his time there. So I was like, oh, fair enough. So now he's the TV champion.
Horrible looking belt though.
Yes.
Really
and it
horrible
wouldn't
looking.
fasten around
Yeah.
his waist as well at the end.
Yeah.
Why?
It's
looks
just
horrible.
It's just not very well made.
Looks
Oh,
like
because the belt's not well made.
It is well made,
it's too
but it's just
square.
yeah.
It's weird.
It's like a dinner tray.
Yeah, it is. But like with brown and gold design, weird. Anyway, but it was a good match because it was different to anything else on the card. I think lots of
Yeah.
kicks, lots of. The finish was good because it was a flash submission, which you don't really see enough of. He transitioned to a different armbar or whatever, and the guy was like, "Whoa, enough of that."
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, it was good.
I like that when they do that. Tama Tonga defeated Carl Anderson.
Oh my
Bring
god!
back the never upperweight championship. Hooray! Get
So-
effed, Raw.
I've not been really following New Japan that closely since Tama Tonga turned face, and I miss the bad boy, guys. I miss the
you miss
bad
the bad boy.
because he comes out and I'm like, oh, it's the guerrilla tactics and all that, and he comes out like, I can do this. Whereas
Yeah.
you think Tama Tonga, you imagine being all like weird
Cool.
and stuff and cool.
Yeah.
When he got the belt, did he immediately throw it against the room?
Look at this garbage.
I like the bit at the start where Carl's doing the machine gun and the ring announcer ducks. He's like,
As if
like,
it's going
whoa.
to hit him. Yeah.
that's
Tama
nice.
Tonga, I preferred old cool Tama Tonga, but the crowd prefer new babyface
Yeah,
Tama
they
Tonga.
do.
He was really over. This was a really sports entertaining match. Carl Anderson hit him with the belt before the bell, and he spent the rest of the match trying to get back into it. And they both do the gun stunt, so they're both going for it. Both setting up really like Randy Orton. Both like
Yeah.
it was weird.
it was cool to see WWE merch on
Weird
on
to
wrestling.
see.
Really weird to see
Yeah.
it. And he was like, yeah, they had the OC rather than Bullet Club,
Yeah, yeah.
which is odd, really strange.
Tama Tonga got a big pop for taking off his vest. The crowd went,
Oh.
yes!
Here we go.
Look at his pecs.
That was Richard making all that noise.
And the finishing gun stun was a bit mistimed, which was a shame, but it was still all right.
Yeah.
Still another match that was good because it was different to anything else on the card, I think. Sorry, these reviews are going too long.
Oh, it's all right. Like, people want to know.
Yeah.
It's interesting seeing like AAA and New Japan have gone, right, can we have our belts back?
Yeah.
Tired.
FTR losing all of them.
Yeah. Shooter Umino,
Shooter.
Hiroshi Tanahashi, and that young up-and-coming kid, Kaiji Muto,
Yeah.
defeated Naito, Sanada, and Bish.
I feel like I'm ambitious. I feel like
Proud lad, man.
I feel like I missed something in the build of this because I was going like, oh, guys, obviously, like Muto's team will lose, and like everyone upstairs went, no, they'll win.
Oh, that's not how they do it over there in Japan.
Right. I was like, oh, okay then. And then I thought, well, he'll at least get the pinfall then. But they were like, no, he'll probably give it. You said, I think Shota will get the thing. I was like, how do you know that? And then it happened.
Yeah, me and Adam were saying, sure.
Muto did. I've not seen the Nakamura match yet, where I'm assuming he did more. But he did more stuff than I thought he would in this match, given that he's got.
He
no
did quite
knees.
well. Yeah, we were all watching it and we were telling like Kieran and Ashton, they were like, this guy is really good. And then they were like, he looks like my dad. Like, he literally looks just like a dad that's a bit lost, doesn't know what he's doing. And then he was busting out Shining Wizards.
I
Yeah.
hate Tanahashi
Why's that?
because he's the grandstanding, hot dogging, attention.
Yeah.
Me. I hate him. He's like Hulk Hogan.
Getting the abs out.
Yeah.
Stopping Muto from trying the moonsault. We all wanted to see him try that moonsault, and he went no.
Doctors told him no.
As they're walking off at the end, and Muto's got the spotlight on him, who's right behind him going, "Oh, you're right, Muto, son."
Oh, the guy's going to be here next week. That's right.
Well, okay, yeah.
Takahashi defeated Master Wato, El Desperado, and Ishimori.
So I was like, I can't tell who's going to win because they always give the belt to Takahashi or Ishimori. But Desperado's also got like 3 reigns now as well. So I was like, is Wato going to get the underdog? And he didn't, but they did a really good job of making it seem like he would. And Wato, even though he's not my favorite wrestler of all time or anything, because he's a bit, hit the best bridging German suplex I've ever seen.
Oh, nice.
It was amazing. He lifted him directly up, and then it was epic. It was like, whoosh. Amazing.
All I can think
Don't
of
go
is Watto from Star Wars.
I
That's the only thing I
thinking
can.
that as well.
Annie.
It's hard for him to do a German suplex. He's only little.
You can fly though.
You can fly, yeah, really high, yeah.
I wanted El Desperado to win because he had the match of the year contender with Jun Kasai, which had many people going, "What?"
Yeah, was that really brutal? Was that a really brutal one?
And this amazing promo afterwards where Jun Kasai is like, he gets given a rose. It's like, we're not. Oh, the entire promo is amazing. We did not live to have death matches. We lived death matches to live, and you need to come back and not die.
I had an embarrassing moment on stream because I was trying to say, I've met Desperado and interviewed him, and he said nothing in the interview, so it was really funny because he just drew on a coffee cup and gave it to me. That was the interview. But he came over, we had him for WCPW, he came over as like Suzuki's like guy.
Right.
And he only was in tag matches and stuff, but he just kind of stole the show and everyone he was in. He was like spraying water at the crowd and stuff and just being a dick. But I was like, in person, Owen, he was really, and I wanted to say cool, but I went, he was really cute. And he was a cute man.
man.
But yeah, so I was pleased to see him do that.
right.
As soon as I said it, Owen went, oh, right. And I was like,
The little cutie.
he was a cute man. I remember his reaction.
You going up with his cheek.
Him and Suzuki were waiting for their taxi, and it was late, and it was in one of the Northumbria Student Union shows. So we've just sat them in like the computer lab upstairs, and there was like 2 students in there at that time of night, and just Suzuki just sat there at the table like that, and then Desperado, but without his mask on, cute.
Yeah.
And I remember we went, "Oh guys, your taxi's here," and Suzuki's like, just gets up, but Desperado, upon hearing the taxi was there, went, "Yes." I was like, "Oh, he's a little cute man." I don't know.
You write down in a cup, I think you're cute.
Will you go out with me? Yes, no, maybe.
Kenny Omega defeated Will Ospreay. I saw Kenny Omega came out to One Winged Angel.
And he went, yeah, and a wing appeared on the Tron.
Screen.
Just one.
Yeah.
He's just the campus nerd.
So yeah, people were saying it's the actual Final Fantasy VII song.
Yeah.
Right.
It's cool.
Oh, yeah, God, I didn't realize I had to explain that. Yeah, so, yeah, that's the yeah, it is.
At halftime of Arsenal versus Newcastle, because as we know, the Arsenal sound guy loves wrestling, he played One Winged Angel at halftime.
No, he played
Under the Devil's Sky.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
He didn't know. That would have been amazing. The scenes if he played the Final Fantasy VII final boss theme.
No, he played, he played his AEW one. The doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
Yeah.
All these dads. Sorry. What do you think of the match?
Match of the night, probably,
Yeah, match
which
of
is
the night.
predictable to say, but it was a bit more stripped back than you'd imagine from an Omega Ospreay. It wasn't.
I feel like they're maybe holding back so they can have like a few more matches
Okay.
and really do more stuff. But
it was more brutal than I was expecting.
Yeah, way more
It was
violent.
less flippy, more brutal. Yeah.
yeah, like Kenny Omega was been like, don't get too cocky.
Omega
I'm
was
still
the
the
heel.
best. Yeah.
And it was a horrible, scary DDT spot, which was meant to be. And Ospreay bladed, which you don't see often in Japan, in New Japan. And it was effective. It was a really good match. And it was a shock winner. Everyone thought,
It was for the
Ospreay-
US title, so
yeah. But they were like, Ospreay's being the company man. Omega left them. But now it's like, ooh, everything's changing. So
I think we'll see a rematch in AEW and then maybe a final at Forbidden Door.
okay.
Like the joint card. So
That makes sense, wouldn't it? Yeah.
It was the most interesting result. If Ospreay had won, it would have been fine. But I think Omega winning is really way more interesting. So
Many appeared on New Year's Dash today.
Oh, did he?
Omega teamed with Okada.
Oh. Whoa.
I know, right?
Oh, strange bedfellows. And Okada defeated Jay White.
So I was worried about this match because it's just after the
How does it
good
follow
match.
that?
And
up?
everyone, everyone was like, Well, no, the Japanese crowd loved this way more than it seemed than the Western crowd. Because it was Inoki. Okada came out dressed as Inoki and like.
Did he?
Well, he was wearing an
black
Okada. He was wearing the thing, but it was an Okada style one. But
okay.
Then he was
That's
dressed in
nice.
all black, which is unusual for him.
Yeah.
So he hit an enziguri in the finishing stretch.
Hey,
It was a
Okada, Bombay.
It was a very Inoki tribute.
Yeah.
This was the real Inoki tribute match, not the Inoki tribute match.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he like did his catchphrase and that, and yeah, it was all for Inoki basically. There was a shot of him walking up the ramp, and Inoki's face is like watching on from the Tron, and I was like, oh, it's very obvious what they're doing. Here.
He cut a few promos that were a big tribute to Inoki.
Yeah. But after the match, Shingo interrupted and went like, I want the next shot.
Inoki sucks. Baba forever.
Imagine that. No, he's going to get the next shot. So yeah.
It's going to be a dual title as well because he's putting the King of Pro Wrestling title on the line.
Oh,
Which means
he's not even won that
extended.
yet, Fraser. He's not even won the King of Pro Wrestling title. Or did he win it?
He won it
at
at
New Year Dash.
New Year Dash.
Okay, right.
Yeah. Well,
Spoilers.
he'd already won it at Wrestle Kingdom, right? And then defended it at New Year's Dash.
No. The final four of the Rumble all were going into a match to win the
Spoilers
King of
for
Pro
New Year's
Wrestling.
Dash.
Okay, right.
He won at New Year's Dash,
Okay.
which this was a couple days ago at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No one cares about that King of Pro Wrestling belt.
Yeah, but Okada could win it.
Okada
If he
created
beats-
it. It's his idea.
Shingo.
Yeah.
Double crown, baby.
It's
Yeah.
weird because obviously it was like the Japanese hero beating the foreign heel, which is what Inoki made a lot of his. That was a lot of his biggest
Yeah.
wins and all that.
Oh, that's a good point. That
Yeah, because Jay White was the opponent and everything, but
Jay White was the great Antonio in the
and he was
situation.
really healing it up as well. But I don't see Okada of everyone as like the Inoki equivalent, is he? He's not like strong style. He's more
No.
of an old Japan guy, Okada.
But he's just a boy, isn't he?
But
Yeah,
he's
there you go. So it's just the Japan lad.
ace.
We're paying
Yeah, okay,
tribute.
Yeah. Are we?
What I'm saying is Shibata should have,
Yeah.
Yeah, right. In true Inoki style, he should have shot on him.
It was just in the final shot of Jay White sort of leaving, very upset.
Oh, he was a sad boy.
Are we covering New Year's Dash? Or do you want spoilers? For
Go
New-
on,
Okay.
do it.
Go on.
So
Give
he
them
challenged is it Hikuleo to a loser leaves Japan match, and at a certain point in time, I think it's going to be night 2 of Wrestle Kingdom, which is a week before the Royal Rumble. I think Jay White's going to lose. I genuinely think he's going to WWE.
Strange things are happening.
I think he's heading over there.
He's done all he really can, you could argue, in Japan. He's
Yeah.
been champion multiple times. He's been the
Yeah.
biggest heel.
He's just not got a win over Okada. No, he has got a win over Okada at Wrestle Kingdom.
Okay. Yeah, he did.
Yeah,
It
he's
was
done
when
it.
I was
Yeah.
there. Yeah,
He's done it.
Yeah, he did.
Hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah. Go to WWE.
Yeah.
Cheers, Jay.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Jay.
Jay.
Yeah.
AEW Dynamite. Thank you for that rundown, lads. Ass Onion. That's good. And the opening
on.
match. Yeah, that's good.
that one, yeah.
Jack Bombay. In the opening match, Ricky Starks beats Chris Jericho. The JAS beat down Ricky afterwards, as well as Action Andretti, who tries to make the save. Jake Hager powerbombs Starks off the apron, looking very nervous as he's doing so, through a table afterwards. It's so annoying, isn't it? We'd written off Jericho a year ago, and here he is, still delivering, still in great shape, still having great matches. And I don't know how much they're paying that guy that they took from WWE who's in control of production, but he's worth every penny. Loud as hell crowd. They're back to having that again from AEW after a few months of being like, and they love the new production that they've got.
What do you think of the new stage?
That need to be done. I've had a few years of no change. It looks like catchphrase from ITV.
Yeah.
So I'm right with it. And yeah, so this all looked and sounded great. Great action. Ricky Starks is Jericho lost to him clean. Fantastic. Yay. AEW back.
The set just looks very WWE.
It looks a little bit WWE.
I like the tunnels, and I'm glad they still have them coming out different sides, but I prefer having the tunnel
Okay.
on each
Fair
side.
enough.
I really like the false finishes, sort of like, Starks getting hit with a weapon while in the walls of Jericho, and then it looking like he's going to pass out, although his hand did hit the mat for the 3rd time.
It's
not
referee's
has that ever-
discretion.
Has the rule ever been that you've got to hit it 3 times? Is that the really
I think
the
it
thing?
is, isn't it?
I've never.
It's like they always stop before the 3rd one.
There's a few times when like Ricky Steamboat forgot, so it was like a 4th one just to make sure.
Yeah,
Whatever.
but a really good match. Yeah, Jericho though. Does he need a faction? This is going to go on 8 months.
Yeah.
yeah, he's going to get his win back.
But I enjoy Jericho. Loser Jericho is his new thing at the minute, and I'm enjoying it a lot.
Jericho trying to curry favour with the fans while he craps on everybody in the dirt sheets. I love it. Love it. We're the winners. Hangman Page says he can't get into a brawl with Moxie tonight because he wants to make sure he's medically cleared for their rematch. Moxie interrupts and says he's sick of everyone feeling sorry for Page. Hangman is angry at Moxie making jokes about his injury and she's got a couple of lariats with John's name on. Moxley says next time he'll make sure Hangman doesn't get back
So there
up.
was a lot more said than what I've just put there, but it was an amazing promo
Really
segment.
good.
I loved it. Yeah.
Oh yeah, these two, even with a broken microphone, these two would deliver.
Yeah. Moxley had the
Yeah. And then Jeff Jarrett and Jay Lethal beat the Acclaim to win the tag team titles, but the referees restarted the match. I was all like,
What?
"Damn it,
I wish
they did it."
I'd seen Fraser's. I wish I'd seen
Genuinely
Fraser's
got me
reaction.
watching it
Yeah,
this
yeah,
morning. Oh, I couldn't believe they put the belt on Jarrett, and I
I
was,
couldn't believe. I knew it. Those mad bastards.
Oh my god,
Chosen what? I would have believed it. Yeah.
I liked the
You know,
rap.
just celebrate. Yeah, there we go.
I was fuming,
But-
absolutely fuming.
The even more interesting thing is the fact last week the Acclaimed did their little rap that they're renowned for. And this has been the talk of wrestling news and stuff for the last few weeks because I forget what the exact rhyme was, but it was something about you're gonna
Stealing money like it's Kurt Angle's wife.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
And this has been wonderful to see online because Kurt Angle was not happy about his name being mentioned, and neither was Karen Jarrett. Having her name brought up and stuff like this. Karen Jarrett has remained on the offensive and so has Jeff. On Jeff's podcast, he went beautifully from being real to fake with you couldn't even see the notice. So he's there going, I don't like the fact I'm having to defend my wife still, and my wife's getting brought up. I want to point out that they were legally separated. They don't steal his wife. They were legally separated
both
and all this
said
stuff.
that, yeah.
So I'm very sick of hearing about this conversation and my private life being brought up. So on AEW Dynamite Maxcaster, I'm coming for you. It was like
Fantastic.
it's the greatest work in the business. But then I was going to say, I'll say this one bit. Karen Jarrett said recently that basically, Kurt was having affairs.
Yeah.
And flat out in the hashtags.
That bit wasn't shocking because I was like, a wrestler? But then the hashtag.
So one of them was Kelly Kelly.
Dawn Marie, Kelly. And then one that I didn't. Me and Ross were
can't
trying to
remember
read it.
off the
I
top
don't
of
know if there's a misspelling or something. Ross on the news
spelling's
going,
not the best.
But I felt bad for Kelly because she came out and went, what?
Because like that 50 Cent me. What do I do?
I
She went,
misread
no,
it.
they did not have it. Kelly Kelly has stated no. No, it didn't. Thank you very much.
I misread it and thought it said Kevin Kelly. I was like, whoa, this is controversial. Where's this come from?
Kurt did spend some time in New Japan. Before Kevin Kelly.
Well, Kevin Kelly, sure, he's done his bit in the wrestling business.
Yeah, love finds a way.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, last time he had this may lose shots, it was Pillman. That was just crap. I'm sorry.
So I thought it was
I can't
Kevin
think of
Kelly.
anything else he's done in the business. Anyway, so it's that one little line has kept on going on and on and on. So it is funny that is obviously annoying some people for real, Karen Jarrett and Jeff Jarrett using it for fake in the wrestling. It's fast. Wrestling's crazy. So yeah, and obviously this week he comes out and goes, hey, you take them. I'll stop bringing up stuff this week because you take more L's than Skip Bayless.
Yeah.
This guy was always getting roasted on Twitter and stuff.
Well,
like
it was bad this week.
yeah, and he kept on going. But then Jarrett in the ring's like, ah, ha, ha. He had that like he face on, so it was all right.
And then it was something about doing it harder. You'll blame it on Dixie Carter.
That was another good one because Jeff has been going hard on Dixie the last few few episodes of his podcast about how much like she tried to screw him out of the company and all this stuff multiple times. And that was one of the times when it's like, oh wait, you and Karen
What was the other
and
one?
Kurt?
You
you're gonna feud on TV and stuff like that. So
You messed up harder than you're more hated than Andrew Tate is or something like that.
Oh, is that what he said?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't flow
And then
that
they're
well. Right.
TNA stands for Total Nonstop Acclaimed.
Okay.
It was good. It was a very good rap.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
you
remember?
butchered
love
it
the
there.
Acclaim.
I do.
Yeah.
I am everybody.
It wasn't quite as good as when the Miz and Morrison did "Hey, hey, hey, ho, ho." The
Yeah,
Universal
not quite
Champion needs to go. That was great.
Yeah.
So then we got this very, very, very heated match.
Yeah.
But again, don't really care about Lethal, but Jeff's just having the time of his life going, hee.
I like Jeff trying
Podcast
to
mania.
stop the refs from chatting to be like, no, that's not how it went down. He's like, get
So
out.
was it Aubrey who reversed? She's
Yeah.
from Seattle. So was that to get her home?
Oh, I didn't
I
know about that.
maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yay!
She was famously in the crowd when Brian retired, crying in
Oh.
Seattle.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're all from the bloody Northwest.
Apparently, yeah.
Yeah.
Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker have a sit-down interview ahead of their match against Saraya and her mystery partner. They call themselves the Killer and the Pillar.
That's some 41 album.
They're like, take a boo. Later, Saraya reveals that Tony Storm will be her partner.
Oh, no.
Well, you missed the bit that Britt mentioned. She was like, I'm the boss, wink, and then moved on. It was oh, I wonder who could be your partner, and then it's Tony
Storm. And Shida was like, oh, but if I was Tony Storm, I'd also be like, why have you put me in this position? Like,
It was a really bad segment. Like, sorry, I just didn't. It was like she was like, I'm sitting next to the two best people in the world at wrestling, and I'm going to choose Tony Storm because she's the best in the world.
so it's setting
and
up
it's
a
like,
Shida feud with her.
I think
you know?
Shida's going to attack Tony and take her out of the match.
Or attack.
I thought we were friends.
And then we'll
And
get
then who's she going to have as a mystery partner?
a bit of
It's like the
money.
WrestleMania 8 press conference when Sid stands up, so he thinks he's getting the match. He's like,
It's going to be money, as in Gene Money.
As in
The tag team partner.
oh, if only.
Taya Valkyrie.
Yeah,
She was Frankie Monet, wasn't she?
Frankie Monet, yeah.
But I just feel bad for Tony for being in this spot where she's the one that people are going to be disappointed is the mystery
Yeah.
partner. It's sad for her.
I think they're going to do a bait and switch.
Of course, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still a sad spot for her to be.
Yeah.
Bryan Danielson beats Tony Nese in a very loud match. Yeah, you think it was from the Northwest or something. He calls out MJF and they make fun of each other's mums.
Yeah. So,
MJF's like, aha, you got brain damage in your crap. And Brian's like, shagged your mum.
yeah. Yeah, he did.
So
And he
did everyone in this
did
building.
everyone.
Yeah, everyone shagged your mum.
Bit of a-
Wow.
It was a bit of like Jericho having a go at Paige Van
Yeah.
Zandt's OnlyFans. It was like, oh, are we doing
going
the
for that
whole
one?
Women thing? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I thought Brian was a good guy.
Yeah, Brian's got a weird sense of humor. MJF says that if Brian wrestles and wins every week between now and Revolution, he'll be the #1 contender.
I like that.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of weird because he's like, if you win every match up until February 8th, which is a month before Revolution.
Oh, is it?
So he's like, you've got...
Is it?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, March 5th is Revolution. So he's like, you've got to win every single match between now and February 8th for some reason.
Is there something else on February 8th?
Maybe.
Because there's no way we're going to be able to pay this much attention to this.
I guess it's so that they can have Brian maybe take some losses just before the pay-per-view to like make, is he going to
Still
lose?
Weird. Or just not have him wrestle before the pay-per-view.
Yeah.
Yeah, for a
I
bit.
think that's a nice idea, though. It's like, all right, you're going to win. It's like, wow, I think they make the wins and losses important. Yeah, I'm all for that.
But it also just feels like every other thing MJF has done, feud-wise. It's like,
But
you've got to do this.
But he did say, normally I'd make you jump through some weirder hoops, but I just can't be bothered. Like, you addressed
Right.
that, I guess. I like
Yeah.
it because I like seeing Brian wrestle, obviously, and it's
Of
a
course.
good excuse for him. And every one of the matches will have attention to it.
It's
because-
Takeshita next week.
However, though,
Friend of the channel.
Yeah, you've met him, haven't you?
Yeah,
Yeah, your boy. Yeah.
I think I told by someone that it was this weird thing. It was like, hi, Maffew, my son's friend showed him your video series. And he said, oh, show me another afterwards. Which maybe is his poor English going, no, God, get that away from me. Please, more Jack the Jobber. Desperado says great things about him. I didn't like the fact that Brian's like, aha, our first time match will be an Iron Man match.
It's a 1 hour Iron Man match.
Why?
The jokes started immediately on Twitter, everyone going, it's going to be 6 hours long.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, they'll just shorten the other matches.
Nope.
Yeah, they will.
They did that before, remember? Hobbs and Starks.
They'll do
and
it. They'll do that.
so long.
Now,
Jay Cargill, 20 seconds.
I would have been happy with a half-hour Iron Man if I...
Yeah.
I don't get why they've done that for the first one, but
Because
whatever.
in character,
Iron
Brian knows that he's the better wrestler,
wrestle him,
so
yeah.
he can drag him into deep water.
They'll go to sudden death, won't they?
I think they'll do a Lesnar angle one where he gets himself DQ'd early to batter Danielson and,
Oh,
take,
okay,
and go
yeah.
behind, but catch up
because he's injured.
Yeah,
That would be smart.
like a tactics
Yeah.
one.
MJF's doing this thing where he wants to show how good he is at wrestling.
We know
and
he's
all that stuff.
good.
We know he's good.
Yeah.
But sometimes people forget. Isn't that right, MJF?
He's not
Swerve-
watching the...
Yeah, he is.
Swerve Strickland beats AR Fox after being slipped
In
a
a
pair of
Lucha
brass knucks
Underground
by
rematch.
Parker Boudreaux.
Yeah.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, was it the...
That was the army match.
Yeah, was that... Step, like,
Killshot and AR Fox. I
Yeah.
can't remember. Yeah.
Dead something? Was it?
The boot camp. No,
It wasn't boot camp, though, was it? It was...
It was army themed.
that's
God, what was his name?
Apocalypse. Wow.
Yeah, Apocalypse. Wow.
Whatever. Anyway, yeah, he beat him.
Yes, and Parker Boudreaux involved again. I was like, oh, Parker Boudreaux.
Yeah.
And kind of, oh, he's there. So hopefully he gets more involved because he's big and scary looking.
I like having Swerve have the henchmen. Like they're just being big.
Yeah, that's cool.
But it doesn't make him look smaller. It makes him seem like a bigger deal. It's
I
better
don't-
than having Top Dollar.
Leave Top Dollar alone.
Yeah,
Jump over this
Ricochet.
broom,
Flop
Top Dollar.
The Ass Boys hold a mock funeral for the career of FTR. Oh, they must be the people that said that they were upset in the Observer. They hold a minute's silence, which is broken up by the FTR's entrance music, but they don't arrive.
Oh.
The Ass Boys says we'll never see them in AEW again. Oh.
Wow. I guess we will.
Well,
then,
yeah,
if they're highlighting
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Okay.
Imagine they didn't. I was genuinely there going, look, they're not coming back, guys.
No one believes him, but yeah, that's actually them
it.
done.
What do you think of the Ass Boys? Because you liked them when they were part of the Acclaim, when it was all one
Yeah,
thing.
when
But
they were
now do
all-
you hate them because they betrayed the Acclaim?
I do a little. No, I quite like them, but
Okay.
I did prefer them when they were with the Acclaimed and get shunned by their actual dad.
Yeah.
Those are
that
some good
was-
segments.
Yeah, but I think they're for a jobber tag or just what started as a jobber tag team. They've done really, really well in
think
building
so.
themselves up. Like they beat FTR under questionable circumstances,
Yeah.
but it's also a bit legit. Like,
Okay.
they could do it.
I like
So
they're
give them
good
a
at being
chance.
annoying, aren't they? They're good.
Yeah. They look annoying.
They really do.
It was Austin Gunn, I think, who all through the lockdown era was like in the front row when the rest was with the crowd. And he was always like over the barrier, like cheering.
Yeah.
I remember you bringing
Remember
that guy
that?
up.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
him.
look at me. Woo.
It was Austin Gunn.
Yeah. I also like the fact where, like, is this because the podcaster that's saying, Austin Gunn not that long ago was talking crap with Jungle Boy on Twitter about. Is it Jungle Boy said something like, yeah, maybe if you were as good as me, you'd be on the pay-per-view, and they replied, yeah, maybe if I was hanging out with the boss all night long and drinking with him, I'd be on the shows too.
Oh. Wait, which one was accused and who of?
Austin was accusing Jungle Boy of like just hanging
Like,
out with the
Jungle
Yeah.
Boy hangs out with rich people.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
Jungle Boy.
Jungle Boy taking Tony Khan to the jungle, just hanging in his
Yeah.
treehouse.
Hollywood.
we got
Jungle
fun and
Boy.
games, he said.
Yeah.
Hey, Jungle Boy's alright. He's got Hook. Happy man.
Yeah, he's best mates with Hook now.
Yeah.
They are Twink
Heartbreaker.
182. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we did that on a
Twink
Twink
182.
182.
Yeah.
Red Velvet leaves Jay Cargill in their tag match against Kira Hogan and Sky Blue. But Jay picks up the win. And
I liked the little dynamic before Red Velvet left the match of like, you better not cost me my undefeated streak. I remember Asuka and Miz doing that in the mixed match challenge. When
So that's what they're taking shades from.
Yeah. So Asuka was like, "Don't you ruin my undefeated streak, the Miz." And Miz was like, "Why?"
The Miz.
Yeah.
In the main event, Darby Allin somehow, some way beats Samoa Joe to win the TNT title.
Yes.
Some really cool
Because the
dives.
hometown crowd.
Oh. Yeah, they give him
yeah.
this surge of support.
Everyone
They
does
really do.
believe in you, Darby.
And Sting
really.
wasn't even at ringside to give him that support.
Imagine if Darby's heart grew 3 sizes that day. So now he's not an emo anymore. He comes out and he's like,
he's like,
"Hey, guys."
all washed. Hey, hi.
Yeah.
Good match, Samoa Joe.
Oh, what?
Let's have a sing song.
It's him.
Yeah.
It's now
Always look
Surfer
on.
Darby and Surfer Sting
Yeah.
come out.
Oh, we need that before Sting retires.
Yes. They started off as a joke, Jack, like your film career. Now it's serious.
But it's a surfboard it's a skateboard made to look like a surfboard.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
And it's-
yeah,
This
yeah,
is
yeah.
so good.
It
Yes.
does have to happen.
Everybody skeet surfing.
Oh my god. Wow.
Here we go. The Beach Boys.
Yeah.
Sting and Darby. Yeah. Samoa Joe looked great here. And again, I didn't think Darby had a chance because the other time they wrestled, Joe just killed him.
Yeah.
But yeah, Samoa Joe loses. It's good for Darby. I'm calling the crowd. It was really, really good for Darby and Sting and stuff like that. All I thought though was, poor Wardlow.
Oh,
Right.
yeah,
He's a bit
yeah.
I feel he's had quite a bad end of the year and he's kind of forgotten about it, right?
Since the MJF end of that feud, and then,
Yeah.
then he feuded with 20 lawyers, and it all
the
went
TNT
downhill.
title was
Yeah.
just
And then it's like, hey, you're against Samoa Joe, who's way more liked, way better on the mic than you,
Yeah.
and is going to beat you. It's like,
I like putting the belt on Darby. It just feels like we've gone back 2 years. The belt, like the belt has had no progress.
Yeah.
It's just gone down. So it's like, right, let's put it on the person who's had one of the better runs.
Oh,
of the
he was a
belt.
great TNT champion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it just feels like the past 2 years of TNT champions have been
Yeah.
a little bit of a waste, apart from Miro,
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
which is a shame.
It is a shame. Because it started off strong with Cody and Brody and
Yep.
Darby and
And then Sammy and
yeah,
Sammy
yeah,
and
then it went the
Sammy.
Sammy thing went
Scorpio and
thank
Sammy.
you for reminding me of that. Yes, thank
the
you.
Kazarian thing.
Kazarian and Sammy.
Stole Dan Lambert's MMA belts from his training
Yeah.
facility.
That wasn't Kazarian, it was
Scorpio Sky.
Oh
And-
yeah, but Kazarian was involved.
Yeah, it
though.
was
He
Kazarian as well.
Yeah.
He teamed with Sammy and Ty Conti and went like, these guys are annoying, right? But I am teaming with them.
Yeah.
It was a weird.
that was my worst feud of last year.
Yeah, it was an odd one.
People were like, but what about Judgment Day versus that? That was nowhere near as bad as that. That summer. But you know what? Really good episode of AEW Dynamite. And
Yeah.
all the other shows pretty much.
Yeah, yeah.
NXT bit mid. 2023 already looks good.
Oh yeah.
Let's keep it gunning.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
And we're back. And before we get to the mailbag, literal mailbag, I just realised.
Hey.
Yes. These are the things that we got sent over Crimbo.
Thank
Jack
you, Bill.
is looking at the fantastic.
Montana Billy. I've already read my letter. I've already done it. But,
okay.
but thank you very much. To Montana Billy. He sent me this Boston Bruins hat, which he said is the Meth Bear logo, and the bear does look
Meth
quite
Bear?
terrible.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it does look
a
bit meth berry.
No, I will wear that once I've worked out the.
Put it on top of your beanie at the moment.
Why? That's not going to. That's outrageous. No, I don't. Well, once I've worked out the.
You
Velcro at the
that
back,
beanie is attached to your head though, so that you have to have.
I wear different hats. Come now.
Yeah. Okay.
I do. At least 3 different.
At least
hats.
3 of the same.
Where's my-
You do have a
Oh,
variety
look,
of
oh,
hats.
there we go. Oh,
Let's yes,
I'm too
Matthew.
much Coke Zero today. Carry on, please.
Merry Christmas 2021, Maffew, it says here. Season's greetings from the Big Sky State. Look, 2021.
It's been in the post for a while.
Just under a year ago, these postal strikes. I was enjoying the 2002, it says, episode of the video podcast, which is being subtitled Jack Vents About the Christmas Party.
Yes, I
And
remember
when
mentioning
Ross and Matthew discussed AeroPress habits, I decided to get them each something that I find makes using the press even better. And since Jack had recently mentioned wanting to follow ice hockey, I picked up a hat featuring the Boston Bruins Meth Bear logo.
Hey.
He'll be in the Hall of Fame next week. Your podcast is in the background to my weekly Saturday morning chores, and the camaraderie the 3 of you always have gives me a laugh. Thank you. That's from Bill. I won't say his real name in case he gets upset, but Montana Billy on Twitch. I know who you are.
Hey.
Thank you very much, Bill.
I feel bad for Fraser because he's sent in like presents for the podcast regulars, and we're sat here going, "Yay!" And Fraser's like,
So
Fraser's got his
yeah.
Fraser stands.
Yeah, you know.
the port cohort.
The
port
youth.
cohort.
It's the youth.
Fraser cohort.
Yeah.
The youth
Bloody
use.
hell.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
What is it?
What is it? It's an attachment for an AeroPress.
Yeah.
Superpowers for your AeroPress coffee maker. Pressure activated valve. Strays sealed until you press down. No drip seal. Ditch the flip. Brew a fully immersive without inverting your...
Oh.
The etched metal filter stops sludge and espresso peas. Oh, okay. If that makes it better.
So
Yeah.
it's like when you take your car on Gran Turismo 3 into the shop and you.
It's exactly that.
Yes.
It's exactly
Why
that.
have I got
No,
Gran
I like-
Turismo 3 as well?
Hey, it could just Gran
Look,
Turismo.
it's 2 GTA references.
No, Gran Turismo.
Oh, I like it.
It was also.
So does that mean I don't have to have the paper bits? Because that's great.
How does it work? Let's see.
Can
Add
we
the
do this
goods.
off-
Oh, yeah. God, sorry.
Twist it on. Final push. 3 steps.
Twist and shout.
Free
let it
bop
all
it.
out.
Twist it.
Flick it.
Oh, and also,
Yo!
I get a card. It is in Japanese, so I can't
Flick
read
it.
it.
Bop it. Pull it.
Yeah, I literally don't know who that is.
Flick it.
Who is this, Jack? Idea.
Yep. It's a Stardom wrestler.
That is a
Did
Stardom
it not
wrestler.
say on the? You
should,
justified
yeah.
each one on the Ross. I got my Utani. I had a stocking stuffed Joshi card because I recently found that Stardom is way more fun to watch than WWE or AEW. For you, I selected one of my favorites, Suzu Suzuki. Like you, she's a freelancer who has a magnetic personality.
There you go.
So there you go.
I'm a freelancer.
Her feud with Julia was feud of the year.
Oh, thank you.
You
Oh
got
my
Julia
God.
though, right?
No, I was my Utani.
I was Ross.
I think Ross was Julia. Yeah.
There you go.
That's nice. And people, I was rather tickled by the fact that you decided to keep your Stardom love a secret until the last podcast of the year.
No, I
You're a
told
massive
you. I
fan.
crammed for it. So I did.
Oh.
It's like
I
film.
have with films. Yeah. So Stardom and films.
That was your Stardom
But
phase.
apparently, I timed it quite accidentally well because after I nominated Stardom for Promotion of the Year, they then put on like a banger of a show, like the last show of the year. So and Julia, who had been hyped up as like their future, won the big belt. So I looked really clever,
looked
but
insightful.
it was a lucky break.
Well done.
Thank you. Ross has picked out the mailbag for us this week,
Bless you, Ross.
even though he's recuperating.
And again, thank you, Montana Billy.
And thank you, Montana Billy.
Mailbag. Tope con carne, lads.
Like chili con carne.
yeah, chili.
Ooh, okay. After one of the wildest years in all pro wrestling, my question is simple. What are your wrestling-related New Year's resolutions? Mine is to, bloody hell, get back into Impact and watch more Stardom. You think they were sponsoring this? Thank you guys for all you do. And I don't want you make you feel old, but I have been a fan of yours for 8 years now. Bloody hell. P.S. Big shout out to James, who was a massive help with when my Cultaholic trucker hat got diverted by Royal Mail, the diddlers.
Oh.
Love you all and wish you the happiest of New Year's. Former Sheffield United left back, Vin Diesel.
I like the new trope of footballers, but then it switches at the last second. I like
It's
that.
film stars for you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
AK.
What film's he in?
Nuage from
Fast and
London.
Furious.
Yes.
Thank you, pal.
It's all about family. Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Wow. So, what are your New Year's resolutions? If you
Wrestling New Year's resolution.
Yeah, wrestling New Year's resolutions.
Oh, I don't know.
I think for me, I want to go to more live shows.
Do you?
Yeah, I want to go and actually, because I've been only really going to North
Well, you were.
and then working it.
Yeah.
But I want to go to shows and enjoy it. Maybe if go, because I missed out on WWE when it came last year to the to Newcastle, and obviously we at Clash at the Castle, but didn't go down.
Yeah.
I want to go to just a wider range, more independence, and WWE when it comes.
That's cool. That's a good
Or
one.
AW. Hopefully, I'd like to see.
Well,
AW.
we'd like to see
Yeah.
Mine is one that's a really short-term one because I'll find out whether I do it or not within like not very long. Like it'll be really early on in the year.
Yeah.
So I want to be part of. I want to take part in it. It's not a big one. It's just like a cool little thing. I think it would be good. Well, I suppose it is a big deal. I want to be part of the Voices of Wrestling Match of the Year poll, which they haven't yet announced, but I've been assured that apparently they start to announce people. They want to take ballots in the second week of Jan.
Okay.
And I think I've done enough in the wrestling online world to get on that
I
ballot.
think you should be on the ballot. Yeah.
I'll be interested because they had their. Is it Voice of Wrestling do that? It's like
It's
100
always- I
matches
should
you
point out-
recommend.
I should
like,
point out
go
it's
on.
always a really comprehensive. Like they poll loads of people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
no,
they
there's a lot
take
of
opinions
brilliant-
from, so it's always quite a nice balance on there, and they put loads of effort in. Like they've released the articles and stages. Like here's 100 to 80, here's 80 to, and they've always got good write ups for like each
Yeah.
match. So yeah, it is good.
Yeah,
yourself.
there was 100 like greatest matches of all time you should watch, and they've been submitting those like every week. I think it's Voice of Wrestling.
Yeah, they've been doing something
Yeah,
like that.
but I submitted WLC, and
amazing.
so
That
I
is
think that will
really
be
good.
the decider if they call me or not for that. If you're listening,
But,
yeah, I'm up.
I messaged
WLC 2 for this year.
I messaged their account. We've never talked before, and I was like, "Hey guys, hope you had a good." it was like that, and I was like, "Can I be part of your poll, please?" And they were like,
I too would like your credibility.
And they responded like, it's normally in the second week of Jan that we'll put out an announcement, or if you've partaken before, just send in the same ballot. I went, I've not put. I'm a
newbie.
Yeah, I'm a noob. But I've been really taking it seriously, which is part of why I was watching like the Best of Stardom so close to the end of last year, because I want to get a broad.
Broaden your horizons.
You've really
of knowledge.
expanded your palette.
Well, I used to watch way more wrestling when I did Wrestlers of the Week because I had to. So I want to maybe get back more into varied wrestling.
Lovely. I would like to. There's two things. One is because you are now watching the crazy Japanese promotions look all cool. I too want that because I'm motivated by spite. So I'm going to go back to watching Freedoms.
Oh,
It's
really?
the adventures of Jun Kasai, who's about to hit 50. So it's like, okay, you are old and ancient and worn out, but you are still one of the best deathmatch wrestlers in the world.
Yeah.
And the second thing is to focus on saying positive things about wrestling. Because being the Botchamania guy, I realized that I'll say something bad. Move bad. People hear it. But if I go, wow, that was good, no one gives a toss.
But I think
that's also on me as much to
No,
not
I was
put in
going to
as
say,
much
I think
emphasis
you.
on
No,
the
I think you do though. I think you're never shy of saying when something's good. You
But
do.
it's just weird though, because I'll say it, but no one will hear. So I think I need to
Well,
look at a different way of looking around that.
Negative opinions are more catchy, aren't they? They're
Yeah.
more popular. I
They do
suppose.
get more likes.
They do get more
It's
likes.
sad.
It's just
that
the way
and,
of the
that and
world.
dodgy signs to AEW events. So that's it. Yeah,
What
bring
was the
positive
You
thoughts.
put one up last time that wasn't even video game. It was just like
Hi, Maffew, wasn't it?
no.
Oh,
it
there was a few
um,
last night. One was remake Golden Sun, you cowards.
Not
That's a
that
video
one.
game. And then there was bizarrely, I don't even know where this has come from. I don't know they had beef. Mariah Carey is better than Eminem.
That was it. Mariah Carey's better than Eminem. Yeah,
People have been talking about that for years.
I think they're exes.
Oh, are they?
Are they?
Yeah, because she wrote the song "Obsessed" about him,
Oh,
and then he did a
that's
diss
right.
track back at her.
I sometimes get that mixed up with Fred Durst. Was it
Yeah.
Britney?
Well, are you thinking of the Eminem lyric "Sit next to Carson Daly and Fred Durst and hear them argue"?
No,
over
no,
who she
like
gave-
no. Fred Durst had he thought he was in a or whatever. Maybe it was weird reading a Wikipedia article because it seemed to be nothing or everything depending on who you asked. But then we got like a bunch of songs about it.
Okay.
Just share your positive wrestling opinions with a sign.
Ooh.
And then people will look at it with a sign, but then you'll get your
Then
positive.
Matthew's face appears in the sign.
Yeah.
He goes, I thought this was good.
Send people
Yeah.
to the shows with positive opinions on the sign.
Braun Strowman has improved immensely since his debut.
Exactly.
Just behind Jericho's head or whatever. Yeah. And also, just unrelated thing, but my mum just sent a picture. Apparently, my cousin is pregnant.
Oh,
It's
congratulations.
fantastic.
Congratulations.
Yeah. And
Awesome.
it's got a picture of my cousin's husband with the the mammograph. Is that right? No, that's not right. What's
Sonograph?
Sonograph.
Yeah.
That's right. Beg your pardon. Sonograph, and that's how. And apparently, he looks like he's laughing his ass off behind the mask.
I thought
no,
he was
he's
in a
smiling.
Tesco uniform there because of the blue bit.
yeah, on a shift at Tesco, he got these sent to him. Bless him.
No,
So-
congratulations.
Congratulations.
Hey. Aw. Right, hello. Just watch that's what it says. Just watch the greatest Christmas film of this generation, A Muppet's Christmas Carol. This generation. And enjoyed it as much as you would expect. While watching, the character of Scrooge very much reminded me of The Rock, in brackets, Dwayne.
Which one?
He would Don Morocco. He would sing songs, make fun of the poor, and has
The Rock was mean.
He
was a mean
he was
man.
brutal, and has impeccable nightcap drip. What reminded me the most was the face turn towards the end of the film, where Michael the Rock Caine changed his tune to form a rock and sock connection type team with Tiny Tim. This got me thinking, what is the best face turn in all of film history?
Oh, here we go, Jack.
Merry Harry, who wrote in about Casualty that one time.
Oh, yeah.
I remember you, Harry,
yeah.
from Casualty. How
Thank you,
doing?
Harry.
Right.
That's a great question.
The first one that jumped to my mind, Darth Vader.
Yes, classic.
He hits a gorilla press slam like I've never seen. Ultimate
Like the
Warrior
Warrior,
was
yeah.
throws him down the chute. I mean, he's
Then
still
he
alive.
sells
But yeah,
on
he
the edge of the thing. He goes, like it's on the
Yeah.
top rope. He's like, oh.
it took it out of him. Like
Yeah.
that was his last, fighting spirit.
Then they took the helmet off and I went, oh, it's Darth Vader.
Yeah, they did a big unmasking.
I remember the first time I saw that. It blew my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's probably the best face turn for me
Okay.
in film.
Yeah, and you saw his face.
You've chosen a classic face
Yeah,
turn there.
straight away.
Really good.
Right, Jack, you're a film boy.
I'm annoyed at myself for mentioning the Rocky series earlier, but mine would probably be Rocky 3, Apollo. Because Apollo's been the bad guy.
Sorry,
for
what's his name?
Yeah.
Apollo Creed.
No,
and then
no,
he said Cruz there.
No.
Apollo. Yeah, okay. Because Apollo has been like the cocky bad guy for 2 films now. And you see moments where he's all right, like at the start of Rocky 2, I think, where he enters, they're in the same hospital after
Yeah.
the fight, and they're kind of like, you gave me a good fight and all that sort of stuff. But then he goes back to being a dick and being like, Rocky got lucky for taking me so close and all that. Rocky,
He's reading hate mail in one scene in Rocky 2, isn't he?
I think so. All I remember is that Paulie gets a robot.
No, that's the 4th one.
Oh, right.
Which they did the director's cut of Rocky 4 last year, and they've cut all the bits out with that robot.
Oh.
Paulie's robot?
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Paulie.
Yeah. Hey, it's a robot, Rocky. Hey. So it's like, no.
But Rocky 3 is when you've had Rocky win now, so it's like, where do you go from here? Well,
Yeah.
then I remember being so excited as a kid when it's like, oh, Apollo's on our side now. Me and Rocky.
You
He's on
are
our
Rocky.
side, yeah. And just looking back, it is really cheesy, but it's awesome. Like, he teaches him how to be a different boxer.
Yeah.
He teaches him how to skip around. They run down the beach and have a big
Yeah.
homoerotic time.
Nothing wrong
Yeah.
with it.
Nothing wrong with that at all, especially with such muscular men.
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Biggest
They
lads.
are they're actually massive, aren't they? When they're
They
sprinting
hug
down
each
the
other and
Yeah.
just sound waves
They're
sent
hugging
across.
the waves, and it's all. Are they in the sea when they
Yeah,
hug?
and a walrus is knocked all the way from LA to Scarborough.
And yeah, mine's Apollo Creed.
Apollo Crews.
That one Daniel Bryan did on SmackDown.
Creed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed in Rocky 3, R.I.P.
Yeah.
Apollo Creed.
Right, man.
Rocky
Yeah.
IV.
No
I'll
pressure.
probably, again, just going with oldies because I can't think of any modern ones. Casablanca.
Okay.
Okay.
Never
Where-
seen it. Well, I've of course
That-
I've
to
never
be
seen
fair, that's
Casablanca.
one that-
Come
yeah.
on now.
Guys,
Is that the one that's
all
like-
3 people
is that
above
the
the age
one-
of 40 listen to this podcast are going, I can't believe
Is that
these
the one
lads.
that's like 4 hours long, or is that Gone with the Wind? Which is
That's
the
Gone
two?
with the Wind.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Have you seen Gone with the Wind?
Yes.
You're a proper film man.
Yeah, it took a long time.
Not in one sitting.
Yeah. It's why it's funny. No, it was one sitting.
Oh, wow.
And it was morning when I started. It was PM by the end of finish. It was like, oh, all right. That's why I like the bit in The Simpsons where the one goes, oh, didn't this film used to have a war in it? The whole thing is a civil war.
Yeah.
It's like,
Oh,
what
right.
the hell have they just watched? Anyway, but Casablanca, somebody Bogart's in it, and he's basically, it's during the occupation of a place by some place you can't say on YouTube. I'll get the money.
Oh, right, yeah.
The war. And, but he's just so, like, done because he had this relationship that's lasting, go anywhere and all this. So it's like, people, the bad people are doing stuff, and he's just like, I don't even care, Mark. I don't even care. So there's people, like, looking for him. And then, like, I thought you were different. They told you tales about what it used to be like. And he's like, get out of my casino. And all this stuff. And 2 things happened. There's one thing he's just like, because his last show's up again, and she's like, what happened to you? You used to be so full of life and you were anti all this establishment stuff. And he's just like, I'll show you. It's this amazing moment where all the evil generals from that part of Europe are singing their songs of a certain language really loudly in front of this like occupied part of France where just like everyone's there's French and just be like, oh, this is great, this. And so obviously he runs the place because they're just occupying it. And he makes them play the La Marseillaise French national anthem. And it's overpower them. They're trying to like sing loud at them and they don't. It's just like, yeah, and he just proves, yes, I have got it.
That's good. Is it good, Casablanca?
Oh, it's mint.
Is it better than Gone with the Wind? In my head, I mix
absolutely.
those two up all the time.
You'll watch Gone with the Wind once in your life and you wonder what the fuss was about.
Maybe at the time it was amazing.
No, it's if you adjust for inflation, it's unlikely any film will ever do better than that at the box office.
What, Casablanca?
I don't know. Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind.
Oh, yeah, it did.
It's like
crazy.
one of the
amounts.
highest. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, no, I don't want to talk about Gone with the Wind. But yeah, Casablanca's amazing because just like, yeah, I'll show you, you know.
Okay, that's good. That's a good one.
Is there any other major film ones? That
We've chosen
not?
3 big films there.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to write my brain of any
major ones.
like slow turns. I guess the Winter Soldier in Marvel. Like a slow face turn.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a slow face
that was
turn.
a good one.
He was a heel.
Yeah, because that was again. I'm sorry for about. I watched that on July 4th weekend in America. It was
Yeah.
over a convention, so we saw that. And American crowds are different. The British crowds are the see stuff similar. Because when he turned around and the mask fell off, everyone in the crowd went Bucky like loud as hell.
Right.
The
Yeah,
reveal.
and then he had a slow face turn over like
Can you just
4 or 5 films.
watch some Kurosawa or something? My God.
No, like,
I don't know. I'm sorry.
I'm with you. I mean, after the ones we got last year, I'm done with Marvel for like another
Really?
year and a half. Thor was rubbish.
That wasn't that great.
I like Christian Bale, and there's a few little highlights, but he's just
Doctor
gone,
Strange
like,
was all right.
It was, yeah, it wasn't bad. But
Black Panther
it
was
wouldn't make me
great.
go, oh, is there going to be another one next year? Or what?
Yeah.
Nah, I'd be like, I'm all right. If it's not Spider-Man, I'm just giving it a miss.
Oh, Goblin in Spider-Man. In 3. When New Goblin turns face and helps him. It's
Goblin.
yeah.
I can't remember that.
Harry Osborn, when he, at the end, he attacks him at the start of the film, and at the end of the film, he comes back and he fights
okay.
Venom.
Right, yeah.
That's, yeah.
That's good. Face heel, though, isn't it?
Yeah, he does.
Parker, when he gets the
Back and forth. Yeah, he turns heel.
and gets my hair currently. Bloody hell. Hi, lads. I was a massive fan of New Japan at its pompous best, that's what it says here. And to see this regression it has gone through the past few years has made me sad. Where once I could... where once I could make myself look posh and clever while looking down my nose at my friends as we conversed.
Is this a satire? Is this real?
I'm waiting to see. As we conversed about the wrestles, especially those occurring on that fabled blue canvas. More recently, I've had to
said that on
cower.
Twitch. This is me. I said, "Oh, look at that famous cerulean blue O," and he was like, "What are you talking about?"
about it, yeah.
More recently, I've had to cower in a corner while my peasant and frankly mid mates tell me how much better AEW, Impact, and even bloody WWE is when compared to New Japan. Heck, even the weirdos who big up Stardom, it's getting another mention, have had one over me over the last couple of years. There we go.
Okay.
Coming out of WK17, is New Japan finding its feet again?
Oh, it's a good question.
Can I find a sense of purpose in life once more? Save me, lads. Save me. Yours, sophisticatedly, former FC Barcelona standout, Aristo Stoichkov.
Stoichkov. Wow, he's gone for a classic.
Yeah.
Can't believe Stoichkov's a New Japan fan.
Yeah.
Wow.
In brackets, Clark Gable. But yeah. Wow, I'll have to defer to you, Jack. and
Yeah.
Fraser.
Well,
What do you think, Jack?
I think it's mixed signs coming out of Wrestle Kingdom. So I think it could be a beginning of a resurgence.
Right, well, what's a positive about New Japan right now?
That Omega one. I think that
unpredictable.
obviously I'm a big fan of Ospreay's wrestling. I think he's really talented, but I think that him winning, like I said, would have been the maybe less interesting result of the two, because this kind of throws it a bit more open again. But the negative counterpoint of that is the way they presented Mercedes Moné. Like, I thought she should have been a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Like when Jericho showed up, that was like they were like it was the biggest thing ever. And,
Yeah.
and then this wasn't presented as big, and I thought it could have been New Japan's. It's not their promotion though; it's Stardom. She said, "I'm here in New Japan and Stardom," and New Japan don't really spotlight Stardom as much as they should anyway.
Do you think
because they don't have a women's division anyway.
Yeah.
So it's a weird one. I think they should have. If I always associate New Japan's like big popular time with when they had Omega and AJ and Jericho and all that over a few years, but you had these big Western names who were like that's why we got it. That's why I got it, certainly, and a lot of people I know. But from a Japanese point of view, though, I should point out I don't know how well it's doing in front of their home crowd. Maybe they're going to prioritize what they want Japanese fans to think. And
Yeah.
that's fair enough. I understand that. I'm very much looking at it from like a selfish Western point of view. Like,
Yeah.
I want them to gain big names that I know, and it's like that's it. That is a bit reductive. So I think there's mixed signs generally.
Definitely in a rebuilding phase, and I felt that was kind of the thing with Wrestle Kingdom. Is sort of like, right, we've got the belt back on Okada, so we're going to keep him as the ace and the guy, and let's start moving forward and forget the past 3 years where no fans could cheer and chant and sort of made the shows really deflated all of the events.
At least the cheering's back. That's a good thing. Yeah.
I think the big sign will be the G1 and the Best of the Super Juniors this year.
Okay.
If they've got a good amount of talent coming in and people pay attention to that talent, and that's like you're saying from a Western perspective, if they can bring all these talents in and go, look, here's all the best Super Juniors in the world. Here's the G1 featuring loads of names you know, and then folk that we're trying to build up and be the next top 4 to sign it. Like, who's the top 4 now in New Japan? It's Okada Naito.
Well, it's hard to tell, isn't it? That's your point, though, isn't it? It's hard to tell.
Like Jay White, but
Jay White,
think
but he
he's
might be
leaving.
going, Ospreay probably.
Ospreay, yeah.
But he's just lost a big one.
Shingo?
Yeah, maybe Shingo, but it's not as big as it once was. Yeah.
So I think that they need to really establish that top 4 now and go, right, this is New Japan's back in 2023. It's definitely more positive signs because it was a really good show for the most part.
That was a good show, yeah.
But yeah, they need more focused than just going like that Evil title reign a few years ago was just sort of, they're
on their way
deflated
back.
it.
I think they're on their way back. It's just, can they get all the way back? That's where we are at the minute, I think.
I think an important question though is, are you going to be watching it more regularly?
God, no. I don't know. It's important. I don't know.
I think I will try and pay attention to the G1 more.
We sit quite close to Aiden, who covers New Japan a lot on the site, so we get our updates from him. And sometimes Aiden will go, and we're like, what's happening? Big laugh.
And then it's
sometimes,
usually someone's fallen over.
He likes children getting hurt. That's a big.
It's
that's
a big theme. Recurring theme.
Aiden, I bet Aiden loves You've Been Framed.
I was about to say.
Yeah.
But his favorite match ever. Well, we assume at least he loved it. Was not Wee Man.
Sami Zayn,
John Knoxville. But the bit where Sami Zayn kicks Wee Man in the face, Aiden loved that.
Loved it.
Yeah.
Loved it.
That's the bit you like the most.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Strong style.
I would involve in slapstick. He loves it.
Oh,
Yeah.
good times. Well, some deep analysis there, surprisingly, and lots of Stardom references. If you have any thoughts, queries, or just want to rant about whatever's happening in wrestling, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Wrist piss. And it says this one is from Bear Time Ago.
Oh, Ross sometimes delves back into the archives to get one.
What's Bear?
Long.
Lots of time ago.
It's Bear.
Yo, that's Bear. Cool, that fam.
Bear skills.
Where's that from?
Bear. Like, it's been said for years.
Yeah,
now,
it's just
Bear.
slang.
It's like London, though. It's southern.
Yeah.
Bloody southerners.
Like it's like no cap.
Yeah, no
It's
cap.
I imagine this will be Ross.
Bear man want to
bring Bear.
chat about
Yeah.
being an MC.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's Bear mad that.
Bear, like your hat.
Yeah.
Hiya, Cultaholic lads. Long time YouTube watcher, early cardboard belt name redacted days, recent
Wow.
podcast listener.
Wow.
Your podcast is a highlight of my week since I started listening, and I always enjoy listening to it at work. Well, this was a Bear time, so maybe you stopped. Anyway, on
No,
with the
the
pieces.
Bear like that.
I wanted to know which wrestler does the best / your favorite version of a staple move.
Nice.
Okay.
For
That
example,
yeah.
for Power Slam, I would say Mr. Randall Keith Orton.
course.
Okay. Here are some moves. I'll start with the fastest thought first. So Jack, Fraser, me. DDT.
Fastest thought first. Moxley.
Yeah, John Moxley.
I'll say Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Frog Splash.
RVD.
Currently Montez Ford.
Oh yeah, good
It's
shout.
really cool.
D'Lo Brown.
Okay.
Power Slam.
Yeah, Randy Orton.
You're Randy Orton, yeah.
Right now, Dustin Rhodes.
Oh yeah, he's got a good one, yeah.
Hogan on Andre.
Spinebuster.
Wee Man on Johnny Knoxville actually did a really good power slam.
Actually.
Sami Zayn, Spinebuster. I really liked Batista's,
It's a good one.
Yeah,
but I mean the classic. Go on, sorry.
I was going to say Triple H.
Ooh,
Really like
good
Triple
one,
H,
yeah.
Yeah.
Ron Simmons / Farouk.
Can we? Arn Anderson needs a mention. Though.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, right.
Everyone,
saying,
yeah. Everyone's just an imitation
Yeah.
of his.
Sorry, pal. Super kick.
I've got to say Will Ospreay.
Oh, you've been super quick.
I've been
by
super
the way.
good.
Shawn Michaels.
And anybody better than Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, Will Ospreay. I barely felt it, lads. It was amazing. It looked brutal.
No, you felt every.
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, I can't think of anybody. Sky Too Hottie. Suplex. Just a suplex.
Just Lesnar's.
A regular suplex.
Not any suplex.
Yeah. So vertical suplex be that one. So just any suplex, I guess.
I quite like Seth Rollins' suplex off the top into a Falcon Arrow,
Yeah,
if you would
it's
count
good.
that as a full suplex.
Superplex. Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah. Prime Scott Steiner's overhead belly to belly. Because you could do it to a Mack truck if need be. German suplex.
Master Watto after Wrestle Kingdom.
Pax deadlift. German.
Lovely.
Yeah.
Lovely.
The one Vader gave Inoki that one year.
Okay.
Clothesline / lariat.
JBL. But it looks horribly unsafe.
Yeah. Hangman Page.
Ooh.
Buckshot.
Oh, Stan Hansen. Sorry,
Yeah.
jumping in.
Oh, yeah, no, but yeah, Brody Lee's another one.
Oh, yeah, brilliant.
Oh, there's so many good ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to pick Stanson as well, just because. Not at all overused barricade break spot.
Is there that many staples?
It's not always a barricade, but I always loved when Goldberg ran through something.
Okay.
I remember when he speared Jericho through the pod. And
Yep.
and there wasn't there one at Mania in the really good Mania match him and Lesnar had?
33.
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I think he
It was like
he
5
went
minutes
through
they
the
went
barricade.
And it was mint.
I'll go Goldberg. Yeah.
Bobby Lashley. So recently, yeah.
I'll say Lesnar in that case.
Fair enough.
Figure 4.
Flair. Ric
Miz.
Flair.
No, Charlotte. Yeah. No, Rick. Yeah.
Yeah, I can't think anyone does it better than him. Suicide dive / any other dive to the outside of the ring. Oh,
King Cuerno from Lucha Underground or Santos Escobar. His was. I remember seeing it and thinking that's the best one I've ever seen.
Either Darby Allin's, just because his is such
that's a good one.
speed behind it. Or I really like Kofi when he does this sort of chill, like sleeping mid-air
Yeah.
pose.
I'll say El Geo de Vikingo. Because my hipster. Elbow drop.
Carrie Sane.
Max Caster.
Your boy.
Yeah.
Prime 98, Shawn Michaels.
Can't believe
Moonsault.
nobody said Macho Man. Yeah.
Carrie Sane though, she
Kairi
sews her
Sane's
whole
the-
body into it. Like, yeah.
What was the next one?
Moonsault.
Kurt Angle. He never hit it, but it was lovely.
Ricochet, I really like his.
Oh, he's got a nice one. S.A. Rios. Just the height. Spear.
Goldberg.
Ricky Starks, I really like his spear.
Oh, he does have a nice one.
Yeah.
Is anybody else other than those two?
Edge.
Well, Roman.
Obviously.
No, I just
a little
saw-
cuddle.
No. He's like, that's what you do when you see your dog coming towards you. Come here, you.
Charlotte does one. where she
Rhino?
rolls
Yeah,
over,
thank you. I appreciate that.
Similar
Jack.
to Lashley's when he rolls a game breaker
Yeah.
or whatever.
Oh, yeah, Lashley's one.
Okay.
With the little twist at the end. That's that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Shooting Star.
Shooting Star Press. Lindsay Dorado.
Evan Bourne. That's it.
Oh, I was going to pick that one. Billy Kidman.
Oh no, I think his looked a bit reckless.
I know. That was a horrible one. I panicked there.
His was a moody teenage.
Oh,
Brock
Mark,
Lesnar.
wild thing. Mark Merrow.
Okay.
Three Amigos. In brackets, only against Rey Mysterio, obviously.
Well,
Obviously,
then-
because you have to do it against him.
Well, Eddie Guerrero.
There's only one answer. Logan Paul.
Logan Paul.
Oh, you really did do a good
By the Low Gang. And he did it against Rey Mysterio.
That's right. Hall of Fame runner-up,
Yeah.
Logan Paul. If you've got any more good shouts for other popular staple moves, have at it.
Choke slam.
Kane.
Sorry, I don't know why I'm. Yeah, Kane. Yeah.
Kane.
Yeah, the one-arm one. But he was good.
Sharpshooter.
Bret Hart. The Rock.
Yeah, The Rock, yeah.
Ricky Choshu.
Sting's got a decent one. Scorpion.
Stings was first apparently.
Yeah.
Bret admitted that. I think.
Yeah.
Well, no, they both took it from someone else anyway.
Oh right.
Styles clash. Either AJ
Brett
Styles
said he didn't
or
know.
Michelle McCool.
Or Jimmy Rave.
Or Jimmy Rave.
It's like saying,
stable moves.
Oh, no, what was it? With best code red?
Yeah.
Brett-
Like with Dustin Rhodes or Trevor Murdoch.
Brett's the best sharpshooter because
Yeah.
he thought of inventive ways to surprise you by putting it on.
Yeah.
Like they'd be
Like
on the
when
ground.
Perfect gave him that leg drop.
They'd be on the ground and then he'd be like,
Yeah.
"Whoa," and you'd be like, huh?
How'd you get that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which he details several times in his autobiography because he's obviously very proud. of
Yeah,
it.
he's good. Yeah.
Last time we were reading it, he was talking about like, oh, I had a good time in Japan having sex with women. One time I thought about being a pirate.
Yeah, Pirate in Paradise.
Me and my
Yeah.
crew. My pirate fantasy. And then I got home
It was
and I
like-
proposed to my girlfriend.
It was like the speech from, the speech from The Hangover. 4 of us wolves running around the desert in Las Vegas.
Me, Abdullah, Dynamite Kid. Pretty much pirates. Anyway.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, thank you for that, Reese Piss.
That was a good one. It was
good.
Anna, yeah, it was a good one. I like that
That was
one.
very good one. Thank you very much.
If you have any other Reese's Pieces, please send them to mailbag@collect.com and label it Reese's Pieces. Or, as everyone seems to do now, Reese Piss.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely start to 2023
Yes.
this podcast has been.
Oh yeah, what a first week.
Yeah. Can't wait to keep the momentum going. And by that, I mean giving up next week and going back to how I felt at the end. Just a quick shout out to our lovely, scrummy producers, though. Chris Ruth.
Roth.
That's what we do deliberately, so they can, well done. Reno 2200.
2200.
And Noah Anderson. And the big question this week is, because of the recent news announcement we've just received,
Yep.
who is your early pick to win Money in the Bank right here in England?
In London,
In London, England.
London, England.
Well, on the
UK.
outskirts.
We're a small
Yeah,
mining
we are.
town just north
Near it.
That's right.
of London.
We're there in
So-
10 minutes from the studio.
So we're doing which one do you want to do first, the men's or the women's match first?
Let's start with men.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because that makes more sense for how I'm plotting it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh.
Who wants to start?
Do you want to kick things off?
I'm going to go for Butch, but not as Butch as Pete Dunne, because I want an English person to win, because I think imagine the response.
That would be, yeah.
And he's also someone that I would like, because when I was thinking in my head there, should I say him? I don't want to say him win it as Butch. I want him to go back to being Pete Dunne also.
Yeah.
And I was like, would it work? Him winning, like, is he ready? And then I thought, of course he's ready. It's
Yeah,
Pete Dunne,
Pete Dunne.
man. So I think, why not give it to him instead of like, it would be cool if maybe Drew or someone won. But I think I wanted to give it to someone slightly further down the card, maybe,
Yeah.
who I want to see elevated to the sky. So elevated.
Yeah.
Shibbidim,
I was glad
shibbidim,
Osprey
oh.
brought that back.
Yeah, it was good.
But I thought if we wanted Butch to get the biggest pop possible, it'd be done in France.
Butch. Yes, of
The
course.
love Butch.
Oh, mine's Butch. Yeah. Pete Dunne.
Pete Dunne's a great
Okay,
shout, I think, especially in the UK.
Yeah.
He'll definitely be over here. My pick is someone who's currently not with the company, but I think will be with the company by the time Money Bank rolls
go
around.
on.
Matt Cardona.
Oh,
I would give it
okay.
to Matt
what?
Cardona.
You think he's going to be
because
back in
That's a wild card.
WWE?
I think he'll be back at the Rumble.
Have we missed something?
I think he'll be back. But I would like to see him win Money in the Bank this year. Obviously, it being the UK, a UK guy makes sense and is should be that. But have Matt Cardona win. He's got this great heel character on the Indies. He's the WWE guy. But I think him coming back and winning Money in the Bank, he could still have that smarmy sort of dickhead
Yeah.
persona with this briefcase, and kind of like Austin Theory,
And
but
if Cody was champion by then, they've got history as well. That
yeah.
really work-
And I would really like
yeah.
him to heel up, and he works better as a heel.
Yeah,
And I
he
think
does,
Matt
yeah.
Cardona would be a good shout. Plus, his character. I want him as Matt Cardona, not Zack Ryder. I just think he's got the look now of someone who legitimately could be the top guy.
It could be there like, I used to have Money in the Bank when I was Zack Ryder. you know.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Zack Ryder couldn't get it done.
Oh,
but
I didn't
Matt
have Money in the
Cardona.
Bank. Yeah, I didn't have
Yeah.
it. So,
That's
but
the
I
kind
became
of
myself
radical
going to-
pick you'd only get from someone as young as Fraser.
It's the arrogance.
the arrogance of youth, but
the
it's
arrogance
worked
of
in
youth.
this
It's worked.
circumstance.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
wait
really
till you
worked.
get around to my other pick.
Okay.
Yeah. I had two. One, I was going to pick Carmelo Hayes because I think at that
Great
point it'd be in the
pick.
main roster,
Love
and that'd be
him.
perfect for his character, being like, "Yeah, I'm great," and it's the skits of him just being like,
Yeah.
come back to barbershop, going, what's this? Oh, this little thing here. Oh, it's just a mind up. Don't worry about it too much. That'd be good. But also realize I don't know where we're going to be with it with regards to the Sami Zayn bloodline feud.
We don't know, yeah.
Exactly. So I don't know if we're going to be at the point where something's happened, or given the fact that we have dragged this out for several years now, it could be dragged out post-Mania, and I would be all right with it. The idea of Sami Zayn getting it, because if he gets it while they're still friends, that'll be good. Like, haha, you okay? Yeah. Yes, Tribal Chief. What's that? What's that about? Oh, no, I'm just holding it. Okay. But even afterwards, it's even funny because then you get stuff like with Roman Reigns, like everyone going, "You're not scared of Sami cashing in right now, you? Of course not. You behind me?
Yeah, that's good, yeah.
How dare you?" So I think either way would be working.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's popping.
What about
Over
you,
for the women,
Jack?
Jack?
For the women's one,
Yeah.
I don't really know. I think there's a variety of people you could give it to like people who haven't been given a chance yet. Like, but because I went for Pete Dunne for my men's one, for the women's one, I might just go a bit more established.
Okay.
So I might say Becky Lynch because I know she's Irish and not from the UK, but she always gets monstrous
She gets
reactions
massive pops here.
wherever she is in Europe, pretty much. And I think that it would just be a really feel good moment. Also, I don't think she's ever won it before.
No, I don't think she has.
I think she's. There was that Money in the Bank match, I think, where the crowd wanted her to win before
Yeah.
she'd fully become cool Becky. And then every time she got near the ladder, everyone was like, Becky. And then, like, I think Bliss won that year, maybe. Which was cool because she did the thing.
And she cashed in later that night.
They always cash in later that night.
Yeah.
But I would have Becky cash in later that night.
Yeah,
Just for the double pop. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I haven't put as much thought into that one, though, sadly.
That's all right. I think Becky's a good shout.
I was thinking of the thumbnail.
Yeah.
Get on the thumbnail.
I'm going to
You could have
pick.
a few on this one.
Yeah, you could have quite all climbing the ladder. I'm picking Chelsea Green.
Oh,
to keep
because-
Oh, okay.
because I feel like them as a couple with the briefcases, they could get a lot of heat.
Right.
Yeah.
Them both just being like, well, I'm better than everyone else. I feel like WWE like Chelsea Green every time she's been under contract, and I feel like they'll probably want to push her. I think that's a good way to do it. It would, in my mind, their Edge and Lita kind of behavior where they're both trying to, be dicks.
Yeah, that's good. I like that.
And that's I think that would be a good way. And also we've heard rumors that they're trying to pitch that TV show to E about real life WWE couples. And Chelsea Green apparently is one of the people that they've got for it.
Is this why you think that?
And I think Matt Cardona will maybe come back for it.
I like that as well because whenever one of them eventually cashes in, that night, everyone's going to be like, is the other one going to?
Exactly.
Oh,
and
very
it's kind of not a race of like who's going to cash in, but you can have a bit of tension at
good.
couples.
They could be scheming together.
Yeah, scheme together.
It'd be like Van Cole and Britt Baker both won the Owen Hart tournament, and it was like, oh, what's it? Oh, nothing. All right.
And like,
Went
Well,
nowhere.
Brandy Rhodes will obviously be women's champion by that point, so you've got a bit of history there.
Yeah, she will.
But like, I think it'd be a fun way to have them instantly arrive in the company and go, look, these guys are a big deal.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Like Maria and Matt Kanellis,
Yeah.
Yes.
but better.
Mike Canellis.
Yeah.
Mike
Or
Kanellis,
like
yeah.
Ty and Sammy, I guess.
Yeah,
Cardona.
but better.
But deliberate. Yeah.
Cardona and Chelsea could be like that scene in The Suicide Squad where Cody just goes, but they're just like us. Yeah, but better.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Asuka because there's been little teasers and hints, which we all like in WWE nowadays, about her not having the face paint on and stuff like that and posting all stuff of when she was crazy back in Japan. And if she wins that and she's like, yay, and she gets one of those spinny chairs and turned around, it's evil clown Asuka. And you know that she'd turn heel because like 2017 with the Mixed Match Challenge, she starts hanging around with The Miz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't make that part of your idea, please. I don't know.
Yes,
That's...
evil clown Asuka.
He
who hangs around
starts
with
trying
The
to be
Miz.
cool as well. And Maurice is like, get that off. Why are you wearing that?
Like, why is she hanging around with you? Look, we had this tournament like years ago. I'm not even sure if it's on the network anymore.
I
It's
like
really
that
cool.
bit because I remember they did reveals of like who are the partners. It's like the partners finding out who each other is, and Miz found out he was with Asuka, and he was just like, "Yes, good,
yeah, we're gonna win." Yeah.
And they did.
There was no reason for that to be as good as it was.
The second
was so
season, I think,
good.
wasn't as good because
Yeah, it was a bit,
Arthur
Sammy-
and Carmella ended up winning.
Sammy and Becky was a team,
Sammy-
right?
Oh, they were good.
Yeah, they were really fun.
Because he was a heel
Oh,
and she was a
that's
face,
right.
and he was.
How could it be any more obvious?
They went for hummus together. It was really good.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah. God, are you hungry?
Oh man.
I mentioned hummus, and Fraser was like, "Ooh."
Oh,
Hummus.
yeah, I'm really
Bloody
hungry.
hell. Oh, I'll wrap this up then. So yeah, I think that would work because I don't think babyfaces should get the title. Sorry, the Money in the
enough.
Bank. I also think if one other plan is for one women or men to get Money in the Bank, yeah, you won, and then immediately destroy it because it's a dead gimmick.
Oh, right, I see.
Just
I
beat
see.
up the stick in the middle of
So,
the ring.
but are you excited that the UK is getting it though? It's the UK. The briefcase gonna have a
Absolutely.
big Union Jack on it.
Oh, well,
Oh,
won't it?
no,
And there'll be like
no.
red telephone boxes and a big bed.
yeah, it'll be red. It'll be a telephone. One will be a London black cab, and one
Yeah.
will be a bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mary Poppins will
King
be there.
Charles will be there.
King Charles. Wow. I
Yeah.
thought you'd said it wrong. And my
No.
brain went, that's not right.
Hopefully Prince Andrew's not there.
Jeez.
The last year's taught us anything is don't eat pizza.
Yeah.
Oof. So, yeah, that was a whole bunch of words, wasn't it? I hope you enjoyed listening to it because we certainly enjoyed giving it.
Yes.
Jack, what have you got until next week?
So, well, I've got Twitch on a Wednesday with Owen, twitch.tv/Cultaholic. But at the moment, it's just getting back into everything after coming back from New Year. So I don't have any don't think I've got any ongoing. It's all starting new stuff.
Yeah.
I have been working away for a few months now, quietly in the background, on a big ranking list of all the AEW pay-per-views so far. But we're waiting for them to get to a big round number, like 20 or something, before doing the actual list. But
How many have they had so far? Do you know?
like 19 or so. So we're
So
nearly there.
Revolution,
Maybe
yeah.
Revolution or Double or Nothing will be the.
Yeah.
But I've been working. That's one for the like probably.
Can't
the
Ring of
far
Honor
future,
ones
though.
as well.
No.
Oh, phew.
Okay.
I've got nothing I'm working on at the moment. It's just, as Jai said, it's getting back in the first week back after a holiday, and you're like, you're 2 weeks behind. Not 2 weeks behind, but you're like, oh, I've got
yeah.
all this to catch up on and
A
get
lot
back
of
in.
this week was catching up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we've only been in for 3 days. At
Watching-
the time of
we're watching a
recording,
lot of
so,
wrestling.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's been a lot on this week.
Either has.
Either has.
Either
has been.
Aye,
Aye.
mate.
What about you, Matthew? What have you got coming up?
Hopefully sleep.
Yeah.
I've been having a loser series with there. I think where Sleep's won every single time. It's like when Sheamus feuded with Del Rio, just beating
Is it
everyone.
getting back to a normal body clock?
Yeah,
after
my
the
body's like, what are
break?
you doing? You're not pumping yourself full of turkey sandwiches and booze every 5 minutes. Are you all right, mate? I'm like, yeah, I'm eating a salad. Freak. So hopefully I'll get that sorted out and I'll be more eligible next week. I'll also be streaming more of Bret Hart's insane book,
Yeah.
where if he's not talking about what if I became a pirate out loud in his head, he's talking about shagging.
Great book, though.
Oh, it's just
So good.
He's the most Bret Hart man to ever live. And if not that, I'll be doing games on Thursdays. So by the time this is out now, before Christmas, I tried to try doing, because people requested it, the video game version of I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream.
Okay. I didn't know there was a.
Yeah, why would you? God, it's interesting.
Okay.
And I realized it's not very appropriate for Twitching, so I'm gonna try doing other stuff and I'll probably get thrown off Twitch and start bringing this up every week on the
Just
podcast.
before we end, what's the next film on your watch list that you're
Oh,
going
that's
to
one
be?
point. Yeah.
I'm
Like, what's the next
I'm
one?
halfway through a film at the minute, but then I went to sleep last night.
What film was it?
Licorice Pizza.
Oh, you're getting around to watching it. Is it
Yeah.
good so far?
It's okay.
That's okay.
It's okay. It's a bit odd, but I think that's the point. It's meant to be a bit off kilter.
So that's your next one to finish. Have you got one coming up that you really are excited for? Babylon we were discussing.
It's
but
not out yet,
It's getting.
though,
It's
is it?
the end of this month.
Well, I don't know really at the minute. I'm not. I'll finish Licorice Pizza and then
Casablanca.
I was about to say, yeah.
probably have to watch an oldie at some point.
Yeah.
I've
North
got
by Northwest.
I've got a classics list. That it's not my own list, but someone did it on Letterboxd, and you can like it, and then you
Okay.
can check back on how many you've watched. I've
Yeah.
got a list of ones that
Oh, we're
I
treating,
should
we're treating like
watch.
achievement points in games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
that's
It's like
trophies.
trophies.
Oh, yeah.
But so I
you
don't know.
watch
What,
good films.
but I'm scared to go too far back before I'll appreciate it. I think it'd be too jarring if I go straight back to an old one and be like, "This is rubbish."
Watch Streetcar
not
Named
think-
Desire.
that good?
And then-
Oh.
sorry,
Do you not
Tennessee
like-
Williams.
That's what I like doing, though, is going back and forth with them, because if you just watch one period, then you're just going to get an idea of that.
I think I'm
Like,
enough. I think I know enough about wrestling that I can go back and watch a match from like WrestleMania 1 and adjust my expectations.
Yeah,
But with
fair
films, I
enough.
don't think I can. So I
Oh,
need to
okay.
gradually ease myself in and be like, I can't watch Charlie Chaplin and be like,
This is
"Sick."
incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I feel that. Yeah.
Fair enough.
But I'm not sure.
This
though.
is why it's cool, because it's a nice, concise answer. I feel bad now saying all these things about him because he's actually taking it seriously. So I look like the
No, I've
biggest
just been-
dick in the world.
I've just been
but-
enjoying it. It's been
No,
good.
I'm pretty
It's
happy
been
for you.
It's a new journey for you.
Yeah, it's a new
Yes,
journey.
it is. I watched Good Times with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, that's meant to be really good.
It's because it's from the same
Yeah.
guys who did Uncut Gems, and I think Uncut Gems is way better. But this is
That's
just
on my
basically-
watch list.
Uncut Gems.
Oh,
Is it as good as Happy Gilmore? No, I'm joking.
It's
Oh,
the
it's just as
same
funny.
film. It's a
It's not-
sequel. Yeah.
Do you like anxiety?
No.
Oh, you'll love this
Apparently,
film.
got
then.
through
apparently
Boiling
Kevin
Point.
Garnett's in it, so I'm like, okay, I'll watch that.
Great cast, very well done, but it is.
No, Kevin Garnett, the
I only-
basketballer, apparently is in it.
Yeah, no, it's.
Why? Okay, well we'll get. I'll
It
watch.
sounds
watch
weird,
it,
I
yeah.
know, but he's really good in it.
I'm assuming he's playing himself because you can't.
Yes.
You can't. There can't be a 7-foot guy who's not.
No, the whole
Okay,
thing
right.
is he's playing himself.
Okay,
yeah.
You can't
But
teach that.
I watched it with a friend, and if I hadn't watched it with them, I wouldn't have been able to watch it because I was watching it like
Oh,
this.
it's
I didn't
tense.
want them to think I was a coward, but I'm like, I'm on edge so much right now watching this.
Sounds good though.
Oh yeah, I recommend it.
Okay.
There we go.
There we go.
Please let us know what you recommend films so Jack can enjoy it. And give
Cultaholic
his-
Film Podcast.
Yeah, and this film podcast as we slowly
Joel,
move,
what's your
move away
next
from
film? He
wrestling.
likes
Oh,
films.
there we go, Joel.
Joel's a film.
For you,
No, for you. What's on your watch list, Joel?
After Sun.
I've watched
yeah.
it.
Good. You watched it?
Yep.
Is it really good?
Yeah, it was quite short. It was only like an hour and a bit, but it's slow paced, but it's wonderful.
Wow.
It's no, it was really good. I was really good. It's been winning all kinds of awards. Yeah, it's good.
Lovely. And also, as I said, Ross will hopefully be here next week, unless he hates us. And in which case, you can enjoy him on Hold and Give on the YouTube
Hold and Give.
for all the football malarkey. So I guess he'll be talking about goal Goal 2 and Goal 3.
He does like talking about goal.
Goals.
If you ask him about goal, he will talk
Yeah.
about it.
What a lad.
Weird films.
What a lad you are. What a lad you are as well. And the man behind the camera. Scrummy. Thank you
Oh.
very much. You guys have been
Maffew always
fantastic.
fancies the producers of the podcast. It's just a
Fair.
It's a thing. It's
I mean,
just
look
a-
at
Anything with
Joe
legs
sitting
at this
there.
point. to be honest with you. I'm very happy. So, as always, the Hall of Fame can be voted on at patreon.com/cultaholic. And any thoughts, queries, and Reese's Pieces, mailbag@cultaholic.com. Right now,
Yeah, what we point?
we have been Cultaholic. You've been amazing. We're going to point at this and say something. Oh, so the thing at the end of Casablanca, he's looking at you, kid.
Play it again.
1, 2,
What?
3.
Play it again,
He's
Sam.
looking at you, kid.
What's Play It Again Sam from?
That's out from Casablanca.
That's also
That's
Casablanca.
it.
Play it again, Sam.
Play it again,
Yeah.
Sam.